Facebook record sale. We're also streaming on YouTube and the X platform, formerly known as Twitter. When you're on watching, Matt's on X. Welcome, Matt. Thank you. Boy, you're fast. You must get instant notifications, Matt. What is your secret? Because that is fast. Everybody else would like to get on that fast. So we have Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band here. It's a 1995 purple U.S. Capitol label, and we're going to be auctioning that at some point tonight. We have a lot of fantastic stuff to get to. First thing we'd ask everybody is like the post. X comes in 30 seconds before Facebook. Wow. Yeah, we need more people watching over on X. That's incredible. That is so fast. Amazing auctions tonight. Hope everybody's ready. We're going to go through a little bit of new vinyl. We're going to go through some discount bins. And then at some point tonight, we're going to take a little field trip. We're probably going to head to the back and go through some stuff back there, you know. Let's go ahead and open up a Coletco here and get a few things liked and shared. Go ahead and like the post. I would greatly appreciate that. I'm going to hit copy link. I'm also going to share it to a couple groups. First thing I'm going to say is sealed OGs up for auction and discounted pre-owned. All right. Let's share it there. Share it there. Welcome everybody. Let's get that link copied. Let's go over here where I shared it over to the group. And right here, and I'm going to share the link, and I'm going to put, boom, now I'm going to put live and now, exclamation point. Now I'm going to go over to the Coletco page and get it shared. Welcome everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's still a snow day here in Lebanon. We're still working on a skeleton crew, meaning we don't have the body and the organs. I guess that's what that means. It's like you're missing part of your body. We just have bones. We just have me, Tanner, and Doug. I have texted everybody else, and hopefully everybody can get here. I've texted Paul and John and Ed, and I know my mother's not coming in, so I didn't even try. But I think the rest of the anatomy is hopefully going to be here tomorrow to make this thing work a little bit more smoother, because we usually have 8 to 10 people here on staff, including me and Tanner and my mom and Doug and Ed and Paul and John and Seth and Jake, and we've had 2 or 3. So let me edit this. Let me edit this actual video and put live now, link in comments, live now, exclamation point, link in comments, exclamation point, asterisk, space, save. All right, not now. Now let's go over here and get this thing shared over on Instagram. Let's get the YouTube link. We're also streaming over on YouTube. If you haven't already, please make sure you've hit the thumbs up button on... no. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button on Facebook and YouTube. I'm clicking on the YouTube video right now. I'm behind the camera right now. I'm getting my phone charged up because we may be walking around the store a little bit tonight. Wow, 5,400 subscribers. We've had 400 new subscribers in just, I guess, since Saturday night almost. So you'd like to see YouTube growing. That's good. I've got to get on the ball. Paul's gave me some more videos of his to post. More of Paul's personal collection. I need to do another personal collection video. I've also got a video to make about fake autographs that you should be aware of. Also got to do a video on what are cutouts and saw marks. I started on that early this morning before I went to bed for a few hours. And I think me and Tanner's both operating on about 4 hours sleep each. But we're here. I'm going to post this picture on our story. I'm going to hit link. I'm going to hit that. I'm going to hit live now. And we're almost done. I need to get on X and see what's going on there. Matt Ketron, I don't know if he's still on, but he said X is instant comment. So let me go over here first to the YouTube and comment on this video live now, link in story, So boom, and let's get up the chat and let's go ahead and get started. So Wikipedia, I was reading about the Buffalo Bills. Well, I read about some odd stuff on Wikipedia. I'll be reading about World War II. I'll be reading about John Belushi. Then I'll be reading about the Buffalo Bills. And then I'll be reading about Godsmack. And then I'll be reading about Star Wars. I'm a Wikipedia guy. I spend a lot of time on there. However, I think some of those articles, I have found errors before in articles, so you got to be careful. It is a publicly edited forum almost, so I found a lot of errors before in music articles. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not right. Okay, so let's see here. We got 175 viewers. I think I'm going to first go through one of our first discount bins. All right, so let's go through what app is X. X is Twitter. So we're also streaming on X. You can go over there and watch, and Matt says it's really fast. Matt says that's really fast over there. Maybe I'm going to start running some ads over there, so I hope everybody is on there. I'll start trying to make more posts on there. We'll build that up. YouTube has really took off over the last 6 months or so, so thanks, everybody. YouTube is a great way. YouTube is a great way to get notifications. I think that's why we're getting so many followers over there. YouTube is great about sending out notifications. Facebook, you never know. You know how they used to actually send you a push notification or a notification in your comments or in your notifications tab? They don't do that all the time. Sometimes they don't send out anything. Now, YouTube, I subscribe to maybe a dozen channels, and anytime a video is posted by any of those channels, I get an email and I get a push notification. And that's including if they go live or if they schedule. We can schedule on there that we're going to go live also to send you a reminder. So just so about that, we might, Tanner, is this stuff to be keyed in? We don't want to get those confused. Oh, okay. That's putbacks. All right, so let's go through. We have a crate of non-payments too. So let's also go ahead and get started tonight. If you haven't already, please make sure you've hit the like button, both on Facebook and YouTube. And I guess retweet if you're over on X. They hadn't figured out what to call it yet. I think Elon said they still are going to call it posting, which is kind of weird, but everybody's been used to calling it tweeting. So we have, this is $9.99, first discount bin of the night. So here's tonight's agenda. Sealed auctions. I also got some other stuff pulled to auction as well. These are on sale for $9.99. I've got 6 discount bins made up. I'm going to go through some new vinyl, more than I went through last night, but I'm going to go through these 6 discount bins while we're auctioning stuff, and then we're probably going to roll this cart to the back. We haven't been back there in like 2 months, and try to go through some stuff, buy it now or best offer, because y'all hadn't seen the back. A lot of y'all are new, and y'all have never seen the back part of the store, so hopefully our internet connection will reach back there, and we'll get started. So there's our first 2 auctions. I'll introduce those in just a second, but let's go ahead and get started. $9.99 discount bin. Everything in this crate is $9.99. Boz Scaggs. Hits. That's a hits compilation from Boz Scaggs. No condition notes. If I don't say anything about the condition notes, then this is if it's EX plus near mint minus. So also we have Journey Through the Past, Neil Young, VG plus condition. That is a soundtrack he did. Journey Through the Past, a film by Neil Young. That's $9.99. First record of the night has 2 claims. Stephen Martinelli was first. Felix Salas was second. Hall & Oates, Private Eyes. No condition notes on this. Original inner sleeve, Private Eyes, Hall & Oates, one of their original studio albums. And that's some beautiful looking vinyl, $9.99. Bill Sammis wants Neil Young, Journey Through the Past. That's so to Bill Sammis, and Tommy Flowers gets Hall & Oates. Off to a great start. We have Return to Forever featuring Chick Corea. No mystery. No condition notes on this. $9.99. Red Polydor label. Very clean copy. No condition notes on Chick Corea. That's $9.99. And Glenn Fry from the Eagles, one of his solo albums, The All Nighter. Now just $9.99. It's clean. It's got a nice jacket, inner sleeve, and clean vinyl. $9.99. So Boz Scaggs went to Stephen Martinelli. Felix Salas was second. Bill Sammis got Neil Young. Tommy Flowers got Hall & Oates. Ted Turner second. Cindy Walker third. And David Sweevil says he wants Glenn Fry. That's so to David Sweevil. Only thing left right now is Chick Corea. Jethro Tull Stormwatch. No condition notes on this. Another clean record for just $9.99. Original inner sleeve. One of the notable hits on here is called Something's on the Move. That's a good one, $9.99. Jared Inc. gets the Return to Forever. That's so to Jared for $9.99. Jeff Malwitz wants Jethro Tull, and Jackson Bullock was second. We have Pat Benatar, Precious Time, $9.99. That is $9.99. Also another very clean record with the original inner sleeve. And look how nice the vinyl is, $9.99. Jeff got Jethro Tull. Jackson was second. David was third. Scott was fourth. Let's go ahead and introduce our first auctions. This is the best of the band. I tagged all these early this morning. And I got a whole crate of sealed auctions ready. Plus, when I was making the flip crates, I found a couple other random things to auction. Here's our first two auctions of the night. The best 1976 club copy. It's a Columbia House club copy. It is perfectly sealed, though. The best of the band's greatest hits. $35 start, 1976 club pressing. And Fleetwood Mac Mirage is a 1982 club pressing. 1982 club pressing. There is a, I don't know what to call it. It looks like it's kind of dirty, maybe underneath the shrink wrap. It's not perfectly clean. That is Fleetwood Mac. It's a 76, this is actually an 82 club pressing. $35 start on that. But Fleetwood Mac is sealed. That'd be a great one, I guess, if you were to decide to open it. If you take all that shrink wrap off, where it's a black cover, you're going to have a really nice jacket. That might be one you might want to consider opening. Okay, so the last thing we had here was Stephen Martinelli. He gets Pat Benatar, Tony Freeman second. Steve Lackey third, David Williams fourth, and we got beds on the band. Neil Young after the Gold Rush. VG condition, now just $9.99. Neil Young after the Gold Rush. VG condition, $9.99. Steppenwolf Monster, half off at $9.99. Like I said, not a fan of this album because the jacket loads from the bottom. But look, that's the original label, and it's super clean. Not much ring wear on the jacket. If you don't have that one, it's only $9.99. That's Steppenwolf Monster. The Beach Boys live in concert, 2 LP, VG Plus condition, has the original Warner Brothers Reprise inner sleeves. That is a 2 LP live Beach Boys concert. Couple great tracks on here that I have that I enjoy. Of course, a lot of these I really know, but there's one I listened to that I really liked. What was the one? Love? I can't think of it right now. But it's one I hadn't heard before, and when I listened to this, I really enjoyed the live version. That's $9.99, and Wet Willie Mannerisms. Wet Willie is $9.99, Mannerisms. Wet Willie, original Orange Epic label, $9.99. Okay, back up to the top. So we had the band, 35, 35, 40, 45. Stephen Martinelli wants Neil Young after the Gold Rush. That's so to Stephen Martinelli. Matt Lawson, you're second. A $50 bid on the band, now a $55 bid. We have Wet Willie, Beach Boys, and Steppenwolf all still available. And Vanilla Fudge, Rock and Roll. Vanilla Fudge. We've been selling a lot of fudge lately. Here's a Vanilla Fudge, original Atco inner sleeve. That's an original Monarch pressing and no condition notes. Vanilla Fudge is $9.99. And the best of Delaney and Bonnie. Also no condition notes on this. The best of Delaney and Bonnie. Another original Atco pressing. That's a Presswell. Very clean, $9.99. Jackson gets Vanilla Fudge. That's so to Jackson. And we have another copy. If you missed out on the first one, here's another Glenn Fry All-Nighter. Super nice copy. Original inner sleeve, $9.99. Felix Solis wants Delaney and Bonnie. He put BB, but I'm assuming that's for Delaney and Bonnie. Or that could be for the Beach Boys, actually. Felix, was that BB for the Beach Boys? If so, let's go ahead and give that to Felix, and we'll give Pam Dickens the Glenn Fry. All right, so update on our auctions. The best of the band is a 1976 club copy. 1976 club copy. Stephen Martinelli has it for $55. This is very, very nice. No bid on Fleetwood Mac Mirage. This is an 82 club copy. Like I said, it looks like it's a little dirty underneath the shrink wrap. I don't know if that's humidity or I don't know what's happened there, but I mean, it's worse just a black cover. It shows every little thing, but it is sealed. It's a club copy, just a $35 start on Fleetwood Mac, and that's a final call. Jared McLaughlin, you were second on the Vanilla Fudge. We have David Williams. We have Wet Willie by Rare Earth. This is Wet Willie Mannerisms. That's $9.99. Continuing, we're right in the middle of a $9.99 bin, and things are going quickly. So I hope everybody's locked in and got your fingers ready. These are going quick. James Cotton, My Foundation, Cotton's Back Room, Series number 1. James Cotton is $9.99. Fleetwood Mac's in auction, and we have a final call on the band for $55. Traffic, Low Spark of High Heeled Boys. Traffic is $9.99. No condition notes on Traffic. Super clean copy. And Offer You Can't Refuse. That's Walter Horton and Paul Butterfield. Walter Horton and Paul Butterfield, $9.99. Unless I say otherwise, everything that I don't mention condition notes on are EX Plus near mint minus. Roosevelt Sykes, Dirty Double Mother. Roosevelt Sykes is $9.99 for Dirty Double Mother. That's on ABC Bluesway, $9.99. And Ray Charles, Georgia on my mind. Ray Charles is $9.99. That's a Ray Charles compilation, $9.99. And we have Rod Stewart, Blondes Have More Fun. That's half off at $9.99. Rod Stewart, Blondes Have More Fun. Gatefold, very clean copy, very nice. All right. Let's go ahead and sell Stephen Martinelli, the band, for $55. No one else bid, but no one also said out. And we did get a bid on Fleetwood Mac. Krista Callery did bid on the sealed Fleetwood Mac Mirage. Krista's at $35. That's a final call. Kelly Bagwell wants Butter, and that was Walter Horton and Paul Butterfield. That sold to Kelly Bagwell. Michael Swanger second. Stephen Martinelli first on Ray Charles. Pam Dixon was second. Michael Swanger first on Roosevelt Sykes. David Williams second on Ray Charles. Felix third. And David Williams first on Rod Stewart. Everything in this bin's $9.99. Final call on Fleetwood Mac. And we have Rick Wakeman, Journey to the Center of the Earth, live at $9.99. Let's put up some more auctions. I've got a lot of really cool stuff to auction. Let's do Boston Third Stage. This is sealed. It is a USOG, not a club. A lot of these I'm going to call them not a club, meaning it's some of them like the original issue year is the only year it was pressed, some of these, and they're either a U.S. retail or a club. This is an 86 U.S. copy, retail, not a club, nicely sealed, $35 start, Boston Third Stage. That's now up for bid. We have a new bid on Fleetwood Mac for $40. The Trogs, the vintage years, and of course this has their song Wild Thing. This has got a lot of tracks on it. 2 LPs, VG Plus condition, $9.99. Denise is the new high bidder on Fleetwood Mac at $40. Jay Giles, Sanctuary. No comments on the condition with this one. It's a nice copy. Also has that original custom inner sleeve. $9.99 on Jay Giles Band. And live Jay Giles Band, Blow Your Face Out. No condition notes on this Jay Giles. Back-to-back Jay Giles, $9.99 and $9.99. And CP Love and his Blue Mates, an album of rhythm and blues. That is actually sealed, now just $9.99. So back up to the top, Denise was at $40 on Fleetwood Mac. That was a final call. Boston 35, Boston 40, Boston 50, Fleetwood Mac 41. Christopher Morris first to that Trogs compilation. That's so to Christopher Morris. David Williams, you were second. Boston 55. We have Marsha Collins first on Jay Giles. Now, Marsha, you're first. You get dibs on either Sanctuary or Live. Let me know which one you want. Denise is back in on Fleetwood Mac at 45. We'll go ahead and give Pam Dickens CP Love. That's sold to Pam Dickens. Fleetwood Mac 50, Boston 50. Kelly wants the first Jay Giles, which we'll see which one that Marsha Collins gets, though. Felix was second on CP Love. Jeffrey wants both Jay Giles. I think they're both already been going to be claimed. Steve Plaw, 60 on Boston. She said not the Live. So Marsha wants this one right here, not the Live. So that's sold to Marsha Collins. Next in line after her then was Kelly Bagwell. She wanted that one, and then that means Jeffrey DeLong is going to get the Live. So the Live one is sold to Jeffrey DeLong. There's where we're at. I'll update the auctions in 1 second. We'll keep showing $9.99 records with John Fogerty. We sold 2 last night. Here's another one, Eye of the Zombie. John Fogerty from CCR. That's $9.99. And Four Tops Reach Out, $9.99. The Four Tops Reach Out. Reach Out, I'll Be There. Bernadette. Walk Away Renee. That's an original Motown record, $9.99. And we have Johnny Cash, The Gospel Road. This is a story of Jesus told and sung by Johnny Cash. This is spoken word. He reads scriptures. He sings. And that's Johnny Cash, $9.99. Okay, Fleetwood Mac. The last bid I had on Fleetwood Mac was Krista Callery at $50. And that means Krista Callery was at $50. And who else was bidding on this? Denise Harrison. I got Denise bid 45, Krista bid 50. Denise Harrison, let me know if you want back in or say out if you're done. And we have a sealed original Boston Third Stage retail copy, OG retail copy. That is, we had a $60 bid with a new bidder and a new viewer, Steve Plaw. He was at $60. We had an out and an out. We had another out. Stephen Martinelli first on the John Fogerty. James Cohorn was second. Matt Hockman on CP. CP was for I'm going to skip over that. You might have got auto-corrected there, Matt Hockman. Pam Dickens, though, first on Four Tops. David Williams second. Darren Davis third. Also, we have Fleetwood Mac 55, now 60. And Calvin Ward says he's in on Boston at 65. Calvin, that's right. Calvin already had a bid in at 65 on Facebook. So Calvin is the high bidder on Boston at 65. And we have Fleetwood Mac now at 60. So 65 and 60. Continuing for $9.99. Richard P. Havens, 1983. That's a Richie Havens original studio album. $9.99. 2 LPs. If I can get it out where I can show you the label. MGM Records, $9.99. If you haven't already, make sure you've liked the Facebook post. Make sure you've liked the YouTube video. If you see a like button, hit it. And also if you're on X, please repost it. We have Fleetwood Mac Mirage. This is a sealed club copy. Like I said, it is sealed. There's some, I don't know if that's humidity or just like some dirt or something underneath the shrink wrap, but there's something underneath the shrink wrap there that doesn't make it too visually pleasant. It looks like more like humidity, but like I said, where it's a black cover, it shows a little bit of everything. To me, it looks like maybe a little bit of moisture got underneath there, but it's not really damaged. If that was to be opened, all that would come right off. That's because it is a glossy cover. So the high bid on that is Denise Harrison at $65. Fleetwood Mac is at $65, and Boston's at $65. So Denise has Fleetwood Mac at $65. Calvin has that at $65. So continuing, let's go through some more $9.99. This is called Contact, Sounds of Mod. This is a compilation that has Bob Dylan, Chad and Jeremy, the Yardbirds, Bobby Vinton, Dave Clark 5. It's a Columbia Special Products, $9.99. Frank Sinatra, just one of those things. Sinatra is $9.99. And so is the Pozo Seco Singers, Shades of Time, on the original label, and that is Don Williams. His first band, he was like in a folk band called the Pozo Seco Singers. Little Richard, 22 original hits. These are all $9.99. And Marshall Tucker Band, Tuckerized, $5 off on that one, $9.99. David Williams wants the compilation that has Bob Dylan on it. That's sold to David Williams. And Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons Anthology. Big Girls Don't Cry, Sherry Baby, Walk Like a Man, Rag Doll. That is now just $9.99. And the Roger McGuinn Airplay Anthology, a 1977 white label promo, the Roger McGuinn Airplay Anthology, that is $9.99. So Jeffrey DeLong, new bidder on Boston at $66. Calvin Ward, you're out. When I get to the bottom, if no one else has bid on Fleetwood Mac, I'm selling it to Denise for $65. David Williams got the Dylan compilation. Christopher Morris first on Frank Sinatra. Well, he put F.A. That, Christopher, was that for Frank Sinatra? Let me know if that's right. I'm going to give you the Frank Sinatra. Stephen A. Young was second on the comp. Stephen Martinelli first on the Little Richard. Justin Chase possibly second on Frank. Alicia was third. Matthew Powell first on the Marshall Tucker Band. David Williams first on the Four Seasons. Justin Chase wants the Don Williams record, the Poco Seco Sinkers. Bob Reiger, you were second on the Frankie Valli. Jane Fink on the Roger McGuinn. That is sold to Jane Fink. Philip, you were second on Pozo. Christopher did want the Frank Sinatra. New bid on Boston for $70. Fleetwood Mac is sold to Denise Harrison for $65. Denise gets that. They're still bidding on the sealed Boston third stage. And Stephen Martinelli wants VFSF. And that was the Four Seasons and Frank Sinatra. Those have both already sold. All right, let's put up a really cool auction. There'll be some activity on this one. A 1983 or a 1985. Some of these, as usual with these sealed records, you can't really tell unless you open it. You got to look for hints. And because this has a best value series, I'm going to guess it's a 1985. Usually they wouldn't have a Super Savers or a best value series on the OG pressings. They possibly could have, but at one point this was in a discount bin somewhere. So I'm assuming it's a reissue, but it could be the OG from 1983. It's a $55 start, and we already have a $150 bid. Stephen Martinelli's at $150 on that. Boston's at $70, $71, and now $72. Let's keep going through the $9.99 records. Spirit, we had this the other night. This is actually a repackaging of their first two records. Spirit is a repackaging of their first two records. That's $9.99. Also, the Kinks, One for the Road. This is Live Kinks, $9.99. The Kinks Live One for the Road. That's the Kinks Live. Paul McCartney, Wings, Back to the Egg. Wings has the hop sticker on it, Back to the Egg, a Paul McCartney Wings album. That's $9.99. And also we have Classic Straubs, which is a 2 LP Straubs compilation, $9.99. Jeffrey DeLong and Calvin's battling it out over the Boston. Calvin's back in at $72. Stephen Martinelli has SRV for $150. Todd Tipton wants Spirit. That's sold to Todd for $9.99. Wolves Council was second. No poster with the Kinks. I've already checked. Crazy Horse. Barb Smith wrote her name on the cover. Other than that, it's VG Plus, textured cover. Crazy Horse. That went on to become Neil Young's backing band. That's one of their solo albums. That's $9.99. Jeffrey's back in on Boston at $75. And the great songs of Roy Orbison, the great songs of Roy Orbison, $9.99. This is a yellow promo label from MGM Records, special disc jockey record. Roy Orbison's $9.99. Stephen Martinelli gets the Crazy Horse. That's so to Stephen Martinelli. And the best of the Love and Spoonful. Here's our nightly Love and Spoonful compilation, 2 LPs. That's on their original label. That's the label they was, a lot of these are like budget off label. That's the original label they was on, Kama Sutra, and it has, of course, all the great hits. Do you believe in magic in a young girl's heart? Do you believe in magic? That's one of those songs that just randomly starts playing in my head. I don't know why. That and Band on the Run. At some point throughout any 24-hour cycle, Do you believe in magic and Band on the Run will just start playing in my head. They're permanently etched in the back of my brain every day. At some point, it fires up. Do you believe in magics? Do you believe in magic? Or magics, plural. Let's see here. Boss 75. Stephen Martinelli got Crazy Horse. Marsha Collins was second. Stevie Ray Vaughan does have a punch hole. Yes, it has a punch hole. Best value. That's why I believe it is an 85. It could be an 83, but you can't tell unless you open this. It is got a punch hole. It is very nicely sealed, though. The shrink wrap's nice. It's clean. It's got the 2 price tags on it, or actually a price high tag, and then the original price tag. High bid is at $150 of Stephen Martinelli, and that's a final call. We have John Duran on the Roy Orbison. That's so to John Duran. Justin Chase was second. We have Nat Reynolds says he'll take the Richie Havens. That's Richard P. Havens. That is so to Nat Reynolds. Kelly Bagwell second. Felix gets the Love and Spoonful compilation. Alicia was second. Boston's at 76. And we have Buddy Holly, 23 all-time great hits, now just $9.99. 2 LPs, $9.99. Todd Rundgren, the name of the album is Todd. That's now $9.99. Todd Rundgren, Todd. And Bruce Springsteen, The Wild, The Innocent, The E Street Shuffle. Bruce Springsteen's $9.99. Jane Fink first on the Buddy Holly. That's so to Jane Fink. And we have George Thorogood, Maverick. VG Plus condition, $9.99. That has the song I Drink Alone. VG Plus, $9.99. All right, Calvin, let's see here. Jeffrey DeLong, let me know if you want back in on Boston. Calvin has it for 76. And when I get to the bottom, if no one else has bid on Stevie, I'm selling it to Steven for 150. Jane got Buddy Holly. Stephen Martinelli was second. James Zuppe was third. Phil S. first on TR. That's Todd Rundgren. Sell that to Phil for $9.99. Stephen Martinelli first on George Thorogood. Jane Fink was second. Continuing with $9.99. Them changes. Buddy Miles. EX condition, $9.99. Somebody wrote Pastime on the cover. EX condition, $9.99 for Buddy Miles. It Ain't Me, Babe. That's an original album by the Turtles on their original label. White Whale, the Turtles is $9.99. And Asia Alpha, $9.99. All right, we have an out. We're done with these 2 auctions. Boston is sold to Calvin Ward for $76, and Stephen Martinelli gets the SRV for $150. Let's recap the $9.99 bin. Let's put up 2 more great auctions. So here's tonight's agenda. I have a whole crate over here of sealed records I got ready for tonight. I've got plenty of discount bins prepared to go through, and we're going to be, at some point when we get done with the auctions, or get close to done with all the auctions, and then we go through all the discount bins, we're finally going to hopefully make our way to the back to go through some bins, because I've crated up like an entire section of the store, and we've went through it and sold most of it. The rest of it's still back there in bins, and we're going to go back there and just take the cart, and that's hopefully if we get through all the discount bins tonight, which I have a feeling we will. We're on a very, very fast pace right now. This is a 1972 USOG, and I think I have confirmed that by the hype sticker. I've never seen a hype sticker on this one. It includes the hit single Layla, History of Eric Clapton. This has a squared corner, not a clip corner, not a punch corner, not a punch hole, not a saw mark. They've squared this corner, but it is sealed, and that's the 1972 Atco OG with hype sticker. The History of Eric Clapton with Layla hype sticker, $45 start. $45 start. The Best of the Blues Brothers is a 1981 US, also with the hype sticker. Blues Brothers includes unreleased live versions, and that is also a $35 start. 1981 US pressing. Those are now up for auction. Sealed with hype stickers. Very, very cool. Back up to the top, We had Jane Fink first on the Turtles. Let's go ahead and pull that for Jane Fink. Dan Ingerson first on Asia. Tony Freeman second. Javi Soto third. Robert Madon fourth. We have Brian C. second on Turtles. Coletco hoodies. The Coletco hoodies and long sleeve shirts. She actually messaged me today and was wanting to know if I'm ready to put in that order. And I will get that to her probably this week. So, because she's also works for the school system. So she's been out of school and she's probably ready to make some hoodies for us. So Jeannie, she might even be watching. Jeannie, are you watching? I'll get that order to you. I'll tag you in that post to see how many pre-orders we had, and I'll do a few extra for extra sales, and that's what we'll do. So, all right, let me see what's going on here. We have Renee put BS, and that was for Bruce Springsteen, Renee. Let me know if that's right. That's so to Renee. And let's go through the $9.99 bin one more time. If y'all don't know what we're talking about, we did a pre-order for Coletco hoodies and Coletco long sleeve shirts about 3 weeks before Christmas. I was making sure everybody got their order in, and now we're actually about to order them. So good weather to have those right now. Probably wish I had my Coletco hoodie right now. One more time with this. Steppenwolf Monster, OG pressing. Very little, if not hardly any ringwear on the cover. Steppenwolf is $9.99. Here's what's left in the first flip bin. $9.99 Steppenwolf. The best of Delaney and Bonnie. Eric Clapton plays on this album. $9.99. Wet Willie, Mannerisms. And like I said on Wet Willie, it is the original orange Epic label. That's $9.99. James Cotton, My Foundation. Selling a lot of James Cotton last night. There's one for $9.99. Traffic, Low Spark of High-Heeled Boys. I was listening to some Steve Winwood this morning. Boy, his voice is incredible. Steve Winwood, Traffic, $9.99. Rick Wakeman, Journey to the Center of the Earth. Live, Rick Wakeman, the keyboardist for Yes. $9.99 on Rick Wakeman. And Johnny Cash. Wow, Johnny Cash record left unclaimed. The Gospel Road. That's $9.99. I got 2 auctions up. We had an Eric Clapton and a Blues Brothers. Stephen opened Eric Clapton at $45. Joanna also bid $45. Joanna bid $50. Felix bid $35 on the Blues Brothers. Stephen Martinelli bid $45. Stephen Martinelli bid $55 on Clapton. Renee got Bruce Springsteen, $58 on Clapton. Michael Swanger on James Cotton. We have Alicia on SW. That was for, SW was that for Steve Winwood or as in Traffic? Is that right, Alicia? Blade Singletary second, and Jaskin Balak third, or was there another SW in here? That could have been for Steppenwolf. Alicia and Blade, or I did mention Steve Winwood on Traffic. If not, Traffic goes to Jackson. Jared McLaughlin wants the Delaney and Bonnie. Denise Harrison gets the Johnny Cash. Kelly possibly either second or fourth on Traffic. And we have the Kinks, One for the Road. That's $9.99. Also, Wings, Back to the Egg. That's $9.99. And Classic Straubs. That's a 2LP. That's a great deal. And we have Them Changes, Buddy Miles. Another great deal, just $9.99. So Alicia wanted Steppenwolf. So Tanner, Steppenwolf is right here. This goes to Alicia. So Michael Swanger got the James Cotton. Alicia got Steppenwolf. Blade Singletary second. Jackson got the Traffic that you have. Jackson gets the Traffic. Jared got Delaney and Bonnie. Denise got Johnny Cash. Kelly makes second on Traffic. We have Felix finally getting the Buddy Miles. And we have a Straubs compilation. Here's what's left for $9.99. Straubs, Wings, Kinks, Wakeman, Wet Willie. Final call on these 2 auctions. Eric Clapton is at 58 with Joanna Usel. OG 1972 History of Clapton with Layla Hype sticker. It does have a squared corner. It was in a cutout bin at some point. That's at 58 with Joanna. That's at 58. And we have the best of the Blues Brothers. And Stephen Martinelli still has this at the opening bid of $45. $45, that's where we're at on those. David Rabe is going to get the Kinks album. That's so to David for $9.99. Jared McLaughlin second on Buddy Miles. Elaney, you were second on the Kinks. Darren Davis is going to get the Straubs. And that just leaves Wakeman, Wings, and Willie. That's WWW. Wings, Wakeman, and Willie. That's all that's left there. I've got another crate made up for you. These are, let's go ahead and do the $19.99 crate. Everything in here is $19.99. $19.99. We have a new bid on Eric Clapton, and when I come back, I'm selling the Blues Brothers. I'm going to go ahead and grab another new sealed record. There is another Boston. I'll go ahead and grab that. I also got Cheap Trick, the Rolling Stones. Here's what I got in the sealed bin. Clapton, Dire Straits, Frank Zappa, Stones, Cheap Trick, Doors, Fleetwood Mac, Beatles, Fleetwood Mac, Boston, Badfinger, Beatles, Band, Blues Brothers, Benatar, Grateful Dead, Full Metal Jacket, Dirty Rotten Imbeciles, Dwight Yoakam, David Lee Roth, Joe Walsh, John Cougar, and somebody else I never heard of, but I went ahead and tagged it anyway. I've already forgot their name. I'm going to grab the Cheap Trick and get it on deck. So great sealed records. We're going through discount bins and auctions with the sealed stuff. Did you have something earlier on Pat Benatar? I did, but it's already sold. All right, Blues Brothers is sold to Steve Martinelli for $45. And we have Cheap Trick Dream Police. This is either a 1979 or a 1984. So if you open this up, it's either going to be, I think, an orange Epic label, OG, or a 1984 blue and black label. There's no way to tell. There's no way to tell. The catalog numbers are all the same. It's not cut out. It has no saw marks, no punch holes. It is an original retail copy of Dream Police. $45 start. It's either a 79 or a 84, $45 start. I'm about to sell Eric Clapton for $60. Final call. Let's go through. This is, let's go through this 1999. You should see the Fleetwood Mac poster I bought from your store. Take a picture of it and post it in the group. Make sure you're in our group, A Whole Lot of Records. You can post a picture in there and we'll share it over to the group. I didn't know I had a Fleetwood Mac poster. Oh, one of the new ones? Yeah. Yeah, we got to get tubes for those so we can start selling them on here. I don't want to start showing them, though, till we have tubes to ship them in. Okay, Deja Vu, a classic album by Crosby, Stills, and Nash, an original 4-digit. It is a Monarch, but it has a Rockefeller address. I don't know if this is actually 71. It's probably a 75, but it's clean. A classic album, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young, Deja Vu. That's 1999. Buffalo Springfield, again, 1999 for Buffalo Springfield. Again, also on a yellow Atco label, and both those albums right there were very, very clean. Genesis Abacab, that's a half-speed master for 1999. Genesis Abacab, a half-speed master, 180 gram. Very, very nice. That's going to sound amazing, a half-speed master of Genesis Abacab, 1999. And Spain's Los Bravos, featuring Black is Black and Bring a Little Love. That's now 1999. We have Clapton. Clapton is sold to Stephen Martinelli at $60. That is sold to Stephen Martinelli. We have bids on Cheap Trick for $45 and now $50. $45, now $50. Bill Samus on Genesis. That's sold to Bill Samus. I'll start a new pile. I'll put Clapton there. New 1999 pile right there with Genesis. Scott Ham was second. Also, this is Cousin Brucey. Cruising America with Cousin Brucey. This is an original radio broadcast from 1989. It's going to be just like you're listening to the radio in 1989. It has ads. It has musics. Turn, Turn, Turn by the Byrds, Cry Like a Baby, Box Tops, Dizzy, Tommy Rowe, Chantilly Lace by the Big Bopper, Curtis Lee, Johnny Rivers, the Rolling Stones, Chuck Berry, Walking in the Rain by the Ronettes, All My Loving, and Hello Goodbye by the Beatles. That's an original radio broadcast, Cruising America, 1999. Pearl Jam, Rearview Mirror. I actually found this in the back, and I was like, you know what? I'll slip in a little bit of a treat, half off Pearl Jam's Greatest Hits, originally $39.99, now $19.99. Their Greatest Hits Volume 1, 1991 to 2003. Wipe the windows, check the oil, Dollar Gas. We had a VG Plus copy the other night. This one has no condition notes. Original winter sleeves, $19.99. Stephen Martinelli, you're out on the Cheap Trick. Daniel Buzide has it for $50. That's now a final call to Daniel Buzide. I'm going to go ahead and grab our next auction, which is going to be the Boston Picture Disc. Lots of interest earlier in Boston. Check this out. Classic Nostalgia, a 1973 original Boston Picture Disc. $35 start, 1976, and this is sealed, and it's never been opened. That was a U.S. retail copy. They made a lot of different picture discs in 1976. Boston, the Beatles, Pink Floyd, Abbey Road, Bob Seger. We've had most of them. I think at one point or another, I've had all of them. $35 start for Boston sealed picture disc. All right, back up to the top. Jill Berry, I'm sure we've got that message. We'll check on it. I don't look at messages, but Tanner, Doug, Ed, somebody, they'll get with you very soon. We've been down to... We usually have 8 to 10 people who work here on a daily basis. We've had either 2 or 3 the last 3 days. So that's why invoices haven't went out. That's why we haven't shipped a lot of stuff. We usually have between 8 and 10 people who work here. The last 3 days, we've had either 2 or 3. So that's why we're a little behind right now. Matt Lawson, first to the Pearl Jam at $19.99. Stacy Metternich on CA. That was the Cruisin' America. So Stacy gets the radio broadcast for $19.99. Next on Pearl Jam was Stephen Martinelli, Matthew Powell, John Duran, Todd Tipton, Nat Reynolds. Gerald, you were second on Cruisin'. We've already sold the ET record. We auctioned that last night. Mike McGinnis gets the Allman Brothers for $19.99. Lots of people next on Pearl Jam. William Lee Murray, Gary Samuel, Scott Ham, Boston 45, Boston 40, Boston 45, Bill Samus. You were second to the Allman Brothers. Boston 45, Boston 50, Boston 60, Boston 70, Boston 75. Continuing with $19.99, I'm also about to sell Cheap Trick for $50 to Daniel Boozide. The Who, Who's Last? It's a live Who concert, 2 LP, original inner sleeves, $19.99, and the Beatles 65, marked down from $32.99. It's a very clean Apple pressing of the Beatles 65, $19.99 for Beatles 65. That's $19.99. Scope of the Bee Gees, a Japanese pressing with Obi, now just $19.99. Scope of the Bee Gees, I found that in the bin in the back. And Frank Zappa, this is Chunga's Revenge, a white label promo. White label promo. It is in VG condition though, $19.99. Frank Zappa, Chunga's Revenge, white label promo, VG, $19.99. Details on Cheap Trick. John, you came in at a great time because I was about to sell it. This is either a 70, let me find my sticky note. It's either a 79 or an 84. Yeah, it's either a 79 or an 84. It is sealed. It is a retail copy. There, Montgomery Ward price tag on the front. Montgomery Ward price tag on the front. No way to really know without opening it. It's either going to be a 79 or an 84. It is nicely sealed. It's actually really hard to tell. Some of these, I've been going by feel. Me and Paul and John, we've been looking at them like, yeah, that's so close together, it's really hard to say. So it's either going to be OG pressing. But if you look on Discogs, there's like this many 79 pressings, and then there's like one 84 pressing. So, the odds, in my opinion, are in favor of some of these being the one that there's more entries of, but that doesn't really mean anything. That's a speculation. Okay, so Boston 60, 70, 75, 80, 80, 80, 90, 85, 95, 85. Jeffrey DeLong gets the Beatles for $19.99. Mike Torres was second. John R. was third. Felix gets the Japanese Bee Gees. We have Orlando Martinez first for Z for Zappa. Gerald, you were second on Bee Gees. Justin Chase third. What was the Los Bravos? The Los Bravos was Spain's Los Bravos. That is an original album on the Parrot. That's the original album, marked down pretty much half off from back in September to just $19.99. It has writing on the back. It looks like it's at a radio station, WKEP maybe, demonstration. It came in on the station on July 19th, 1968, $19.99. That's Los Bravos. It's very clean, $19.99. Gerald Guilford, you were second on Zappa. Scott Bardnar, third on Zappa. We have... Heather put 9 plus 63.3 and 3. That is something I'm trying to figure out here. Also, did I not pull Deja Vu for... This was the first record sold earlier. That sold to Stephen Martinelli. That sold a long time ago. Stephen Martinelli. I forgot to pull that. John Lil's on Cheap Trick at 52, and John Duran wants Los Bravos. Okay, so we're right in the middle of a $19.99 discount bin, and as y'all can see, it's moving pretty fast, so I hope everybody's paying attention. We have one Buffalo Springfield left, and we have one Who concert left. Both are $19.99. Daniel's back in on Cheap Trick, and now just to update everybody on Boston. Boston was at $95 with Stephen Martinelli. $95 with Stephen Martinelli. That was Heather Feather's dog talking. Heather Feather's dog said 9 plus 63.3 and 3. It's trying to tell us something. We have Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young, four-way street. Somebody, very fortunately, cut out the hype sticker from the original shrink wrap, so that's included. It also has a lyric insert with it, $19.99. $19.99. Bob Seger Live Bullet. Bob Seger sold for $19.99. And we have New Riders of the Purple Sage Field Trip. This is discounted from $34.99 to $19.99. 2020 record store day, $19.99. $19.99. So, once again, John and Paul's not been here. That's why I'm going through all these discount bins. I've been making up crates myself. I got all the auctions ready. We're going to be going through a lot of stuff tonight, including discounted records. Stevie Ray Vaughan's already sold Chris. You just missed it about 10 minutes ago. Boston's at 100. Scott Sneed's going to take the live Who album. That's sold to Scott Sneed. Justin Chase got Seeger, and Blade Singletary wants New Riders. These are all sold for $19.99. Stevie Ray Vaughan sold for $150. Paul Simon, Graceland. This is $19.99. Paul Simon, Graceland, original inner sleeve. That is $19.99 for Paul Simon, Graceland. And Genesis, Three Sides Live, Genesis 3 Sides Live, $19.99 for Genesis. Nice clean copy of Paul Simon. Mutant Cats from Hell, a 1988 U.S. hardcore album, now $10 off, $19.99 on Mutant Cats from Hell. And Tension, Breaking Point. This is a metal record from that DJ Metal collection. Does have some cover damage on the front. 1986 U.S. pressing, $19.99. John Lill, let me know if you want back in on the sealed cheap trick. You've been outbid. Daniel has it for $55. Another final call on that for $55. We had a new bid on Boston for $100 with Brett Hamilton. He has hit the $100 mark on that. Now a final call. Blade Singletary wants MS. MC, Mutant Cats, that's sold to Blade Singletary. Michael McDowell, you were second. John Lill's out on Cheap Trick. And the 1975, A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships. The 1975 is sealed, now just $19.99. Justin Chase gets Paul Simon Graceland from $19.99. Court Gabo's in on Boston at $105. And Steely Dan Gaucho, an original 1980 U.S. pressing, original under sleeve, Hey 19, $19.99. $19.99 on Steely Dan Gaucho. All right, Cheap Trick is sold for $55. That's sold to Daniel Booziden. I've got a whole crate of sealed OG and vintage reissues over here we're putting up, including the Beatles. I don't know what to call this. I guess a vintage reissue. If 1995 is vintage, then I'm officially vintage because that's my birth year. This is a 1995 purple label. If you were to open this, it's going to be on a purple capital label. I confirmed that by this limited edition hop sticker and the barcode on the back. A 1995 purple label, Sgt. Pepper, sealed. Sealed Sgt. Pepper's 1995 pressing, $45 start. I guess if we consider that a vintage reissue, then I'm officially vintage at 28 years of age. Tanner, does that make you feel old? Doesn't make Tanner feel old. My 10-year high school reunion's in March. I was like, wow, I've been graduated for 10 years from high school. Okay, Boston's at 105. We have Mark Querum. You were second on Paul Simon. Jane Fink on Gaucho. Robert Madon second. And we have two auctions going up. New bid on Boston's at 105. Brett Hamilton, you're out. The Eagles' greatest hits, no condition notes, $19.99. The Eagles' greatest hits, 71 to 75. That is $19.99. The Eagles' greatest hits, $19.99. And the Rolling Stones Tattoo You EX condition, Start Me Up, has the original under sleeve, an original Stones album. Nice at EX. That's $19.99. And we have Derek and the Dominoes in concert, $19.99. Derek and the Dominoes in concert. This is $19.99. Derek and the Dominoes live in concert. Also, we have the Chesterfield Kings Trippin' Out. That's a 1977 Spanish pressing sealed, $19.99. The Chesterfield Kings Trippin' Out, $19.99. $19.99. Back up to the top. If you want to bid on the Beatles, make sure you put a numerical in your bid. We're looking for a $45 start. Boston's at 105, and I'm officially giving that a final call with Court Gabo at $105. Final call. We have Nat Reynolds on New Riders. I have already sold that, haven't I? New Riders. That was that record store day. Nat, that sold earlier. Invoices, Tracy Tallman. Invoices. You hadn't got an invoice because they haven't went out yet. No invoices have went out yet. Me and Tanner have a plan in place. As soon as the sale's over, I've got to key in 6 more crates of records, which is going to take about 3 hours or more. And he's going to key in all of the coin and off stuff, which is probably going to take 5 hours or more. So we have a plan in place to officially start getting out invoices late tonight, early a.m. And sorry for the delay. The Eagles is sold to the E comment from Bill Durgan. He got that for $19.99. Kelly Bagwell put TAT for Tattoo You. That's sold to Kelly. That's the Rolling Stones. Mike Torres was second. Bill Durgan did get the Eagles. We have Zachary P. on the Beatles at 45. That's a new bid. We have Bill Samus wants Derek and the Dominoes, and we have another $45 bid. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. I've got to the bottom. No one else has bid on Boston, so this is sold to Court Gabo for $105. That's sold to Court Gabo. Continuing with $19.99, Circus Maximus, 1967, in shrink wrap on Vanguard, now just $19.99. The Beatles has a new bid for $46. Let's get a new auction started. How about the classic, the legendary Eric Clapton, Slow Hand, a 1977. No way to tell if it's OG or the repress. So actually, this is listed as a 77, but the repress was also in 1977. $45 start. I was looking at prices, and it looks like it really didn't, one thing from the other, because this album, as y'all know, sold a lot of copies. So they actually had to repress it.
that first year in 1977. Eric Clapton Slow Hand, $45 start. There's no way to tell if it's the first pressing or the 77 repress. Either way, it's from 1977, the original release year. So either way, this was made in 1977. There's just no way to tell if it's like a first stamper or part of that reissue series or repress series. Repress means they pressed more, usually with different matrix numbers, that same year or thereafter. A reissue is usually something a completely different packaging, barcode, catalog number, usually. But a repress is like, holy cow, we're selling a lot of these, we got to press more of them. And that's what happened with Slow Hand. I mean, look how the album starts out. Cocaine, Wonderful Tonight, and Lay Down Sally. When everybody put that on, they was like, oh my gosh, or heard it on the radio or bought the 45, whatever happened there. All right, so the Beatles was at 46, then 50. Brent Robley gets the Circus Maximus. That's so to Brent Robley. Eric Clapton's at 45, 50, 55, and Delaney and Bonnie, a white label promo. Delaney and Bonnie and Friends on tour. Speaking of Eric Clapton, white label promo, $19.99 for Delaney and Bonnie. We have Buffalo Springfield Last Time Around, and I have another Buffalo Springfield. That is their self-titled album with For What It's Worth. Stop People, What's That Sound? Also, Victoria Spivey, Victoria and Her Blues, sealed half off at $19.99. Victoria Spivey and Her Blues, $19.99. Dominic Anzidio has the Beatles at $46. Scott Ham, You're Outbid, and Zachary P, You're Outbid. Please let me know if y'all want back in. I'm going to go ahead and sell the Dominic for $46 if I don't hear from y'all very soon. Eric Clapton was at 50, 55, 55, 60, 65, 65, and 65. Let's recap the $19.99 bin very quickly. Going through discount bins tonight. We got 9, 14, 19, $6.99, and then we're going to probably try to head to the back and go through some buy it now best offer. Calvin's the first in on Eric Clapton at 65. So here's what's left. Actually, I'm willing to make somebody a really great deal on some Buffalo. For some reason, Buffalo Springfields always ends up in the discount bins, and these are all super nice copies. I got them marked down to 19, 19, 19. What if we do 15, 15, 15, $45 on all three Buffalo Springfields? And man, look at that. I think that's their 3 studio albums. I think that's the first, second, and third studio albums from Buffalo Springfield. That is $45 if anybody wants that deal. And they're all super clean. That's like buy one, get 2 free for $45. We have Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. That is live, great live recording, $19.99 on that. Scott Ham's at 50 on the Beatles. Scott, I must have missed that. Scott, I see that now. Scott Ham bid 50 on the Beatles. Thank you for the reminder. Sometimes I miss stuff. Jackson, you were second on Circus. Felix gets the Victoria Spivey. Roger Ramjet wants the white label Delaney and Bonnie. So this crate just leaves Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young live with the hype sticker. Genesis 3 Sides Live is $19.99. We sold 2 of those last night. Tension, Breaking Point, I believe that is a metal record, discounted from 1986. 1986 U.S. pressing. Was that a DJ radio station copy? The 1975 was sealed, and so was the Chesterfield Kings Tripping Out. That was 1997, a Spanish pressing, also marked down for $19.99. Jared McLaughlin wants BS, and that is Buffalo Springfield. I think he wants the 3-piece Buffalo Springfield chicken dinner. That's sold for $15, $15, and $15, Tanner. Let's do a final call. The last thing I said was Calvin Ward's the high bid on Eric Clapton. No one else has moved. Final call to him. And Scott Ham has the high bid on the Beatles. Zachary, you're back out. And so is the other bidder that I said, Dominic. Y'all are both out on that. Let's bring up another new crate. Let's go through some $14.99 stuff. We've been through 9 and we've been through 19. Let's go through some 14. And y'all are going to like the $6.99 bins. I've left some killer stuff in the $6.99 bins. And I've explained before how I do these. So I literally go to the store. I go to the bins here in the store. So just like if you're local and if you've been through our store before, you know all of our records are not in any order. And the reason I keep them not in any order, and they'll never be in alphabetical order, is for this reason. We go through our records. I'm going to post a picture. Actually, if we take the cart back there, one entire part of the store is all empty now. And that's why we don't keep anything in alphabetical order, because we go through these so fast and so often. We put out an entire store worth of records about every month or every few weeks, actually. And so we put them out. After a few months, we start discounting them, and they usually all sell, and there's nothing left, and we refill the bins back up. So I pick up a record, I look at what we had it priced, and I'm like, you know what? Let's make it $14.99. And that's regardless of what it's marked on the back. I'm just like, $14.99, let's sell it. This is Bob Dylan Saved, $14.99. Yep, free range record store. Nothing stays the same. There'll be people coming here looking for something. They was in here the week before, and there's like an entire new 5,000 records out for sale. And I'm like, those are all gone. We go through stuff so fast. So this is Bob Dylan Saved. This is Bob Dylan Saved, $14.99. Everything in here is discounted to $14.99. So if you're one of those people who are looking for ABC order, the only thing we keep in ABC order is our new vinyl, and all of that's gone. We sold all that back before Christmas, so we actually have nothing in alphabetical order here. So that's when I tell y'all, if we have to look for something, you have to give us a week or two because there's no telling where it is now. Lou Reed, Sally Can't Dance. No condition notes on this. Lou Reed, Sally Can't Dance. Original inner sleeve, orange label, OG Lou Reed. And it does have a saw mark. I've never seen one without a saw mark on it. Lou Reed is $14.99. And Zawinul, as in Joseph Zawinul. This is actually a white label promo, $14.99 on Atlantic Records. A white label promo of Zawinul, $14.99. The Drifter's Greatest Hits, a 1966 mono. 66 mono, $14.99. The Drifter's Greatest Hits, that's $14.99. And Gordon Lightfoot, Gord's Gold, VG Plus condition, $14.99. Gord's Gold, the essential Gordon Lightfoot compilation, minus the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. You'll have to get that on a different album. It's not on that one. $14.99 for Lightfoot. And Frank Zappa, VG condition, The Mothers of Invention, Overnight Sensation, now just $14.99. All right, let's update these auctions. So when I stepped away, we had a new bid on Slow Hand for $70. Then another bid for $68. We had a new bid on the Beatles for $51. And Calvin bid $75 on Clapton. $75 on Clapton. Man, this is sealed. This is, I believe, pretty significant. I mean, we sold, this is Eric Clapton, one of his classic albums, possibly, most likely, OG first pressing, sealed. We sold an autographed copy a couple months ago for about $1,500. This is a sealed 1977, that same pressing, unopened. And we have a high bid of $75. Dan Ingerson, first record in here to Lou Reed. That's sold to Dan Ingerson for $14.99. Felix Salas, you were second. Alex Roman's going to get the Drifters. We have not sold that Scott Bodnar, but I have it on deck. Gerald Guilford first to Zappa. Jackson was second. Also, we have Slow Hand at $80. New bid. Joanna's out. Scott's out on the Beatles. Gerald Guilford wanted the Z as in the Zawinul promo. Okay, so Gerald gets the Zawinul promo, and then Jackson is going to get the Zappa record. So those are all sold for $14.99. We have Darren Davis wanting Gord's Gold. The only thing not claimed right now is Bob Dylan Saved. What's the purpose of the saw cut? Matt, I'm actually working on a video right now so I can make that and share it to anybody who asked that question. But it's essentially what Neil just said. The saw mark means it was for sale at some point in a store. It was for sale some point in a store. It didn't sell. It got shipped back to the distributor at a discounted price, just like Warren Zevon. This is in shrink wrap, $14.99. So what happened was this was for sale in a store. It didn't sell. They shipped it back to the distributor. They put a saw mark in it. Then they shipped it to a discount outlet where it was in a discount bin, discounted from the original retail price. But back in the day, record stores could have shipped stuff back and they got credit for it. And boy, I wish we could do that today. That would save me a lot of trouble on this stuff I order that I can't sell. But that's why I don't order as much as I used to, as far as multiple copies. But that's what that's purpose for. It also could mean a promo copy before when they shipped them to radio stations and other people. They also did that. They usually clip the corners for promo copies. They like clip the corners. So that's what's going on there. That's $14.99, and that's sold to Matt Lawson. Okay. The Beatles, let's go ahead and move these on. The Beatles is sold to Zachary P. for $51. He gets the Beatles for $51. Eric Clapton was at $75, and Eric Clapton was at $80, and Matt Lawson got the Warren Zevon. Bob Dylan's $14.99, and Eric Clapton's at $85. Everything in here is $14.99. The Mothers of Invention, Fillmore East, VG Plus condition, $14.99. But that's a very common question on the cutouts. Most new record collectors that probably wasn't collecting records when they were actually for sale in stores don't know about saw marks and cutouts. They think that somebody's damaged it. But that's not the case. It was actually done probably by a distributor. Iron Butterfly ball, no condition notes on this. An original Iron Butterfly, it has the Unipack, which means a Unipack is when you can open the gatefold and the record's tucked in like this. crisp inner sleeve and no condition notes on the vinyl. That's Iron Butterfly Ball. That's $14.99, $5 off the original price, and it is a super clean copy, Iron Butterfly Ball. Also, we have Traffic. This is a 2021 pressing of Traffic. That is Mr. Fantasy, Dear Mr. Fantasy, $14.99 on Traffic. And the best of Yusef Lateef, a 71 Presswell pressing from Atlantic. No condition notes on that. $14.99. Eric Clapton at 85. Jackson gets the Mothers of Invention. Jackson also gets Iron Butterfly. And Tanner, I need that cover fixed. I didn't get that tucked back in there correctly. So whenever you get to that one, that's sold to Jackson. Calvin's out on Eric Clapton. Court Gabot has that for $90. That's a final call. Felix first on Yusef Lateef for $14.99. Thomas Hujar second. Genesis is $14.99. You might want to open it and take the record out. I think I've got it tucked underneath the slip part up at the top. Genesis, self-titled album, original inner sleeve, $14.99 for Genesis. And we have John Hammond, that's autographed to Dale. To Dale, all the best. John Hammond, Southern Fried. It's a 78 Richmond press autograph, now just $14.99. Eric Clapton is about to be sold to Court for $90. I'm going to go over here and grab our next two auctions, which is going to be the Mothers of Invention. And let's auction some Rolling Stones. Rolling Stones and the Mothers of Invention. Next two sealed auctions going up to bid. Neil Brashear gets the John Hammond. Monica Malley gets the Genesis. Darren Ray, you were second on Genesis, and Michael Swanger second on John Hammond. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Court Cabot gets that for $90, and Lance just bid $95. Lance, you missed that by like 2 seconds, maybe 1 second. I've already, like I was saying, the word sold, and your bid popped up on my screen. That is unfortunately for you, but fortunately for Court, sold to him for $90. Mothers of Invention, another band, just another band from LA. It could be a 72 press, there's no way to tell. And there are, quote, reissues of these, but Discogs don't even list what year they're from. So it also may be, it could be a 72 reissue, kind of like we had with the Clapton earlier. There are reissues of this album, vintage reissues. This is very nice. This is one of those that I'm going to go by feel and tell you that the jacket is a very well-made jacket, indicative of records from around 1972. It's got nice colors. I can't confirm it is, but it's a $45 start. That's the Mothers of Invention, just another band from LA. No saw marks, no punch holes, no cutouts. $45 start on that. Felix needs to pass on the Yusef Lateef. That's okay. Thomas Hujar was second. So Thomas, you get the Yusef Lateef. Also, the Rolling Stones, Love You Live. A 77 USOG, $45 start. Not a club. It is a USOG. It has the original Kmart price tag. And I just want to let everybody know this thing is barely hanging on. It actually fell off. You can see two little strips of adhesive there that match the hop sticker. It was actually down in the sleeve whenever I picked it up. It barely wants to stay on there. You might want to even try to re-adhesive that. But that's the original price tag for the Stones. Love You Live, and that's a $45 start. Very nice. It's no saw marks, no cutouts, no punch holes on that either. That's what's going on there. Okay, so everything in here is $14.99. We're going through a discount bin. Everything in here is $14.99, including Kingfish, Trident, a 78 promo record. Grateful Dead related, of course. That's a promo copy on Jet Records, $14.99. And John Lennon Imagine, an Apple pressing with the original poster, with the John Lennon playing the white grand piano poster. That is in here. Poster or postcard? Postcard, not poster, excuse me, postcard. I was about to say, I don't see a poster. It has the John Lennon and the goat, or the pig, postcard, not poster, $14.99, postcard. That's John Lennon, just $14.99. Imagine, and another John Lennon. This is a 77 Japanese pressing for $14.99. Unfinished Music number 2, Life with the Lions. There's another John Lennon. Whoever's first, I'll give dibs to either one. Lucky Peterson, triple play on Alligator Records. Lucky Peterson is $14.99. Lucky Peterson, $14.99, Alligator Records. And Cherokee Mist, Gathering of the Tribes. From 1994, UK, it's actually hand-numbered, number 549 of 999. That is $14.99. back up to the top. We had a bid on Mothers of Invention for $45. We had Rolling Stones at $50. We had Rolling Stones at $60. Jackson Bollock first on the Kingfish. That's sold to Jackson for $14.99. And then we have Felix Solis on first on John Lennon. Felix, let me know if you want Imagine or Unfinished Music, or you can have both. John Leal's backing on the Rolling Stones at $65. George Lyle second on John Lennon. Rachel third on John Lennon. Glenn Radford, you were second on Kingfish. Ted Turner fourth on John Lennon. Neil third on Kingfish. Nat fourth. Gerald Guilford first on Life. And that was Life of the Lion, so that's what he was claiming there. We'll come back to that. Who was first? Felix. We're waiting for Felix, and then David Johnson next on John Lennon. We have Zappa at 47, and Felix says, Imagine, please. All right, so let's give Felix, John Lennon, Imagine. And now we're going to have to go down the list and figure out, I messed up and put back-to-back John Lennons in there. So George Lyle, you're next. Let me know if you want it. George Lyle, if you say pass, Rachel, then Ted Turner, and then Gerald Guilford for sure wants it. So lots of people will have to go down the list and get confirmation on those. We have Grand Slam, Magic, Slim, and the Teardrops. That's Grand Slam. Also a blues record from Dale's collection, $14.99. George Lyle said he'll take it. He was next, so give that to George Lyle for $14.99 as well. We're in the middle of a $14.99 bin. And Ben Webster and Coleman Hawkins, Tenor Giants. Ben Webster and Coleman Hawkins, Tenor Giants. That is $14.99. Somebody asked for Zappa label. This is sealed. It's going to be on Reprise, Bazaar Reprise. It's going to be on Bazaar. It's sealed. I think somebody asked that. This is sealed Mothers of Invention. It could be a setting 2 press. There's no way to confirm it. Alan Totten bid $50. That's the high bid. Alan Totten. It is perfectly sealed. High bid on that is at $50. High bid on that's at $50. And then the Rolling Stones, I left off with John Leal, an original retail copy. John Leal has that beautifully sealed too. Nice colors, shrink wrap. John Leal has that for $65. Felix was first to John Lennon. He wants the Imagine. George Lyle was second. He gets Life of the Lions. Rachel, you were third. And then Ted Turner was fourth. And then Gerald was fifth. David Johnson was sixth. And that's the order that fell. Michael Swanger first to Slim. Magic Slim sold to Michael Swanger, $14.99. Nat Reynolds wants Grand. And that was Grand Slam, so Nat was second to that. Tommy Flowers third. Tim Jernigan put 8. I'm going to skip over that. And George Lyle put Ben Webster. That's sold to George Lyle for $14.99. Next for $14.99 is Detroit Blues Factory Volume 1. Detroit Blues Factory Volume 1, $14.99. Final call on Zappa for $50 to Alan Totten. Final call on the Stones to John Leal for $65. Billy Squier, Signs of Life, nice copy. Billy Squier is $14.99. Signs of Life, $14.99 on that. And Lucky Peterson, Lucky Strikes, shrink wrap pop sticker, genuine house rock and music. That's on Alligator Records, $14.99. Steve Lackey first on Billy Squier for $14.99. Dennis Jackson first on Detroit Blues Factory for $14.99. And James Cohorn was second on Billy Squier. Eric Clapton was here. EC was here. Clapton, original under sleeve, very nice, $14.99. Zappa is sold to Alan Totten for $50. The Rolling Stones is sold to John Leal for $65. Those auctions are done. Robert Madine, you were third on the Billy Squier. Let's put up 2 new auctions. We also have a crate of non-payments that we're going to go through in here just a minute. First, we're right in the middle of a $14.99 bin, and I have other discount bins. I'm going to bring over somebody wanted Dirty Rotten Imbeciles. I'm going to get that on deck. Let me go ahead and bring it up front. But I think this is really cool because I don't get many copies of this, much less sealed. Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket. Boy, I wish this was in print where we could order new copies, but I don't think it's ever been reissued. This is a 1987 U.S. retail copy. It does have a saw mark on the spine. $35 start, Full Metal Jacket. This has Wooly Bully and Surfing Bird, the Trash Men, Nancy Sinatra. These boots are made for walking. Hello Vietnam, Chapel of Love. Full Metal Jacket. That is a $35 start. That's going up for auction. Never been reissued to my knowledge, at least in new in print copies. And we have Pat Benatar, In the Heat of the Night. Pat Benatar is a 1978 U.S. pressing, $25 start. These are both sealed. Both auctions are sealed. Benatar is a club copy, so it's not going to have any saw marks, punch holes, or cutouts. Full Metal Jacket is an original retail copy. That's because it does have a saw mark, and that's what the barcode was showing. That's now up for bid. All right, it's Full Metal Jacket and Pat Benatar. Those are up for bid. Back where I left off, we had Michael Swanger first on the Eric Clapton for $14.99. Mark Lent wants to know the Cherokee Mist condition. Cherokee Mist has no condition notes. I was looking at it earlier. I checked it on Discogs because we originally had it marked for $34.99, which is not out of range based on this condition. Not out of range at all based on this condition. $14.99, near mint minus, Mark Lent. We have, who got the Stones? John Lill got it for $65. We have Jeff Williams, the Rolling Stones is already sold. Full Metal Jacket, 35, 35, 40, 40, 35, 45, 45. Pat Benatar, 25. Full Metal Jacket, 48. Sean Jones is in at 75. John Martinez wants Cherokee Mist. Let me make sure that Mark Lent doesn't want it. That's either sold to Mark Lent or John Martinez. Full Metal Jacket's at $75. We have John Lennon, Rock and Roll. Mark Lent wants Cherokee Mist. John Lennon, Rock and Roll on the original Apple label, Stand By Me. John Lennon is $14.99. And we have Albert Collins and the Icebreakers live in Japan. Albert Collins on Alligator Records, $14.99. Pat Benatar, only one bid with Denise Harrison. Only one bid on the sealed Pat Benatar for $25. $25. Carol, you did not get the Stones. $65 to John Lill. We have Hot Tuna live from New Orleans, 1969. Is a record store day release from 2018. Hot Tuna live, $14.99. Hot Tuna live, 1969. And Jack Bruce at his best. They did Cream at its best, Jack Bruce at its best, Eric Clapton at its best, and Ginger Baker at its best. 4 different series. This is Cream bass player Jack Bruce at his best, $14.99. Full Metal Jacket's a final call for $75 to Sean Jones. We got a new bid on Pat Benatar for $30 with Tony Freeman. Tony's the new high bidder at $30. Terry Gerhardt also bid $30. George Delisle gets the Hot Tuna for $14.99. Gerald Guilford was second. All this in World War II box set. Original soundtrack by Lennon McCartney, or the music's by Lennon McCartney. It has Ambrosia, Elton John, Roy Wood, Keith Moon, Rod Stewart, Bee Gees, Status Quo, Tina Turner, Frankie Valli. That's $14.99.
There were a lot of $14.99 Beatles.
Aha. So we can probably just refill the bin with these. Okay. All right. Next is Country Joe and the Fish, Greatest Hits. Very psychedelic cover, fitting for Country Joe and the Fish. No condition notes, an original Vanguard pressing. Actually, is that a promo label? It's a yellow Vanguard. Interesting. $14.99, Country Joe and the Fish. That's $14.99. And Sonny and Cher Live, sealed. It does have a tear in the shrink wrap. That is another thing I've seen before. It's like scratch marks where they like cut it, like scratched it on the cover, like for a cutout discount bin. I've kind of seen that before. I've seen that like they make like 2 little, it looks almost like a stapler or something went through it. But that looks like it was some sort of cutout. Sonny and Cher, $14.99. That's a rare cutout mark. You don't see that one too often with the 2 little like lines through it. Sonny and Cher, there's such thing as a rare cutout mark. Okay, when I get to the bottom, I'm selling Full Metal Jacket. We got new bids on Pat Benatar though. Tony bid $40. John Duran wants World War II. Justin Chase was second. Denise back in on Pat Benatar for $45. Ben gets Country Joe. Sonny and Cher is sealed though. It is sealed, $14.99. Richie Havens live on stage. A German pressing, $14.99 for Richie Havens live on stage. And this is a digital recording, CBS Master Sound, audiophile pressing. It's classical music, an audiophile compilation from CBS Master Sound, $14.99. Denise wants the Sonny and Cher. Sean Jones gets the Full Metal Jacket for $75. We're still bidding on Pat Benatar. Denise has that for $45. Felix gets the Richie Havens for $14.99. Brian C., you were second on Sonny and Cher. Gerald Guilford gets the digital audiophile compilation. And Humble Pie, Rockin' the Fillmore, $14.99. Pat Benatar's at $45. If you were one of the bidders, let me know if you want back in. We're going to go through this bin one more time. Tanner informed me that the putback bin had a lot of $14.99 stuff. So this putback bin, the person who didn't pay for these, they bought one night a lot of stuff out of the $14.99 bin. So I'm going to bring those over here and kind of just put them in this bin, and we're going to go through the putbacks. They're all $14.99. Please make sure you pay for your records. That's all I ask. I don't care how much you buy. Just make sure you can pay for them, because we go through a lot of work to get all this ready, and it's a lot of work to have to resell them. We got to send reminders, we got to cancel them, we got to go back through them, and then we got to resell them, retag them, re-invoice them, and probably There could have been somebody that night that would have bought them and paid for them. So please make sure if you're going to buy records, you pay for them. Dirty Rotten Imbeciles, live at CBGB's 1984. This is a 2015 Record Store Day, limited edition white vinyl, $25 start. Dirty Rotten Imbeciles, live at CBGB's 1984, $25 start. $25 start. Sean Jones, it was sealed. You got it for $75. Jeff Mall with Humble Pie for $14.99. No, we don't sell crates because they're very costly to ship. We don't sell them locally either because we always need them. We always have a shortage no matter how many we have. So you can get them through a website. They're not cheap, but you can get them delivered. But we stopped shipping them because it was getting way too complex. Just to ship one in a box. I mean, you can't fold this up, so we stopped selling crates. Denise Harrison gets Pat Benatar for $45. Dirty Rotten Imbeciles, we have that for $25 and $25. Here's what's left in this $14.99 bin. Bob Dylan Saved, the first record of the bin. Bob Dylan Saved, original inner sleeve, $14.99 for Bob Dylan Saved. Traffic, a 2021 remaster issue, Dear Mr. Fantasy, $14.99. Also, Lucky Peterson, triple play. Lucky Peterson from Alligator Records. Also, Lucky Peterson, Lucky Strikes for $14.99. John Lennon, can't believe no one got that. Rock and Roll, his covers of all those classic rock and roll standards, $14.99. Albert Collins is still available, live in Japan for $14.99. And Jack Bruce at his best, also $14.99. Let's get another sealed auction going. Then I'll bring over some of these records that Tanner just prepared. Let's put up a sealed, since we're about to do a bunch of Beatles stuff. Let's put up this. I think this is really cool. This is the OG US pressing for $67 to $70. Check this out. It's on Apple. And it has the original hop sticker on the back with the track listing. 1973 OG Apple Beatles, $67 to $70, sealed, no saw marks, no cut holes, $85 start. Very, very cool. I love the hop sticker on the back with the Apple logo and all of the Beatles tracks. $85 start. That is sealed retail copy. No saw marks, no punch holes on that. $67 to $70, $85 start. Okay, so a lot of these records that I was just talking about were Beatles titles. So make sure you comment the name of the album, please. A lot of them are solo Beatles albums. So make sure you comment. If it's a McCartney album, don't put McCartney. Make sure you put Tug of War or etc., something like that. And Tanner said these are all $14.99. So I've added more to the crate. The first is George Harrison, Somewhere in England. Somewhere in England. George Harrison, original inner sleeve. That's $14.99. And as you can see, these were all discounted. And now they're discounted once again. Somewhere in England, $14.99. Self-titled. This is George Harrison self-titled. Does have a saw mark. This is $14.99. This is $14.99. George Harrison, Somewhere in England, and George Harrison. And we have the Beatles featuring Tony Sheridan, $14.99. The Beatles featuring Tony Sheridan, $14.99. And like I said, just make sure you can be as specific as possible. We'll try to work through it because there's a lot of Harrison, Beatles, McCartney, Harrison, Lennon right here in a row. Up to the bid right now. Update on the bids. Gerald Guilford has the DRI, the Dirty Rotten Imbeciles, for $35. That's at $35. We have, Gerald says, I'll take Staying Alive. Staying Alive. You have to wait till I actually show it. You got a sneak peek. No sneak peeking. Stephen Martinelli on George Harrison. Stephen, do you want the first one, the second one, or both of them? Let me know which one you want, Stephen. I'll go ahead and lay both of them over here. Sean's back in on Dirty Rotten Imbeciles at 36. Roger Ramjet wants the John Lennon from earlier, and now Dirty Rotten Imbeciles is at 40. We have Paul McCartney. This is Pipes of Peace. This is $14.99. Pipes of Peace, Paul McCartney, $14.99. Original inner sleeve. $14.99. Stephen did want both George Harrison. So we got a Beatles, Tony Sheridan. We have Paul McCartney, Pipes of Peace. Here, the Beatles Tell All. Here, the Beatles Tell All, an interview disc on VJ Records. It's probably a bootleg. $14.99. Christopher Morris first on Paul McCartney. That's so to Christopher Morris. Next, let's do this one for Wings. Comment Wings if you want this one. Wings at the Speed of Sound. Wings at the Speed of Sound, $14.99. Also, original inner sleeve, no condition note. Christopher got Paul McCartney. Kelly Bagwell wants Bruce. And that was Jack Bruce. That's from earlier, but we still got it. Sell that to Kelly Bagwell. Also, sealed Beatles with hop sticker, 73 OG Apple, no bid. Final call to get a locked-in bid for $85 before I make it a buy it now. We're still bidding on Dirty Rotten Imbeciles. Sean Holford bid 37. Gerald Guilford bid 40. Sean Druin's out. Scott Ham bid 85 on the Beatles. He's locked in. Mike Torres gets wings. Tony Freeman, you were second. Next is another John Lennon rock and roll. If you just missed out on the other one, here's another. This one's on the green capital label. $14.99 on John Lennon rock and roll. There's another one if you just missed it. We have new bids on the Beatles all of a sudden. And let's do another comment. If you want this one, once again, comment Wings, and this is London Town. Wings London Town, $14.99. Original under sleeve. Does it have the poster? And it has the poster. This one has the poster with it. Wings, next to Wings comment gets that for $14.99. And what else do we have here? We have Ringo's Rotogravure. Ringo's Rotogravure. Gatefold pressing. Does have a saw mark on the spine. That's an album he had out on Atlantic Records. $14.99. And a Paul McCartney 2. McCartney 2, gatefold, super clean. $14.99. All right, so update on Dirty Rotten Imbeciles. Looks like Gerald Guilford has it for $40. Final call. Then the Beatles was at 85, 87, 90, 90, 92. Matt Hockman has it for 92. And we have a final call on DRI. Felix gets this Wings album. That's so to Felix. Scott Ham, you were second. Here's another McCartney, Tug of War. Another McCartney, Tug of War. It was $14.99. And John Lennon, Milk and Honey. We had one the other night, or last night, with a little bit of cover damage. This one looks very clean. Clean vinyl. Nice jacket. $14.99. And Staying Alive. Let's see who gets it first. Japanese pressing, just $15. $15. And yes, even if I do accidentally show something, I kind of wait to see who's actually first on it. Staying Alive is $15. Okay, the Beatles, we had 92, we had 95, we had 100. Wolves Council on JL for John Lennon. Now, Wolves Council, did you want rock and roll? I think you just bought a rock and roll, didn't you? I think you just bought a rock and roll. And then there's Milk and Honey. Let me know exactly which one you want. And Staying Alive for $15. So that was a great deal whenever night we sold that. $15. I usually start those at I either start them at 15 or 25 or 35 or 45. Staying Alive probably should have re-auctioned that one. Yeah, let me make sure it is. Tanner says we might want to check the disc, and wow, no, it's perfect. It's a near mint and pristine Japanese pressing. $15, Staying Alive. So let's see who actually got that first, and that went to Justin Chase. Gerald was a close second. We had Scott Ham third, Terry Gearhart fourth. We have Scott Crum on SA, that's Staying Alive. Troy was next. James Zuppe on RS. RS was for Ringo Starr. Is that right, James Zuppe? You want the Ringo Starr. Stephen Martinelli like seventh on Stain. Wolves Council did want Milk and Honey, so that's the John Lennon he wanted. Rock and Roll still available. We actually already sold one, and this is a different one. We've already sold one. This is a different one. It's a Capital pressing, Green Capital, $14.99. And James Zuppe said mistake. He did not want Ringo Starr, so Tanner, I'll leave that in there for you to take out. And we have Dirty Rotten Imbeciles. I think we got to the bottom. That was a final call a while back. Dirty Rotten Imbeciles is sold, and that was to Gerald Guilford. He gets that for $40. Now I need to update the Beatles. Court Gabot was at 100. Court Gabot was at 100, and I think that's where we got to. Court Gabot's at 100 on the sealed Beatles OG Apple with the hype sticker on the back. $100. Final call. And C Green, $25.99, says he'll take the Rock and Roll for $14.99. So that was a $14.99 crate. Here's what's left. I added some stuff to it. I'm going to go through a $6.99 bin next, and then I've got a whole bin of stuff from that putback crate that I just went through. Here's what's left. From the top, Bob Dylan Saved, Traffic, Dear Mr. Fantasy, Lucky Peterson, Albert Collins, The Beatles featuring Tony Sheridan, Hear the Beatles Tell All, McCartney 2, and McCartney Tug of War. Those are all $14.99. Scott Ham's backing on the Beatles at 105. Let's put up some new auctions, and let's put up a $6.99 bin. Let me grab the $6.99 bin first. I think y'all are going to like these. Everything in here is just $6.99, and there's some pretty good titles. Wolves Council wants Traffic from the $14.99 bin. This is sold to Wolves Council for $14.99. And we have a final new bid, new bid on the Beatles at 110. And I just saw a comment pop up as I was stepping away for Collins. So let me go ahead and grab that to Kelly Bagwell. All right, so let's grab some new auctions. Here's what I've got in the sealed bin. Dire Straits, The Doors, Fleetwood Mac, the Beatles, Fleetwood Mac, the Band, the Blues Brothers, Pat Benatar, Grateful Dead, Dwight Yoakam, David Lee Roth, Joe Walsh, John Cougar. I'm going to go ahead and grab this Fleetwood Mac Bare Trees. This is the first one I tagged early this morning. And it's a 1977 U.S. pressing. It does have a saw mark on it. It is sealed. Fleetwood Mac Bare Trees, $35 start. $35 start, Fleetwood Mac Bare Trees, $35 start. Did we have a first-time buyer, Tanner?
Yeah.
Sea Green, $25.99. Sea Green, $25.99. We believe you're a first-time buyer. I didn't even pick up on that. Thank you and welcome. Make sure you message our page. If you're on Facebook, we just shared the link to our website because you're on YouTube. In case you don't have a YouTube or in case you don't have a Facebook, there's the link to our page. Make sure you contact us through that. Thank you and welcome. Anybody else new watching? We got 282 people watching. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We got auctions and we got buy it nows going on. And make sure you include your YouTube handle when you fill out that form. We got to get on there and change that, Tanner. But we put that on a sticky note because I'll do it tonight. General Public and All the Rage. Everything in here is $6.99. General Public and All the Rage. That's $6.99. Paul Dean, Hardcastle, $6.99. Hardcastle, $6.99. Angel on Earth as It Is in Heaven. VG Condition, $6.99. Master Plan, New Wave Visual Radio Sales Support System. Radio Station Bits, that's $6.99. So is Glenn Burtnick, Talking in Code. Glenn Burtnick is $6.99. And Lothar and the Hand People is a 68 Scranton press. VG Condition, just $6.99. Are we done on the Beatles? Court Gabot, were you done? We have a high bid with Scott Ham at $115. Terry Gearhart bid $35 on Fleetwood Mac. Tommy Flowers first on General Public. We have Sean Holford first on Paul Dean. And Brent Robley first on Lothar and the Hand People. Everything in this bin is $6.99, including Bob Welch, French Kiss. VG Condition, Sentimental Lady, $6.99. Ray Parker Jr., The Other Woman, $6.99 on Ray Parker Jr. Cliff Richard, Every Face Tells a Story. Cliff Richard is $6.99. And Brewer and Shipley, Rural Space, $6.99. I thought C. Green had bought from us before. He's a buyer from last week, but hadn't got his invoice. We hadn't sent those out yet. You'll get one late tonight or early in the morning. You'll be getting an invoice. Sorry, I don't know if I'm not for sure where you're at, but we're here in Middle Tennessee, and it has snowed, and that pretty much shuts down everything. We haven't been able to we usually have 8 to 10 people here on staff. We've had 2 or 3, so we've had 30% of our crew here this week for the last 3 days, which means usually it takes all 8 or 9, sometimes 10 people to get everything done. We've had 2 or 3, so that kind of tells you what we've been trying to do just to keep our head above water so far this week. But we're going to try to play catch-up late tonight. I've already got a whole case of monsters ready to invoice. I may even get into some invoicing tonight. I've never done that before, so Tanner, I might get into some. Tanner's over here eating a Subway cookie. Oh my gosh, a Subway cookie. We have Charisma, Beast and Friends. It's a white label promo for just $6.99. This is the steal of the night, okay? Every once in a while, I'll throw something very pricey or pricey in a very cheap discount bin, and this is one of them. I don't even want to tell you what I had it marked. It's $6.99. Charisma, Beast and Friends. Roosevelt Sykes in Europe, that's $6.99. This is why you want to watch Coletco. Every once in a while, I'll put out a $50, $60, $75 record for $7. Got to keep you watching. Silver Jones, One Chance with You. This is One Chance with You, the Silver Tones. I think I said Silver Jones. This is the Silver Tones, One Chance with You. That is $6.99. And Delbert McClinton, Genuine Cowhide. That is $6.99 for Delbert McClinton. It looks like a wallet, $6.99. Now, we had Scott Ham out on the Beatles. Court Gabot had that for $125. Final call for $125. And we only had one bid on Fleetwood Mac for $35. I'm about to sell both of those. Back up to the top, Tony Freeman put BW. BW was for Bob Welch. That sold to Tony Freeman for $6.99. Neil Brashear gets the Beast and Friends, or Beast and Fiends. That is sold to Neil Brashear. I think I was saying Friends. Sean Holford on Car. That was for Charisma. Sean, you were second. Terry Gearhart third. Ron Duffield fourth. Michael Swanger first on RS. That's Roosevelt Sykes. These are all $6.99. George DeLaw gets Delbert McClinton. Brian C. was next. on Delbert McClinton and Scott Sneed was third. So Long, Harry Truman, Danny O'Keefe, $6.99. So Long, Harry Truman, Danny O'Keefe, that's $6.99. Godfrey Daniel, Take a Sad Song, that is sealed, unopened for $6.99. And Chic, as in LaFreak. This is a 77 pressing. No LaFreak on this one. It's just Chic self-titled, $6.99. $6.99 on Chic. The Phoenix Concerts Live, Jon Stewart, that's $6.99. And we have Sawyer Brown, Outgoing Catton, Shrink Wrap and Hop Sticker, $6.99. These auctions are done, Tanner. Beatles is sold to Court Gabot for $125. I consider that a great deal, actually, for that OG Beatles Apple with Hop Sticker. No saw marks. And Fleetwood Mac just got one bid for $35 to Terry Gerhardt. That is surprising. Those are all sold, though. Back up to the top, Sean Holford got Chic. Wolves Council second. Georgia Lyle wants to Godfrey. Daniel, that's sold to Georgia Lyle. Garrett Cypher first on the Sawyer Brown. Tim Jernigan was second. Two more auctions. Yachts, SOS, $6.99. And Nuclear Animals from 2012, originally marked $19.99. I don't know a lot about Nuclear Animals, but it is $6.99. Next two auctions. Let's do the band Rock of Ages, and I'm probably about to disappoint somebody with this, but if you don't have a copy, this may be actually a good thing. Badfinger is actually a vintage bootleg. This is a bootleg pressing of this album. So, as y'all know, a very popular, desirable album when this came out. Very big, very successful, but they didn't press many of them. Of course, this has Baby Blue on it, Day After Day, the classic Badfinger album that was on the Beatles Apple label. They never reissued this thing, really. I mean, it's never been reissued. It was just that one pressing in 1977. So a lot of people bootlegged it back in the day. No exact year. I'm assuming it's probably bootlegged sometime in the 70s. It's bootlegged to look like a UK copy, but this is an unofficial pressing. You can tell from the colors. It is a $25 start. And also, I just want to let you know, the entire top part is completely open. Now, could somebody have taken this out at some point? Possibly, but is as tight as the shrink wrap is, I don't think it's ever been removed. I'm still going to call it sealed, but this entire seam is split up here. Not the jacket, the shrink wrap. But that is Badfinger, $25 start. You can open it up and still listen to it, but it is a bootleg copy. It's an unofficial pressing. They bootleg this album a lot, just like the Beatles' Let It Be album. It wasn't in print for years, and people were bootlegging it. Same way with Badfinger. They only pressed that in 1972, and that was it. And, of course, a very successful group, and they had all those other albums out in the 70s, and they never would put that one back into print. So just that one pressing in 72. $25 start. The band, Rock of Ages, a 1972 U.S. pressing with the hop sticker on the back, $55 start. This is really cool. It has the hop sticker on the back. This is the OG pressing. There's a very noticeable tear in the shrink on the back, which has exposed this corner. It's got a little bit of a corner ding where that corner got exposed, but that is the textured cover, gold foiling, original band, Rock of Ages, $55 start, sealed, with a tear in the shrink wrap, hop sticker. Terry's in on Badfinger. All right, let's go through some more $6.99 records. We have a 10-inch here. Phil and the Frantics. Phil and the Frantics, now just $6.99. That's a 10-inch release by Phil and the Frantics. Asia Alpha, sealed. Here's another bone I've thrown you. We sold one open in the $9.99 bin. How about a sealed copy from 1983? $6.99. Rick Siegel, I Love You Because You're Fat. That's $6.99, a comedy record. Buku, Born and Raised on Rock and Roll. That's $6.99. Barry Manilow. Everybody's got to have a Barry Manilow in their collection. If I Should Love Again. Barry Manilow, $6.99. Rare Earth Ecology. Rare Earth, great music on the Motown label with this one. $6.99 for that. And Dan Fogelberg, Souvenirs. Dan Fogelberg is $6.99. Niels Lofgren, Cry Tough. Niels is $6.99. And Melissa Manchester's Greatest Hits. That's from Dale's collection. $6.99. $6.99. Back up to the top, we have Steve Lackey on AS. He gets the deal on the Asia for $6.99. So does Steve Lackey. Phil S. was second. Philip Shoemaker third. Actually, Philip Shoemaker was first on Phil and the Frantics. That's right here. So Steve on Asia, Phil second. Philip Shoemaker got the Phil and the Frantics. Philip got Phil. Bob Madine third on Asia. Marco fourth. Mike fifth. Chris sixth. Blade Singletary seventh. Javi eighth. We have Tony Freeman 9th, Jackson 10th, and Ron Duffield 11th. REO Speedwagon, life as we know it. REO Speedwagon is $6.99. Every time I feel the spirit, Nat King Cole, $6.99 on Nat King Cole, and the best of Louis Jordan. Best of Louis Jordan, $6.99. No one else has bid on Badfinger. Final call, the unofficial pressing, probably from the 70s. That's a final call for $25, and no one has bid on the band. We have a final call, $55 for an opening bid. Final call on those. Chris Bajak first on REO Speedwagon for $6.99. Brian C. was second. Johnny Rivers, Rockin' Rivers. Johnny Rivers is $6.99. Eddie C. Campbell, King of the Jungle. Eddie C. Campbell from 1986. That's $6.99. The Chambers Brothers, Unbonded, $6.99 for the Chambers Brothers. The Panic Brothers in the red, a 1987 UK, that's $6.99. Paul Carrick, The Carrick Collection, that's in shrink wrap, $6.99 on that. And we have Britain Rock, Can't Wait for the Night, a 12-inch single promo with the sticker. That's from that Metal DJ Collection, WXLV, $6.99 on that. Kelly wants Delbert McClinton. If that was the genuine cowhide from earlier, it's already been claimed. Felix Salas gets Eddie C. That's the Eddie C. Campbell. That's sold to Felix Salas. Wolf Council on CB. CB was for the Chambers Brothers. Brent Ribley on PC, the Paul Carrick. And Steve Lackey wants the Britain Rock. All right, Terry Gearhart gets the bootleg Badfinger for just $25. If anybody wants the band, it's a $55 buy it now for the band. Rock of Ages, sealed with the hop sticker on the back. Does have a tear in the shrink. $55 on the band. That means it's time for two new auctions. Dire Straits Communique, and let's bring over the sealed Beatles picture disc. This is really cool. Dire Straits and the Beatles. Dire Straits Communique is a 1979 U.S. pressing, not a club. This is a 79 U.S. pressing of Dire Straits, and it has no saw marks, no punch holes, no cutout marks. Dire Straits Communique, $35 start. 79 U.S. pressing, no club copy on that. That's a retail copy. Dire Straits is a $35 start. And the Beatles Sgt. Pepper's picture disc, a 78 U.S. picture disc, sealed, classified as limited edition, the 78. And like I said, they've made a lot of picture discs in 78. That was a big year for picture disc. $45 start. The Beatles, $45 start. Now up for bid. Steve Lackey got the BR. Scott Sneed wants the Nat King Cole. That's sold to Scott Sneed for $6.99. Also, Accept Heaven is Hell, a 12-inch promo. Accept, $6.99. Carly Simon with the poster, $6.99. Self-titled Carly Simon. Flip Wilson, Cowboys and Colored People. No condition notes on that. $6.99. Every Mother's Son. Every Mother's Son is $6.99. EMS. And Little River Band, First Under the Wire. First Under the Wire, LRB, $6.99. And Boz Scaggs, JoJo, 12-inch single, Look What You've Done to Me. That is also $6.99. Christopher Morris is in on the Beatles at $45. No one has bid on Dire Straits. It's a $35 start. Final call before I make that a buy now. Steve Lackey gets Accept. Let's give that to Steve Lackey for $6.99. Sean Holford second. Darren Wortman third. Flip Wilson sold to Brian C. That is sold to Brian C. Jeff Williams on CS. CS was the Carly Simon. And Zachary's in on the Beatles at $47. Christopher, you're out. Jackson Brown, hold out. No condition notes on Jackson. $6.99. Blood Rock Passage is also $6.99. Blood Rock Passage. Orange capital label. That is Blood Rock Passage, $6.99. Al Cooper, A Possible Projection of the Future, Childhood's End. Al Cooper is $6.99. Also, Stanley Turrentine. No condition notes on that. $6.99 for ST. And Al Di Meola, and this one is called Scenario in shrink wrap. No condition notes. Al Di Meola, $6.99. Jeremiah Stachitz on BR. Jeremiah on BR, which was Blood Rock. Is that right? Make sure there's not another BR on there. Jeremiah gets Blood Rock Passage. We have Dire Straits. We do have a bid for $35 with Stephen A. Young. John R. on Blood Rock. John R., you're second. Jackson Bullock, first on the Al Cooper. Phil S. on AD, Al Di Meola. Phil's been buying some Al Di Meola this week. That's sold to Phil. Another $35 bid on Dire Straits. Another $36 bid on Dire Straits. And Darren Ray, you were second on Al Di Meola. Christopher Morris is back in on the Beatles at $50. Zachary P., you've been outbid. Let me know if you want back in. Continuing. Stanley Turrentine, though, first sold to Kyle Gregory. That's sold to Kyle Gregory. The Pair Extraordinaire, recorded live on Liberty. The Pair Extraordinaire, that's $6.99. New bid on Dire Straits for $40. The Manhattan Transfer, this is called Junkin. The Manhattan Transfer and Gene Pastilli, Junkin, $6.99. Green capital label. Manhattan transfer. Judy Mowat, Working Wonders. That is $6.99. Judy Mowat and JoJo Gunn, sealed, unopened. Does have a saw mark. Sealed JoJo Gunn, though, $6.99. Michael Ruckman back in on the sealed Dire Straits communique. This is sealed. This is sealed. It's a U.S. retail copy on that. And final call now on the Beatles. Christopher Morris has it for $50. Garrett Seifert wants the Panic Brothers. That's a few back, but I still have it. It is right in here. The Panic Brothers. That's sold to Garrett for $6.99. John R. first on the sealed JoJo Gunn for $6.99. And we have Vital Information, Global Beat. VG Plus Condition, $6.99. Billy Cobham, Power Play. EX Condition, Billy Cobham, $6.99. Billy Cobham, Power Play. And Joe Kenyon, Him. Joe Kenyon, Him, $6.99 on that. Stephen A. Young backing on Dire Straits at $50, and in all honesty, the Stone Man's is $6.99. The Beatles are sold to Christopher Morris for $50, and we have The Incredible Year, CBS News. It's a spoken word record about the year 1968. Our next auction is Fleetwood Mac Tusk. It's a 1979 U.S. pressing, not a club. $45 start. $45 start. Does have a saw mark right up here above the sealed for your factory protection. And that is a $45 start. Fleetwood Mac, 79 U.S. pressing. Now up for bid, $45. Stephen A. Young got BC. Did I already pull that? Probably not, because I think that's for Billy Cobham. Darren Ray got Vital Information for $6.99. Eric Gooden was second. Dire Straits is at $55, and Kelly Bagwell wants the 1968 record. Stephen A. Young's out on Dire Straits. Final call for $55. Fleetwood Mac's a $45 start. Tom Fogerty, and I think this is a German or UK pressing. Tom Fogerty is $6.99. It's a UK pressing for Tom Fogerty. $6.99. Ringo Starr, Stop and Smell the Roses. That's $6.99. And Paul Simon, Still Crazy After All These Years. VG Plus Condition, Paul Simon, $6.99. Brent Robley wants the Stonemans. That's so to Brent Robley. Also, Aviator Front Line, a promo 12-inch single. Aviator from that DJ collection. That is $6.99. White label promo. Jeremiah Stages wants Paul Simon for $6.99. Also, Dry Run. Another major discount record here. Dry Run, $6.99. Self-titled. Looks like it's from 1985. Privately pressed. And we have Postmortem, The Missing Link. That is a 4-track EP single, $6.99. I guess more so a single than EP, but it's got 4 tracks on it. Jared McLaughlin wants TF. TF was Tom Fogerty for $6.99. Blade Singletary on DR for Dry Run. Sean Holford was second. Neil Brashear third. And Steve Lackey first on Postmortem. Let's go ahead and sell the Dire Straits for $55 to Michael Rugman. Final call to get a bid in on Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac Tusk, a 79 USOG, not a club, $45 start. Somebody doing donuts in our parking lot? That's what it just sounded like. Still a lot of ice and snow out there. Let's put up a sealed David Lee Roth. This is a 1988 US. It's OG, and I've narrowed it down to 2. It's either a specialty or an allied OG pressing. Does have a punch hole up here. Does have a hop sticker. $35 start. David Lee Roth Skyscraper, 1988 US, $35 start. Carol Puckett's in on the Fleetwood Mac for $45. Final call on sealed Fleetwood Mac. Billy the Kid. That is $6.99, another promo 12-inch single. Little River Band, that is $6.99 for LRB. 10cc is $6.99. EX Condition on 10cc. Golden Earring to the hilt. Golden Earring is $6.99. And Gordon Lightfoot Shadows, $6.99 for Gordon Lightfoot Shadows. One of his original studio albums, Original Inner Sleeve in shrink wrap, $6.99. And Elvin Bishop Live, Raising Hell, $6.99. Carol Puckett has Fleetwood Mac, going 4 times. David Lee Roth, 35-35. Sean Holford was in first. William Lee Murray, you're second, so you're out. Phil S., first to the Golden Earring. Sean second. Darren Wortman, third. And that was a great crate. Still a lot left in there. Everything is $6.99. I think I'm just going to read through the titles, just the titles very quickly. Save me a lot of time on oxygen. I'm going to go ahead and grab the next auction, which is going to be another sealed Pat Benatar. We still got 3 more in here, so we better chip away at another before I put up anything else. David Lee Roth looked like it had a couple bids. And let's go ahead and sell this to Carol Puckett. I don't see a new bid on the screen. I'm back over here. Carol gets up 45. I consider that a deal. Fleetwood, 2 sealed Fleetwood Macs sold tonight at minimum bid. Another $35 bid on David Lee Roth. Jared, you tied for third on that. Tim Turner gets the Elvin Bishop for $6.99. Kelly was second. A new bid on David Lee Roth for $36, and Leslie Wickline gets the Gordon Lightfoot. This is $6.99. Everything in here. Next auction is Pat Benatar. It's an 82 U.S. Club, $25 start. It is sealed. Pat Benatar, U.S. Club, which means no saw marks, no punch holes, no cut marks, no cutouts. $25 start. Pat Benatar. That's up for auction. David Lee Roth is now at $40. That is an OG U.S. retail copy. Does have a hop sticker. Does have a punch hole. Let's read through the titles that's left in here for $6.99. Then I'm going to bring a new crate. Angel, that's in VG condition. Master Plan, if I don't say anything about the condition, that's EX plus near mint minus. Glenn Burtnick, Ray Parker Jr., Cliff Richard, Every Face Tells a Story. Brewer and Shipley, Silver Tones. Danny O'Keefe, Shrink Wrapped. John Stewart Live, Phoenix Concerts. Yachts SOS. Nuclear Animals. Rick Siegel, Buku, Barry Manilow, Rare Earth Ecology, Dan Fogelberg Souvenirs, Niels Lofgren, Cry Tough, Melissa Manchester, The Best of Louis Jordan. Let's pause there for a second. We had David Lee Roth at 36, David Lee Roth at 38, David Lee Roth at 40, Pat Benatar 30, David Lee Roth 41, now 42, now 45. Leslie, you did get the Gordon Lightfoot. John Stevens wants NA, and Jedit wants RPJ. NA for John Stevens. NA was, let me find that. NA was, could be the, well, let me figure out what NA was. Louis Jordan, was that something back near the front maybe? We're looking for RPG and NA. RPG and NA. RPG and NA. I've been throwing a couple curveballs here. I'm about to strike out. Ray Parker Jr. We'll go ahead and give that to Jedit for $6.99. I'm sure NA is right in front of me, and I'm just not seeing it. Louis Jordan, I'll wait for him to clarify that one. We have Johnny Rivers, Rockin' Rivers. Nuclear Animals. Aha, of course. I knew it'd be right in front of me. That's so to John Stevens. Silvertones Info Play. The Silvertones, One Chance with You. No condition notes. It's on Blind Pig Records, the Silvertones, One Chance of You, $6.99. John R. gets the Rare Earth Ecology. I was waiting for somebody to claim that. That's so to John R. Update on the auctions. If you want David Lee Roth, you got to outbid Sean Holford. He has that for $45. And now a final call. Tony Freeman has the Benatar for $30. I'm about to sell that. Every Mother's Son. We have Little River Band, Boz Scaggs 12-inch single. Also Jackson Browne Hold Out, The Pair Extraordinaire, Manhattan Transfer, Jody Mowat. We have Blade Singletary wants the Master Plan for $6.99. New bid on David Lee Roth for $46. J.J. Wilson wants Yachts, 10cc, and Angel. Yachts is right back here. That's so to J.J. Wilson. He also wants 10cc, and he wants Angel. Those are all three so to J.J. Wilson. $6.99, $6.99, $6.99. Mark Kaser on Dan F., Dan Fogelberg. Mark, if you're a first-time buyer, thank you and welcome. You get souvenirs by Dan Fogelberg. We're going to share a link to our Facebook page, or excuse me, a link to our website. Make sure you fill out that form so we can invoice you. We invoice every Monday unless there's a weather disaster like there was this week. So invoices go out on Monday, usually all day on Monday. First-time buyers get there kind of late because we have to set up profiles. $7 in limited shipping. We're going to be doing this again tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We got 4 more shows this week. I did get confirmation that I think John, Paul, Doug, and Ed are all going to try to be here tomorrow. So that means if John and Paul's here tomorrow, we're going to have even more new auctions, and we're going to have new stuff priced. So tomorrow should be a great show. Also, UPS didn't deliver today. USPS didn't deliver today. We didn't get anything from FedEx or DHL. We had no deliveries, none. And I was expecting stuff too. I was expecting new vinyl, Japanese vinyl, and deliveries from the post office. Nobody even knocked on our door, so they didn't deliver anything today. They probably assumed we were just sold or closed, but we were here actually waiting on those packages. So if all that new vinyl shows up tomorrow, holy moly. Because I know the reissue of Living Color Vivid, the music on vinyl pressing of Living Color Vivid, is due out this week, and they shipped 55 copies, and I think I have 45 pre-sold. So there's some big releases. There was another title that they shipped 35 of. There's a lot of new vinyl. I ordered for hours and hours late last night and this morning, so there's a lot of new vinyl on the way. Sorry for the side distraction. Just want to get y'all update. A lot of new, if you pre-ordered something for this week, it's supposed to come in. What's the other one? Saxon albums? Yeah, there's a bunch. So whenever new vinyls do in, I'll make a post. You want to make sure you're tuned in. Philip Shoemaker put EMSON, E-M-S-O-N. Philip Shoemaker, that's Every Mother's Son. That's sold to Philip Shoemaker for $6.99. Howie Hisner wants Jukin, and that was the Manhattan Transfer, or Jukin. I think I was messing that up the other night with Leonard Skinner, Jukin. I think I was saying Junkin. $6.99. David Lee Roth at $47. We have Neil Brashear getting the Silver Tones. That's sold to Neil Brashear for $6.99. Also, we have Nat Reynolds wants the Pair Extraordinaire. Mark Kaser also wants Little River Band. I think there's two in here. There's First Under the Wire, and there's their self-titled album. Mark, let me know which one you want, or if you want two, let me know, or unless you want both. We have Exodus is due out this week, yep, and New Order, and Exodus, and the Living Color Vivid. David Lee Roth is at $50, and let's go ahead and sell Pat Benatar. That has been up for a long time. It was a sealed club copy. I've actually almost forgot about it. That sold to Tony Freeman for $30. All right, Living Color is a music on vinyl pressing. It should be $39.99. Make sure you're in our group. We have a private group called Whole Lotta Records. That's where we post all of our pre-orders for new vinyl, new restocks. I've got a list this long that I'm going to start scheduling. A lot of those I schedule. So if you ever see a pre-order go live, I'm not on Facebook. Some people will comment like at 11 a.m. they'll be like, or 1 p.m. They're like, Chad, do you ever sleep? And I'm like, actually, I'm asleep right now, and it's posting automatically for me. So I'll wake up to all these comments and all these pre-orders, but I schedule those usually, so it makes me look like I'm on Facebook, but I'm not actually on Facebook. We have Mark Kaser on both Little River Bands. Let's put down Brian C. for A Living Color. Michael, we've already sold Pat Benatar. Our next auction is Dwight Yoakam, a 1988 Canadian pressing, $35 start. That's usually what I priced open ones for. This is sealed. It's a Canadian OG. A Canadian OG, Dwight Yoakam. No saw marks, no punch holes, no cut holes. Dwight Yoakam, sealed, Buenos Noches from a Lonely Room, original hype sticker and price tag, $35 start. They're still battling out over David Lee Roth. Jeffrey DeLong is back in at $54. If anybody wants to go ahead and claim A Living Color right now, I probably don't have many extras, if any. But I'll probably go ahead, and if we sell a bunch right now, I'll go ahead and order more, and they'll be here by Friday. But that's Living Color Vivid, a very desirable albums. We sell original copies for $50, $70. I've sold one night in shrink wrap for over $100. Music on Vinyl's done a repressing of it. Music on Vinyl, as y'all know, very nice quality, 180 gram, black vinyl, $39.99. Joe Kenyon, him, recapping the $6.99 bin. There's Joe Kenyon. Ringo Starr, Stop and Smell the Roses. Aviator, Frontline, and Billy the Kid. These are all $6.99. We have a bid on Dwight Yoakam for $35, and we have David Lee Roth at $55. $55 and $35. Anybody else on the $6.99 records? Billy the Kid, Aviator, Ringo Starr, Joe Kenyon, Jody Mowat, Jackson Brown, Boz Scaggs, Johnny Rivers, Louis Jordan, Melissa Manchester, Niels Lofgren, Barry Manilow, Buku, Rick Siegel, John Stewart, Danny O'Keefe, Bruin Shipley, Cliff Richards, and Glenn Burtnick. Those are all $6.99. I think we're going to go through this non-payment bin. Let me do a little bit of sorting with it first. There are all the stickies off of it, Tanner. Let's see. Is that vintage? That's new. Let me sort the new from the vintage right quick. Let me sort the new from the vintage. Boy, there's a bunch of Beatles stuff in here. Let me sort. There's some new vinyl, and then there's vintage and pre-owned. I'm going to do all the new vinyl first so there's no confusion. Let me move all of it to the back, and let's go through this. So everything in here is available. Price is marked. Price is marked. Dwight Yoakam, 40, 40, and 38. So we got two people tied for 40. And David Lee Roth is now at 55 with Sean Hulford. Jeffrey DeLong's at 57. Aviator's a 12-inch single. Yes, Aviator's a 12-inch single. Okay, so this is some stuff that didn't get paid for. The first batch here is all new vinyl. Price is marked, and the rest of it's vintage and pre-owned. Also priced is marked. U2 Pop, $36.99. Boy, that's a great price. I don't think I can get that anymore at $36.99. That is U2 Pop, $36.99. $36.99, and U2 War, $31.99. New Year's Day, Sunday Bloody Sunday, Surrender, U2 is $31.99. U2 October, $29.99. Wow, a threefer for U2. U2, and the band, Music from Big Pink, a classic, $36.99. The band, Music from Big Pink. The Doors, LA Woman, RTI pressing, $29.99 for the Doors. I just ordered more of those last night. And the Black Crowes, Shake Your Moneymaker, $33.99. Boy, talk about a great album. $33.99, and Billy Idol, $33.99. All right, so where did we get to on David Lee Roth? Jeffrey DeLong bid $57. Sean Hulford's out. Thank you for letting me know. Jeffrey DeLong has a sealed OG David Lee Roth shrink wrapped or it's sealed. Of course, it's going to be shrink wrapped. Hype sticker, that is. Does have a punch hole. Final call for 57. The sealed Dwight Yoakam. By the way, his catalog is not in print, or at least the classic albums. I was just curious. I clicked on guitars, Cadillacs, etc. to see how pricey that's got, and there wasn't the original U.S. copy. I don't even think there was one for sale, or maybe that was the club I was looking at. But the median on that thing's got up to like $75 now. It's desperately needed to get back into print. We used to mark them for like $25 and $35, and we didn't even really look them up because we just thought it was a $25, $35 record. And then we started seeing where Dwight Yoakam Guitars Cadillacs is like in really nice condition now, close to a $100 record, which is pretty remarkable because it's not in print. Neither is this album. Dwight Yoakam was at $40, then $38, then a $42 bid, then a $45 bid. Thomas Hujar gets Pop. Christopher Morris gets October, so that's sold to Thomas. We had Christopher Morris on October. Kyle Gregory gets The Doors, and Fred Carnell wants Billy Idol. Those are all sold. James Zuppe on the Black Crowes. Dwight Yoakam 50, now 55. I'm about to sell David Lee Roth for 57. So that leaves War and the band, Earth, Wind & Fire, the best of Earth, Wind & Fire. Some of these I may can order you another one. So some of this new vinyl, if you wanted a copy of the Black Crowes or Billy Idol or The Doors, let me know if you want on a waiting list. Some of these I can still get. Earth, Wind & Fire is $28.99. Warrant Cherry Pie, limited edition, numbered, $39.99. Cherry red vinyl. Bob Marley and the Wailers, Kaya. That's the Jamaica pressing, Tough Gong, limited, numbered on the back. Bob Marley, $36.99. Leonard Skinner, second helping. Sweet Home Alabama, $31.99. And Enough's Enough's Greatest Hits on purple splatter vinyl, $33.99. Carlene Rollins wants Earth, Wind & Fire. Daniel Boozine's back down on the Dwight Yoakam at $60. Eli, you're out. Jeffrey DeLong gets the David Lee Roth for $57. Let's put up a new auction. And then we're going to go through the pre-owned and vintage stuff that didn't get claimed there. The next auction is, let's see what we have over here. Let's go ahead and do the, let's do the Grateful Dead. What a long, strange trip it's been, the Grateful Dead. A U.S. Club, $45 start. So if you were to open this, it would be on white Warner Brothers labels. It does have a breach in the shrink wrap where it has a seam crackle. There is a crackle on the top of the seam where the shrink wrap is busted. Other than that, it's very nicely sealed. It's a U.S. Club, $45 start. And that's essentially like a Grateful Dead Greatest Hits, $45 start on that. Now, the vintage pre-owned stuff. We have Ashish Khan, Young Master of the Sarod, Ala Raka. Definitely some Indian sitar music, possibly. That looks like, I don't know, but that is $19.99. $19.99 on that. So some kind of... not for sure. Paul McCartney, Ram, $29.99. At first glance, looks like a nice copy. It is a black Capitol label. Usually they're all on Apple. Black Capitol label, super clean. Paul McCartney, Ram, $29.99. We have The Band, their self-titled album. EX Condition, $29.99. The Band. Name of the album and the name of the group, $29.99. The Band Stage Fright, VG Plus, $24.99. Simon & Garfunkel, Sounds of Silence. In shrink wrap, $14.99, and that is Sounds of Silence, $14.99. That is Simon & Garfunkel. And The Who, Odds and Sods, VG Condition, $9.99 is the Band gatefold. This album here is a gatefold, yes. It is a gatefold. Yes on that. Who put Dead? James Zuppe, if you want to bid on the Grateful Dead, make sure you put a number. Make sure you put Grateful Dead or GD or Dead 45. That's the opening bid for that. Eli's out on Dwight. Daniel Buzine has that for $60. Final call. We have the Who Quadrophenia, $29.99 for the Who Quadrophenia. $29.99. White label promo. Victoria Rachel's wants SG for Simon & Garfunkel. That's sold to Victoria Rachel's. The Guess Who flavors with the hot sticker contains the hit single Dancin' Fool. EX $12.99. Chris B. Jack wants the band. Those are sold and sold. 38 Special, Tour de Force, $24.99 for 38 Special. Tour de Force, $24.99 on that. James Zuppe's in on the Dead for $45. Final call. Grand Funk's Greatest Hits, $19.99. Original inner sleeve, Grand Funk's Greatest Hits, $19.99. Some Kind of Wonderful, We're an American Band. The Locomotion, $19.99 on that. And the Beatles' second album, this was marked down to $19.99. We'll do that same price. The Beatles' second album, EX Edition, $19.99. the Beatles' second album, Purple EX Edition, $19.99. Mark Kaser wants 38 special. Let's sell both of these auctions. Great deal on the Dead. Jane Zuppe gets the sealed Grateful Dead for just $45, and Dwight Yoakam is sold to Daniel Bouziden for $60. I already see a claim for the Beatles, but let me put up 2 new auctions. I got Sealed Doors, Alive She Cried, and let's run a sealed Joe Walsh, Life's, but seriously, folks, featuring Life's Been Good. And I believe this is a 78 US OG pressing, not a club, and it's sealed with no saw marks or punch holes. Joe Walsh, 78 US pressing, $35 start. But seriously, folks, also The Doors, Alive She Cried. The Doors is an 83 US CRC, Columbia Record Club pressing. Alive She Cried. Now, that 83 pressing was pretty much the only pressing. As y'all know, they just did a new Start Your Ear Off Right repressing of this on green vinyl. And the hype sticker literally says, first time this record's been in print in 40 years, or something of that nature, which is this pressing. It's talking about this pressing. So that's up for bid as well for a $35 start. Jeffrey DeLong gets the Beatles, and that's the $19.99 sticker on the front of that Tanner. Next is the Beatles' Greatest, and that's a Holland. Nope, it's a German pressing from 1969. Was $39. We marked it down this night for $24. It can be yours again for $24.99. The Beatles' Greatest, the 69 German pressing. 3 bids on Joe Walsh, $35, $40, and $40. Tony Freeman was in first at $40. So Tony is the high bidder. Red Rose Speedway, Paul McCartney was $22, now $16.99 for Red Rose Speedway. It's on that MPL label too. That's the one John Young's always asking for. Paul McCartney and Wings, Red Rose Speedway, $16.99. We have Brian C. on the Beatles' Greatest. Thomas Hujar, your second, so that's sold to Brian C. at that $24.99 price. Thomas Hujar second. The Doors has a bid for $35. Joe Walsh is at $55. Joe Walsh is at $42. Joe Walsh is still at $55, and the Doors is at $45. The Beatles live at the Star Club, $19.99. That's a discounted price, so we left the sticker on. We just tore off the person's name. That's the price we sold it for that night. We're leaving that on there. $19.99 for the Beatles. And John Lennon Double Fantasy. $19.99 for Double Fantasy. $19.99. John Lennon Double Fantasy. That has the original inner sleeve with it. The high bid on the Doors is $45, and Joe Walsh is at $55. Final call on Joe Walsh. Y'all let me know if you're in or out. McCartney, a 1980s pressing. This is $19.99 for McCartney's solo album. Paul McCartney. That's on the Black Capitol label, which is an 80s reissue. $19.99 on that. And John Lennon Shaved Fish, which is a John Lennon Hits compilation, $24.99. Heart Play, Unfinished Dialogue, $9.99. John Lennon and Yoko Ono. Also, we have Paul McCartney, Venus and Mars, $19.99. This has the posters and the sticker, $19.99. Fred Carnell said, I get Grateful Dead auction. There was only one bid on Grateful Dead. No one else bid. And Fred, that was not you. There was only one bid on the Grateful Dead that popped up. So you must have had a bad connection or something. This has got the sticker with it, and it has the poster, just $19.99 on Venus and Mars. Johnny Cash, Greatest Hits Volume 1 on the original 360 sound label, $24.99. Johnny Cash, Greatest Hits Volume 1. Grand Funk Phoenix is EX, $17.99. And Steve Miller Band's Greatest Hits. Talk about some great music. VG Plus condition, $24.99. Steve Miller Band's Greatest Hits. All right, we have a new bid on Joe Walsh. Stephen Martinelli's in at $65. OG Joe Walsh. But seriously, folks, final call on that. And nobody else bid on the Doors. I'm going to go ahead and sell that to Zachary for $45. No one also said out. And then we have Stephen Martinelli bid 65 on Joe Walsh. Bob Medine got Steve Miller Band. Let's grab a new auction. We have Cassie second on Steve Miller. Mark Casey was third. And Stephen Martinelli got Johnny Cash. Fred says I bid 46 right after the 45. I'll go back up to the top, but I don't think that came through. I think you had a bad connection or something, because I went through that one. I kept on saying, great deal, final call. Somebody else probably would have said something as well, because nobody said there's a $46 bid or anything. Let me go back up to the top where I put that up. And let me find that. It was Grateful Dead. I'll make sure that's not on my screen. That's long gone, though. I don't think that came through, Fred. James Zuppe, Dead. So James Zuppe put Dead, and then he put 45 after I asked to put his bid, and then he put Dead 45, and Fred Cardinale, I don't see a 46 anywhere on there. I don't think you came through on that. So You may have bid it, but it didn't come through on Restream, at least not on mine. So we have Joe Walsh at 70. We have John Leal. John Leal says Fred was late. Gerald Guilford on Venus and Mars. That's so to Gerald Guilford. And yeah, Fred, I think it was you got glitched there. That was one that you probably hit send and it just didn't pop up. And if you didn't hear me call it, you probably should have went ahead and sent it again. And other people didn't see it as well. So sorry, that's already sold. James Zuppe got a great deal. Only one bid on sealed Grateful Dead. All right, our next auction is John Cougar, American Full, sealed, a 1982 U.S. pressing with the hop sticker. This is a $35 start. $35 start. John Cougar, American Full, sealed with hop sticker, $35 start. If you ever hear me saying final call, going twice, going 3 times, and you know you've bid, and you don't hear me acknowledging it, you might want to go ahead and bid it again, because that means you may pop it up on Facebook, but also make sure if you see it pop up here on the screen, whatever pops up here, see how Tony Freeman's just popped up. It also popped up on y'all's feed. That's what's here. This software is connected to Facebook to copy comments and send them over to my phone. Sometimes it doesn't get everything. Sometimes there's like a millisecond of a glitch and it doesn't come through. So you might, if you hear me saying final call and you know you've bid, you might want to send it again. This is a non-payment crate. Everything's price is marked. Let's go through it one more time. I've got a few more auctions, and then we're going to go through the back and go through bins that probably y'all hadn't seen in a long time. Buy it now, best offer stuff, and that's going to be very fun. We'll have to completely move the cart back there. Let's go through this crate one more time. New vinyl, U2 War, $31.99. The band, Music from Big Pink, $36.99. Warrant Cherry Pies, $39.99. Bob Marley Kaya is $36.99. Leonard Skinner, Second Helping, $31.99. And Enough's Enough's Greatest Hits, $33.99. Final call on Joe Walsh. We had a new bid. Stephen Martinelli right back in, though, at $85. That's now another final call. Jeff Williams, let me know if you want back in. We've only got one bid on the sealed John Cougar with hop sticker. Contains the hits Hurt So Good and Jack and Diane. That's at $35. Stephen Martinelli wants Leonard Skinner. Is the band Rock of Ages, $45. The band Rock of Ages, Jared McLaughlin, that didn't get a bid. Honestly, I have took off the sticker and I can't even remember. Let me see if I can flip through these. I thought I said 55. Yeah, my stickies. I didn't leave the sticky on that one. Yep, I have no idea. I thought I said 55 on that one, but not really for sure. Cherry Pie is Music on Vinyl, limited, numbered. It's not hand numbered. It's numbered on the back though. Cherry colored vinyl, $39.99. Okay, then we have the Ash Khan. That's $19.99. Paul McCartney Ram, $29.99. The band Stage Fright, VG Plus, $24.99. The Who's Odds and Sods, VG $9.99. The Who Quadrophenia, $29.99. The Who, the Guess Who Flavors, EX $12.99. Grand Funk Hits is $19.99. Red Rose Speedway, Paul McCartney, $16.99. The Beatles Live at the Star Club, $19.99. John Lennon Double Fantasy, $19.99. Paul McCartney, that's $19.99. Also, John Lennon Shave Fist, $24.99. John Lennon and Yoko Heart Play, $9.99. And Grand Funk Phoenix, EX $17.99. Joe Walsh is sold to Stephen Martinelli for $85. Tony Freeman gets the John Cougar for $35. Patrick Roito, maybe, wants the Cherry Pie. If anybody else wants one, I have about 200 more copies in stock. They're all Music on Vinyl pressings. They're all colored vinyl, numbered. $39.99, Patrick. I believe you're a first-time buyer, so thank you and welcome. Make sure you contact our Facebook page. We need your zip code, and we need your email address. Make sure you send that in the form of a Facebook message. Stephen Martinelli wants JW. That's the Guess Who. That's so to Stephen Martinelli. Anybody else on this bin, final call. And Jared McLaughlin, just let me know if you want the band. I believe I had it up for $55, but maybe if you want to make a very fair offer, I'll sell it to you. And let's grab some new auctions and a new crate. New auctions and new crate. Let's see what's going on over here in the auction bin. Because when we get to the back, it's a little bit tougher to do auctions, so I'm going to try to wipe them out while we're up here. And I have the Blues Brothers and I have Pat Benatar. So let's put those up for auction right quick. The Blues Brothers, the other Blues Brothers, is one of the first auctions we did tonight. This is Pat Benatar, Precious Time. Pat Benatar, Precious Time. It's a 1981 U.S. club, $20 start. Pat Benatar, Precious Time. This is a $20 start. You had the band at $55. I had it at $55. That's what I thought. Thank you, Carol. And yeah, so that's at $55. That's what I was thinking. And the Blues Brothers is an original 1978 U.S. pressing sealed. The Blues Brothers. Now that I've watched the movie, I can look at this and understand what's going on. $35 start. So Pat's a $20 start. Blues Brothers is a $35 start. Let's see what I've got over here in these crates. Now, let's see, $6.99. Let me do a little bit of condensing right quick. That was that stuff. I'll put those. Let me see if I can. I'll condense all these in here. That was also from those put. Well, some of them wasn't from those putbacks. Those three wasn't. All those were. Let me do some. 39. Yeah, 39. There's an empty crate for you, Tanner. And let's see. There's some other stuff that was left over. There's another empty crate. And here's another empty crate. There's another empty crate. And let's bring these over here. And there's the $6.99 stuff. And we may go through one more $6.99 bin very quickly. Let's go through one more $6.99 bin very quickly. Or may go through, let me see what we got here. Trying to find something I hadn't shown. Maybe. This, let's go through this crate. Let's go through this crate here and make it buy it now best offer. So when we head to the back, we're about to do buy it now best offer anyway. I think these are some pretty recent titles. It was stacked over here in one of these towers of records. So let's go through these and make them buy it now best offer. And I think y'all are going to like these titles. We'll go ahead and make them buy it now best offer, and which is technically a discount bin. Jared says I was offering 45. Okay, I'll sell it to you for 50. That's called the classic meeting in the middle. Blues Brothers 45, Blues Brothers 35, Pat Benatar 20, Pat Benatar 20, Pat Benatar 21. Okay, so let's go through this bin, buy it now best offer. While we're finishing up a few auctions, then we'll go to the back and go through some bins. In here we have Buck Owens and his Buckaroos in Japan, $14.99. So you can go ahead and claim them, or you can make an offer. There's Buck Owens. Ray Parker Jr., Chartbusters with Ghostbusters. That's $19.99. These are all buy it now best offer. I don't think we've ever been back through these. Jackson Brown, Lawyers in Love, $14.99 for Jackson Brown. And The Crazy World of Arthur Brown, $39.99. The Crazy World of Arthur Brown, $39.99. Crazy World of Arthur Brown. And 10 Years Together, The Best of Peter, Paul, and Mary, $9.99. Stephen Martinelli's at $45 on the Blues Brothers. Brent Rively put B10. Sell him Buck Owens for $10. High bid on Pat Benatar is $25. You don't mess around with Jim Croce. He is one of his original studio albums. Original label, $24.99 for Jim Croce. Alan Parsons Project, Ammonia Avenue, that's $19.99 for APP. The Rolling Stones, Some Girls, it is a 1986 pressing, has a barcode on the back, $34.99. Super Clean, Some Girls, an 86 pressing. Stephen Martinelli on JC for Jim Croce, that's sold to Stephen Martinelli. Also, Ray Parker Jr., this one is called After Dark. It's in shrink wrap, $14.99. And Outlaws is $19.99. Stephen Martinelli also wants RS for the Rolling Stones. Final call on the Blues Brothers. The high bid is $45, going twice, going three times. Tony Freeman, let me know if you want back in on Pat Benatar. Denise has that for $25. Continuing, we have Sting, The Dream of the Blue Turtles. Very clean copy, no condition notes on that, $24.99. Mike Oldfield, Tubular Bells, also known as the soundtrack to The Exorcist, $14.99 for Tubular Bells, $14.99. And Blast from Your Past, Ringo Starr. I guess if you're going to have a Ringo album, this has all of his greatest songs on it. You're 16, Photograph, It Don't Come Easy, Buku of Blues, I'm the Greatest, Oh My My, that's $24.99. Squeeze, Sweets from a Stranger, Squeeze is $24.99. And Roy Orbison, Mystery Girl, $34.99. That has his hit, You Got It on it. This is an 89 BMG club pressing, Mystery Girl, $34.99. Mike Torres wants Tubular Bells. Actually, he put Rings. He meant Ringo Starr. That's sold to Mike Torres. I got Rings and Bells confused. We have Blondie, Parallel Lines, a VG copy, $24.99. Blondie, Parallel Lines. That is in VG condition, $24.99. And Emerson, Lake and Palmer, their self-titled album. This is in VG condition, $9.99. Blues Brothers is sold to Stephen Martinelli for $45. Let me go grab a new auction. And the next one over here is a newer pressing, actually, about the only thing in the bin that was an OG or a vintage reissue, and that was the band Moondog Matinee. It's 180 grams sealed copy from 2015. $20 start on that. By the way, Pat Benatar is now at 30 with Denise. Tony Freeman, you're out. We have People, I Love You. VG condition, $24.99 for People, I Love You. Genesis, and then there were 3. VG condition, $9.99 for Genesis. And then there were 3. Also, we have the Chambers Brothers, Greatest Hits. VG Plus condition, $14.99. The Chambers Brothers, Greatest Hits. Ozark Mountain Daredevils, Don't Look Down. VG Plus, $12.99. And we have the 77s. The 77 self-titled, $29.99. Original inner sleeve. These are all buy it now best offer. We have Brent Robley offering 17 for People. Sold. Matt Hockman offered 20 for Moon. Or no, that's a bid. Justin Chase bid 25 on Roy. That's an offer. Justin, $3 bump on that and I'll sell it to you. 28 on Roy Orbison. Let me know if you want it. Elaney wants the tubular bales. That's sold to Elaney. We have an out on Pat Benatar, so let's go ahead and sell that to Denise Harrison for $30. We have a final call. Final call on Moondog Matinee. Matt Hockman's the lone bidder at $20. Final call on that. Justin Chase wants the Roy Orbison for $28. That's sold to Justin Chase. And Tubular Bells is still available. Tubular Bells. He got Ringo Starr. I got those confused. And Justin, we have an offer. Kyle Gregory said 20 on the 77s. Kyle, make that 22 on the 77. Make that 22 on 77 and I'll sell it to you. We have New Commander Cody Band, Rock and Roll Again, $19.99 on New Commander Cody. Walk on the Wild Side, The Best of Lou Reed. Classic stuff there. Black RCA label, $34.99. And Renaissance, Azor Dior. Renaissance is $9.99. Let's sell Kyle Gregory the 77s for $22. Let's sell Troy Robinson Sting for $19. And Matt Hockman, the band, for $20. That's sold to Matt Hockman. Now, the last 2 auctions I had prepared for tonight was another Pat Benatar and something else that I'm not familiar with, but it's sealed. I went ahead and pulled it. The first record, though, is Pat Benatar. It's a 1984 club copy of Pat Benatar Tropico, and somebody has added stickers to it that says, do not remove until... I'm not for sure what that says. Do not remove until B-O-U-S-U-T. Pat Benatar is sealed. It is a club copy Tropico. $20 start on that. $20 start. We Belong Together. Pat Benatar. That's a $20 start. It is sealed. And this is called Bash in the Code Big Mouth. Bash in the Code Big Mouth. It's a 1987 U.S. copy. Sealed. $15 start. Lou Reed. We have Renaissance. I've already shown that for $9.99. Also, we have Genesis Abacab. $19.99 for Genesis Abacab. That has the original inner sleeve with it. Genesis Abacab is $19.99. And Men at Work Cargo, $24.99. These are all buy it now best offer. Men at Work Cargo has the original inner sleeve with it, $24.99. Gary Luce and the Playboys, Golden Greats. That's in shrink wrap, $9.99. That's an 80s Liberty pressing. We have Pat Benatar at 20, Stephen Martinelli on G for Genesis, and Pat Benatar at 25. Foreigner, Agent Provocateur. Foreigner, I Want to Know What Love Is. That has the original sleeve on it, $19.99. Ken, Invoices. You'll get an invoice either late tonight, early in the morning, or sometime tomorrow, Ken. We haven't finished sending those out yet. We hadn't even finished Ken and everything in. Ken, no one has got an invoice yet. We'll get it to you ASAP. We have the Best of Herman's Hermits, $9.99. It has come a snowstorm here in Tennessee, and we got 1/3 of our staff working. So anybody else that didn't know that, like I said, we usually have in between 8 or 10 people here working on a daily basis. Today and the last 3 days, we've had either 2 or 3. So Doug was able to get here for a little bit today, and yeah, so snow's messed everything up. Sorry about that. We'll get back on regular schedule. Hopefully through the end of the day tomorrow, everybody will have an invoice, and there's a bunch of them. We had so many new customers. A lot of new people's hopped on. It's been like, hey, where's my invoice? I thought you sent them on Mondays, and probably they have no idea that it's been snowing here in Tennessee. Probably they're somewhere else where it snows on a daily basis, but when it snows here, it's like everything shuts down. It's been hard for me to find restaurants open. There's more open today than ever before. The roads are getting better. We have Pat Metheny for $19.99. So let me get caught up. Sorry for the distraction. Pat Benatar 20, Pat Benatar 25. We have Daniel Buzide offered 15 for Foreigner, and then somebody offered more than 15. Let's go ahead and sell that to Daniel for 15. Pat Benatar is at 30. Reed, you were second on Foreigner. And we have Men at Work, 2 Hearts, $24.99. Seth hasn't been here all week. He's literally been out playing in the snow. I'm not joking. He's literally been out playing in the snow. $24.99, Men at Work, 2 hearts. That's a UK copy. And Genesis Duke is $19.99. Genesis Duke is $19.99. Genesis Duke, very clean copy, $19.99. Tony Freeman said PMG, Pat Metheny Group for $14. Sell that to Tony Freeman. Gary and the Pacemaker's Greatest Hits, that's $9.99. The Best of Naz featuring Todd Rundgren, that is $19.99. And Meatloaf is a 1981 UK copy of Dead Ringer, $34.99. Jackson offered $15 for Duke. Sell that. We have a final call on Pat Benatar. Pat Benatar, Denise Harrison had that for $30. I'm making sure Terry Gearhart was done bidding. That's a final call. And if anybody wants the big mouth bashing the code, $15 buy it now on that. It is sealed. And Chris B. Jack said 12 on Nazareth. Chris, I will sell that to you for $15, sir. If not, Jeff Williams said he would have took it a sticker price. The Kinks' Greatest Hits is $26.99. The Kinks' Greatest Hits, $26.99. $26.99. Terry Gearhart's backing on Pat Benatar at 31. Jackson Conklin on BM. And BM was, what was BM? That was the Big Mouth over here for a $15 buy it now. That's sold to Jason Conklin. Stephen Martinelli was second. John Fogarty, center field. With Zance Can't Dance, $24.99. Put me in, coach. $24.99. And Chris B. Jack says he's good with 15 on that. So Genesis is sold for 15. That's sold for 15. Eric Clapton, August, $34.99 for Eric Clapton, August. $34.99. After this auction concludes and we're done with this bin, we're going to go through the back, and I think y'all are going to like seeing what's back there. We're going to be going through nothing but buy now, best offer, probably stuff you've never seen before. Steven gets John and Eric. Those are both sold. Cover condition of the Kings. Let's see, the bottom, the spine does have some chipping on it. The top is got a little bit of chipping, but it's not split. It's about to split, though, and it's about to split there. But overall, no splits, but chipping. So VG condition on the Kinks' Greatest Hits. Kinks' Greatest Hits. Meatloaf was $34.99. They're still bidding on Pat Benatar. Terry's at $33. And we have an out. No, Denise, you're out. Just let me know if you want back in. The Eagles is in shrink wrap. Their Greatest Hits, 71 to 75, $34.99 for the Eagles' Greatest Hits. Also, Dusty Springfield, Dusty, $39.99 for Dusty Springfield and Dusty. For Dusty Springfield, Dusty. Sell Stephen Martinelli the John Fogarty at sticker and $30 for Eric Clapton. Denise is back in on Pat Benatar for $35. Simon and Garfunkel's Greatest Hits. Mrs. Robinson, The Sounds of Silence, I'm a Rock, $14.99. The Association's Greatest Hits, also $14.99. Never My Love, Cherish, Wendy, that's on the original green label, $14.99. Terry, you're back out on Pat Benatar. And Peter Cetera, Solitude Solitaire, Peter Cetera from Chicago, $14.99. Terry Gearhart offered $26 on Meatloaf. Sell that to Terry for $26. Dusty Springfield's $24.99. This one's called It Begins Again, $24.99. Terry's out on Pat Benatar. Go ahead and sell that to Denise Harrison for $35. Mark Kaser wants SF. SF was, I'll wait and see what SF was for. I'll wait on that one. Eric Clapton Backless, $34.99 for Eric Clapton Backless. No condition notes on that. Super clean. And we have Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits, $34.99. Dylan's Greatest Hits. That's on the 70s label. No condition notes on the vinyl. Terre Haute Pressing, $34.99 for Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits. And Cornelius Brothers Sister Rose with the hit song Too Late to Turn Back Now. That is $9.99. John Barleycorn Must Die, Traffic. Also no condition notes on this. Traffic is $19.99. John Barleycorn Must Die. And Toto 4, $24.99. Has the original inner sleeve, Toto 4. Mark Kaser, just let me know what SF was for. And then we have a bid on Simon & Garfunkel, another offer on Simon & Garfunkel. First, though, let's pull Terry Gearhart's Eric Clapton Backless for $26. We're going to sell that to Terry for $26. And Jim Croce, I Got a Name, VG copy for $14.99. That's Jim Croce, I Got a Name. VG condition, just $14.99 on that. So he was wanting Simon & Garfunkel. That's what I was thinking. And then we had a $10 offer and a $12 offer. So that's sold to Mark Kaser at sticker price. Stephen Martinelli gets Jim Croce. By the way, Toto 4 has Africa on it. Phil Collins, Hello, I Must Be Going. $19.99 for Phil Collins, Hello, I Must Be Going. That has the original inner sleeve. And OG Phil Collins, $19.99. Felix is Too Late for $8. Sell him Cornelius Brothers Sister Rose for $8, that is. Paul McCartney, Red Rose Speedway. This has Big Barn Bed on it and My Love. Has the original hype sticker with the 12-page booklet, $26.99. Charlie DeFrank offered $20 for Dusty. Sell that to Charlie DeFrank for $20. And we have Peter Tosh, Bush Doctor, $26.99 on Peter Tosh. Robin Trower, Bridge of Size. And I think somebody asked me the other night, was this still available? And I was like, yes, but I don't know where it happened to it. Now there it is, $24.99 on Robin Trower. And Traffic, Low Spark of High Heel Boys. That has the original clip corners. That was made like that. Those aren't cut because they're cut out. That cover was made like that, $19.99. Toto was $24.99, Dan Davis. Toto 4, Chrysler Steels Nash & Young, another copy of Four-Way Street, $34.99. Kid Creole and the Coconuts, that is $19.99 in shrink wrap. And Jackson Brown, Running on Empty, original inner sleeve and booklet, $19.99. Running on Empty, the road, cocaine, the loadout, and stay just a little bit longer. We have Nicole Moyer first on Robin, and Robin was Robin Trower. That's so Nicole Moyer. Dan, I will sell you Toto for 20. Dan, I'll sell you Toto for 20. 25, you offered 15, 20 on that one. And let's go through. I'm just going to read titles one more time. We've wiped out half of that crate. I would love to wipe out another half of it. Everything's buy it now, best offer. Then I'm going to disconnect from our power supply, roll this cart to the back, and we're probably going to do the last half of the show going through bins back there. All buy it now, best offer. Dan says he will take Toto Tanner for $20. Here's what's left very, very quickly. Ray Parker Jr., Who You Gonna Call? $19.99. Jackson Brown, Lawyers in Love. That was $14.99. The Crazy World of Arthur Brown. This is on the original label, the track label. He had the hit song, I Am the God of Hellfire, and I Give You Fire. Peter, Paul, and Mary, The Best Of, $9.99. Alan Parsons Project, Ammonia Avenue, $19.99. I think Carl Palmer from Emerson, Lake and Palmer, I think he played, they were kind of associated with him. Associate producer Pete Townsend from The Who. And I think Carl Palmer played the drums on that song. Ray Parker Jr., this is After Dark and shrink wrap, $14.99. The Outlaws, that has Green Grass and High Tides, and there was another song on there that I was, that came up. Apple's got this new thing called Deep Cut, or not Deep Cuts, Discovery. And it's like, I tried it last night. It's all the stuff that, from artists that, similar to what I listen to, but they're deep cuts. So it's people that I don't really listen to, and then it's their deep cuts. And it was playing deep cuts by Warren Zevon and The Outlaws and Leonard Skinner, and then something by Emerson, Lake and Palmer. It's a really cool station, or like this thing that they have now. So $19.99 on The Outlaws. Squeeze is $24.99. Sweets from a Stranger. Blondie's in VG condition. That's Parallel Lines, $24.99. That's Blondie, her classic album, $24.99. It's in VG condition. There's Emerson, Lake and Palmer, VG condition, $9.99. That has Lucky Man on it. Genesis, and then there were 3, VG for $9.99. Also, the Chambers Brothers Greatest Hits, VG plus $14.99. Ozark Mountain Daredevils, Don't Look Down, VG plus $12.99. The new Commander Cody Band, Rock and Roll Again, $19.99. Walk on the Wild Side, The Best of Lou Reed, $34.99. JJ said 9 on ELP. Sell that to JJ for 9. Also, Genesis for 9. 9 and 9 to JJ. The only auction, that entire crate I posted, the only auction that did not sell was the sealed copy of the band in concert, Rock of Ages, with the hype sticker. It has a tear in the shrink wrap. It was $55. Somebody offered $45. I said I would take $50. I don't think Jared said yes, but I actually never did see him say pass. So that's the only auction that did not sell tonight. We sold an entire crate of sealed records. Charlie DeFrank wants the Chambers Brothers for 10, and J.J. Wilson says he'll take the Alan Parsons for 19. Knock off the 99 cents. Sell that to J.J. Wilson. Renaissance is $9.99. We have Men at Work Cargo, $24.99. Gary Lewis and the Playboys, $9.99. Sell Sean Hull for the Blondie. I'll do that just because it's in VG condition. Felix offered 8. Sean offered 15. He gets it first. Best of Herman's Hermits is $9.99. Men at Work, 2 Hearts, a UK pressing, $24.99. Gary and the Pacemaker's Greatest Hits is $9.99. J.J. Wilson wants Renaissance for 9. That's so to J.J. Wilson. We have the Kinks' Greatest Hits, You Really Got Me, All Day and All the Night, $26.99. Eagles' Greatest Hits and shrink wrap, $34.99. Dusty Springfield, Dusty, $39.99. Also, the Association's Greatest Hits, $14.99. Peter Cetera still available, $14.99. So is Dylan's Greatest Hits. And John Barleycorn Must Die, Freedom Rider, great track. Empty Pages, great track. John Barleycorn, Steve Winwood, $19.99. Gregory Gasky said squeeze 15. Gregory, I will sell you squeeze for $15 if you want that. Sweets from a Stranger. Very clean copy. Gregory Gasky, 15 on that. Arthur Brown, J.J. Wilson was $39.99. Javi offered 11 for Cetera. Go ahead and sell that to Javi Soto. Phil Collins was $19.99. Also, Red Rose Speedway, McCartney, $26.99. Peter Tosh, Bush Doctor, $26.99. Traffic, Low Spark of High Heel Boys, $19.99. CSNY, Four-Way Street, that's live, $34. Kid Creole and Jackson Brown running on empty, $19.99. J.J. Wilson said he'll take the Traffic for $19. That was John Barleycorn Must Die. Gregory Gasky said he'll take Sweets for $15, Tanner. Ted Stevens wants to know the Peter Tosh condition. Peter Tosh, at first glance, nice jacket, VG Plus or better. It has has an Atlantic inner sleeve, but it's on the Rolling Stones label, which was a subsidiary of Atlantic. That's on the Rolling Stones label. Peter Tosh, Bush Doctor, $26.99. They played together. They have some songs together, actually. $26.99 on that. Next is Tim Jernigan on Jackson Brown. Nat Reynolds offered 8 for the Ozark Mountain Daredevils. Let me find that one. Was that the Don't Look Down? If so, go ahead and sell that to Nat for $8. JJ said he wants the other Traffic for $19. So do you want both of them? I got you down for both, 19 and 19. The band is the only auction that did not sell. Everything else in that video is sold, and we're about to move this cart to the back. Now, while everybody can hear me, so I'm on a Wi-Fi connection. Here's what may happen. When I start moving this thing, everything's attached, a laptop, a monitor, a GoPro, all kinds of cables and cords, my mic, which is wireless. You may lose connection, okay? So you may lose connection. It may buffer because it may jump. We have extended routers in here. So when we go to the big part of the store where it opens up in the back, it may jump routers, okay? So your connection may drop. So make sure, it may be best actually once I get reset back there to maybe just swap off and come back. But first we got a few more of the things here. We have JJ offered 35 for Arthur Brown, sold. We have 12 on Phil Collins, sold. Dusty Springfield, I'll go ahead and take 25 for that. Sold to Charlie DeFrank, and 18 on Peter Tosh. Felix just offered 20, but I'm going to sell it for 18. I got it for 45 if you want to tell Chad. Carol Puckett got Fleetwood Mac for $45. Yes, Carol Puckett got it for $45. Okay, anybody else? That was a great recap crate. I had another one from that same night. That I was going to go through, but I think it's time to go ahead. I've been talking about going to the back now for 2 hours and 45 minutes. So let me move my monster off of this thing and my keys and all my sticky notes so all that don't fall and crash. I'm going to put all that on Tanner's desk. Thank you, Tanner. Let me disconnect from this and let's try to roll this thing to the back, which move the generator. Power pack here. Usually I would just crate stuff up and bring it up here, but I want to go to the back because I think we can go through a lot more faster if we do that. So, all right. Let me see, make sure I didn't miss anything before I start moving this thing. Before I have to say, whoop, we got to go back up to the front and grab that. Well, look at all the Rush. You can tell who I like. My store, big display of Rush records. The other side is full of Led Zeppelin. I may be biased. I do have a Taylor Swift section, though, too. So, all right. I think I've got on the wrong side of this thing. Let me wheel it over here like this. And I think one of the first bins that I found earlier was this one that don't have a lot in it, which is right here. Yeah. All right. So, here we go. Can everybody still hear me? Are we still connected? Anybody's connection drop? If not, then we're in good shape because this is where we're going to end up. We're going to go through this bin, that bin, then we're going to move here. This place is records everywhere, as y'all just probably seen. Actually, I'd like to show y'all. Let me rotate this thing completely around right quick. So let me give you a visualization. I'm going to take a picture of this and post it. Let me give you a visualization of how much we go through and sell. See these bins here? Let's start right here. These bins were full. Every one of these bins were full. And this is how much we have been through and sold just last night tonight. So to give a visualization, this is how many records we have to price and put out every night. All this was full yesterday. That's how much we've went through and sold. And I'm going to show these. This is the only $6.99 stuff I didn't crate up. And then this is some higher end stuff that I'm going to show and auction while we're back here. I got a John Fogerty bootleg, a Harvest, a Purple Rain, and then some odder higher end stuff like I showed last night. So that kind of gives you an idea. That's what it looks like, how much we go through in 2 nights. So all that was full yesterday. And if whatever's left up front, I'm probably going to put over here in the corner and then refill them back up. So that kind of goes to show you visualization on how much we go through and sell on a nightly basis. It's usually many hundreds and hundreds of records. So that's why we're always advertising we need to buy records, because we sell equivalent of an entire store full of records. And we go through about an entire store's inventory every week, bought and sold. So it's we have to always be buying. Everything in here is bought. Speaking of buy it now best offer. We have the best of Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs, $19.99. Everything back here is buy it now best offer. This is the best of Sam, the Sham, and the Pharaohs. Looks like a nice jacket. That's the original MGM label, and look how nice the vinyl is. That's Woolly Bully, $19.99. I'm going to get some auction started while we're back here. OV Wright, you're still together. We're still together. OV Wright's $26.99, and these are all, like I said, buy it now best offer. OV Wright, we're still together. The Kinks Greatest Celluloid Heroes, $24.99 for the Kinks Celluloid Heroes. Tan RCA label, $24.99 on the Kinks. And the Searchers Greatest Hits, $19.99. The Searchers Greatest Hits, $19.99 for the Searchers. Also, Rockin' with Ricky Nelson. That is $19.99 for Rockin' with Ricky Nelson. That's on the Ace label. That's a UK import. $19.99. Don't hesitate to make offers on anything in here, including Bob Dylan Self-Portrait. This is a textured cover OG, $39.99. No condition notes on the vinyl. Bob Dylan Self-Portrait. Stephen Martinelli gets Ricky Nelson. That's so does Stephen Martinelli. And another John Barleycorn Must Die. This is an 80s pressing. Very clean, though. And it's a UK Island pressing, $19.99. Mark Lent wants OV Wright. That's so to Mark Lent. Stephen Martinelli gets the Bob Dylan for $30. Those are both sold. OV Wright a sticker, Dylan for $30. Sinatra, A Man and His Music, $29.99. This is a 2 LP anthology of the musical career and the most exciting entertainer of our time. Sinatra, Reprise, $29.99. That's a 2 LP compilation. Wings at the Speed of Sound. Nice looking copy here in shrink wrap with the original inner sleeve. Wings is $24.99. Stephen first of Sinatra. Looks like Christopher Morris was second. We have Johnny Cash, Ride This Train. $24.99 on Johnny Cash, Ride This Train. And that's on the Columbia 2i. Look how nice the wax / vinyl / record is. $24.99 on Johnny Cash, Ride This Train. Neil Young, After the Gold Rush. VG Condition, $14.99. Neil Young, After the Gold Rush. That's VG Condition, $14.99. And Bob Dylan, Street Legal, $34.99. Has the original inner sleeve. Dylan Street Legal, $34.99. Next comment was JC20. That's sold to Stephen for $20. Brent said KC18. KC was that Kinks? Kinks Celluloid, maybe? Is that right, Brent, on that? Let me know if that's right. If so, sold. And Stephen gets the Neil Young. So those are sold for $20 and sticker on Neil Young. Climax Blues Band is $19.99. Climax Blues Band, $19.99. Very clean. No condition notes on that. CBB, Climax Blues Band, and Climax Blues Band stamp album with a big old postage stamp on the cover. $19.99. That was Cash, Johnny Cash. Okay, so Brent, you were second on that. Stephen first at $20. Brent second. The Beatles Young Blood is $39.99. That's a vintage bootleg Beatles live recordings. That's $39.99 for the Beatles, Young Blood, and Get the Knack, $19.99. Also with the original inner sleeve, no condition notes. That's My Sharona, The Knack, and Charlie Daniels Band Full Moon, $24.99. Charlie Daniels Band Full Moon. The best of the Beau Brummels featuring Laugh Laugh, EX condition on the Beau Brummels, $24.99. Tanner, I'm kind of boxed in, but can you grab me the first few records in that bin, the Fogerty, the Prince, the Neil Young, and eventually the rest of them, because I'm going to show them. So actually, I'll just put them right over here. So I'll take that whole stack. Genesis, and then there were 3. There's another, boy, I feel like we have 3 to 5 copies of this every night. Genesis, and then there were 3. That one's $24.99. George Strait, does Fort Worth ever cross your mind? In shrink wrap, $49.99 for Strait, George Strait. And Genesis Wind and Weathering, $24.99. That has the original inner sleeve with it. Genesis Wind and Weathering, original inner sleeve, $24.99. Mark Kaser on Charlie Daniels Band for $20. Tim Jernigan gets George Strait. Those are both sold. Also, Todd Rundgren, Back to the Bars. It is a cutout. Has the hit song Hello, It's Me, $29.99. Tim Holloway said he'd give $30 for both Climax Blues Band. You got it. 15 and 15 to Tim Holloway. Daniel Buzide, and you were second on George Strait. John Lennon Double Fantasy, $24.99. And we have Fred Carnell at 20 on Genesis. If that was for Wind and Weathering, then Fred, you get it. Stephen Martinelli on TR for Todd Rundgren. That's so to Stephen Martinelli. And Led Zeppelin with Hop Sticker contains the hit Stairway to Heaven. Now, the only Led Zeppelin 4 that had a hop sticker was the 77 reissues, which is that's what this is. It's a club copy in VG condition, $39.99. Matt Hockman offered $25 for Young Blood. You got it. Sell that for $25. Stephen Martinelli gets the Led Zeppelin, and we have REO Speedwagon, 9 lives. No condition notes, original inner sleeve, REO, $19.99. That reminds me of Oreos. I was in Walgreens last night, and I stared at some Oreos for about 30 seconds. And I asked myself, Tanner, do I really need these Oreos? And I did not buy them. Can you believe it? Tanner says that's surprising. I was like, man, should I get these? This would taste great with some milk right now. And I was like, but you know what? I'll end up eating the entire box. Up for auction is Neil Young Harvest. Let's put this up for a $25 start. Textured cover, gatefold OG. Has the original inner sleeve. And this is going to be a 20 and the original lyric insert as well. This is OG Harvest, $25 start, textured sleeve. It has the lyric insert, $25 start. Check that out. Very, very nice. Textured inner sleeve, $25 start. Neil Young Harvest. I'm going to set it right over here, okay? It's going to be hard for me to I don't have an auction platform like I normally do, so there that is. And we have REO at 15. That's sold to Mark Kaser, REO 15. Okay, so let's recap that first bin, then I'll probably go through those. That looked good. I saw Dylan and George Harrison. So here's what's left in this first batch. The best of Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs, Wooly Bully. That's $19.99. And the Searchers' Greatest Hits is $19.99. We have John Barleycorn Must Die, Traffic, $19.99. Also, Wings at the Speed of Sound in shrink wrap, $24.99. Bob Dylan Street Legal, $34.99. No condition notes on that. The Kinks Celluloid Heroes, $24.99. And the best of the Beau Brummels featuring Laugh Laugh, EX, $24.99. Get the Knack is $19.99. We have Genesis, and then there were 3, $24.99 on that. Follow You, Follow Me, and John Lennon Double Fantasy, $24.99. For John Lennon Double Fantasy. Stephen Martinelli has Neil Young for $25. Going once, going twice. Is Tanner real, or is this like Fight Club situation? Tanner's real. Actually, I got to share Tanner's wedding video to the store page. I forgot to do that today. Their wedding video's back. I've got to share that. Y'all get to see Tanner in real life. You'll get to see his wedding video. I'm going to share it to the Coletco page. The reason we missed that weekend of sales, y'all can go to the wedding virtually for about 10 minutes. We have the Moody Blues, In Search of the Lost Chord, $19.99. Let's go through the rest of these. In Search of the Lost Chord, Moody Blues, $19.99. These are all buy it now best offer. Bad Boy, Girl on the Run, a 1985 pressing, $34.99. Go with the Flow, Michael White's Magic Music Company. That's a 1974 U.S. pressing, Jazz Fusion, $59.99. Go with the Flow, Michael White's Magic Music Company. 74 Jazz Fusion, $59.99. Al Di Meola Electric Rendezvous, 1982, $49.99. A half-speed CBS Master Sound audio file pressing, $49.99. John Lennon Mind Games, that is $29.99. John Lennon Mind Games, and that's on the black Parlophone label, $29.99. We have a bid for Sam, Sham, Searchers, and Brummels for $48. That is this record, that is that record, and that's this record, also to Brent for $48. We got a new bid on Harvest. Justin Randall bid $26, Stephen Martinelli bid $30. OG Harvest, Old Man, Heart of Gold, textured cover, beautiful album, beautiful cover, beautiful music. Neil Young, $30. Stephen Martinelli, Justin, you're out. Next, CCR. This is Willie and the Poor Boys, $29.99. Willie and the Poor Boys, CCR, reissue label. It's a vintage copy. This is the Bubblegum Machine, right? The Bubblegum Machine, VG Plus condition, $39.99. The Bubblegum Machine, that's on Senate Records, a subsidiary of ABC. Stephen Martinelli wants CCR. Kaleidoscope. Kaleidoscope is a 1969 Pittman press, $49.99. Kaleidoscope, $49.99. The Barbarians. The Barbarians is VG condition, $39.99. Are you a boy or are you a girl? What's the new breed say? The Barbarians, that's in VG condition, $39.99. John and Yoko, Plastic Ono Band, sometime in New York City. No condition notes on that, $39.99. Justin, if you're done bidding on Neil Young, say out, or you can bid again. Try it. The Standales. Standales is $39.99. That's on Tower Records. The Birds, Dr. Birds and Mr. Hyde, $34.99. 69 Pittman Press. That's an original Columbia inner sleeve, and that's the original label. $34.99. Pussycat, starring Harry Nilsson, produced by John Lennon. Harry Nilsson, John Lennon, $44.99. Bob Dylan, Highway 61 Revisited. It's a 1975 Pittman Press. No condition notes. $24.99. Bob Dylan, Highway 61 Revisited. Justin's out on Neil Young. Let's sell that to Stephen Martinelli then for $30. Next auction is a John Fogerty vintage bootleg. John Fogerty, Through the Years. This is a unofficial yellow vinyl. Record 1 is titled Hoodoo. It was a live concert in '76, and the record 2 was a live concert from 1985. John Fogerty, vintage bootleg. John Fogerty from CCR, yellow vinyl, vintage unofficial. Both LPs are on yellow vinyl. Essentially, 2 concerts here. 2 concerts, $20 start. 2 concerts, $20 start. John Fogerty, a 76 and an 85 concert. $25 start. That's up for bid. Brent Robley offered $20 for the Dylan. Sold bubblegum price and condition. The Bubblegum Machine. Brent, that's in VG Plus condition, $39.99. It has a braille strip at the top, or not a braille strip, a label maker strip at the top. So about a VG cover because of minor ring wear and that. VG Plus vinyl, the Bubblegum Machine, $39.99. Bill Durgan, if you're going to bid on John Fogerty, make sure you put JF for John Fogerty so I know what you're bidding on, or unless you're trying to make an offer on something, let me know. John Fogerty, make sure you put JF. That's a $20 start. Arthur Conley, Shake, Rattle, and Low. No condition notes on an Arthur Conley album from Atco. Soul record and mono, $39.99. That's unusual. Bob Dylan Desire is $34.99 for Bob Dylan Desire. $34.99, Bob Dylan Desire. And we have first on Bob Dylan. Yes, Stephen, you got the Bob Dylan for $20. Bill Durgan was off. He was bidding on John Fogerty. That's why he has now put JF. Groovin' the Young Rascals, $29.99. Groovin' the Young Rascals. That's on the Atlantic two-tone label. $29.99 on that. Blues Magoos. This is Gulf Coast Bound in shrink wrap. $34.99. Blues Magoos, Gulf Coast Bound in shrink wrap. $34.99. Brent offered $30 for Bubblegum Machine. We're going to go ahead and sell that to Brent for $30. Next is John Lennon and Plastic Ono Band, Live Piece Toronto, $29.99 on that. George Harrison, Extra Texture. George Harrison, Extra Texture, $29.99 for GH, Extra Texture. Marillion, Misplaced Childhood, $39.99 for Marillion, Misplaced Childhood, $39.99. Super nice copy. Final call on the vintage John Fogerty bootleg for $20. Bill Durgan has it for $20. Final call. John Lennon, Life with the Lions, $49.99. Don't hesitate to make an offer because I think y'all remember we had one in a discount bin earlier for. That's $49.99. ZZ Top Eliminator is $34. Well, this is a great bin. Great titles in here. All Buy It Now Best Offer Eliminator loaded with hits, $34.99. Steely Dan Gaucho is VG Plus condition, $22. excuse me, $24.99. I said 22 because Val just bid 22 on John Fogerty. This is Steely Dan Gaucho, VG Plus $24.99, and Neil Young, Comes a Time, EX Edition, also with his song Lot of Love, as covered by Nicolette Larson. Neil Young is EX $32.99. So we have a new bid on John Fogerty for 22. Val Simonia is in at 22. Bill Durgan, you're out bid. You can bid again or you can say done. Stephen Martinelli got ZZ Top for 30, and I think that Terry was trying to buy it, possibly a sticker. So, Stephen, let me know if you want it for sticker. If you passed, then we're going to give it to Terry Gearhart. Susan Kirkland Wright first to Steely Dan at sticker. And then Stephen Martinelli got Neil Young. Bill Durgan's back in on John Fogerty for 25. Thompson Twins, Into the Gap, $24.99 for an original Thompson Twins album. No condition notes. That is truly near mint minus. Doctor, $24.99 on Thompson Twins. Go ahead and give Steven ZZ Top a sticker. Traffic, John Barleycorn Must Die. A gatefold, no condition notes, $19.99. Tan label. Boy, that's the 9th copy of that tonight. I think we've sold most of them. $19.99 on Traffic, John Barleycorn Must Die. Big Country, The Crossing, In a Big Country, $24.99 for Big Country. The Crossing, that's $24.99. And Chuck Jackson, that's I Don't Want to Cry. Chuck Jackson is $34.99 on Wand. Chuck Jackson. Val Simonia is back in on the John Fogerty at 26. Michael Ruckman, first to the Thompson Twins at sticker. Sell that to Michael at sticker. John Fogerty, 26. Brock Hanna, you were second on Thompson Twins. Daniel Buzide, 30. Tony Freeman on BC 20. BC 20, that was Big Country. Sell that to Tony Freeman for 20. I got 2 copies of John Lennon, Double Fantasy. They're both super nice, $24.99. I probably have another one somewhere still in here, don't I? I thought I had another one. We have these everywhere. That's $24.99. This is Edward Bear Bearings, $34.99. Edward Bear Bearings. That is actually sealed. A 1970 pressing, sealed. And the last is Frickin' Frack. You shouldn't have done it. Frickin' Frack, 1986 12-inch single. B-side is Jealous Girls, $29.99. John Barleycorn Will Not Die. No, they won't. So that bin was right there. If you just joined us, we're in the back going through some bins. Here's what's left from that back bin. I'm just going to read titles. If you need a price or we're going to wait till the end to make an offer, now's your time. Super clean copy of a classic by the Moody Blues, In Search of Lost Chord. That's $19.99. Also, Bad Boy, Go With the Flow, a 74 jazz fusion record. Al Di Meola, half-speed master. John Lennon, Kaleidoscope. Also, we had the Barbarians, John Lennon, the Standells, the Byrds, Harry Nilsson, Arthur Conley, Bob Dylan, the Young Rascal, Blues Magoos, John Lennon, George Harrison, Marillion, John Lennon, Traffic, Chuck Jackson, John Lennon, Edward Bear, and Frickin' Frack. Matt Lawson said he'd give 30 for Desire, and John Barleycorn Must Die. So he said he'd give 30 for Desire and John Barley. Let's sell those to Matt Lawson, 15 and 15. Sold. Val Simonia, let me know if you want backing on the John Fogerty. Bill Durgan has it for 27. Final call. Does anybody else want to make an offer on that? If not, I may jump over here and we'll go through another bin, possibly this one or maybe this back one, or I may go down 2, may go through this one right here. Let's just go down the line. How about that? We've started here. Let's work our way down, possibly all the way to the back. And can I show the Jazz Fusion? I can. It's called Go With the Flow, Michael White's Magic Music Company, a 74 U.S. Jazz Fusion record, $59.99. It is a gatefold, has a company sleeve. It's on ABC Impulse, ASD 9281. Buy it now, best offer on that. Val's back in on the John Fogerty bootleg at 28. Bill Durgan, you're out. Let's scoot down this cart, one bin, and go through these next records, which are going to be right here. These are all buy it now, best offer. We have Elton John, Victim of Love, $19.99 for Elton John, Victim of Love. Also, Diana Ross and the Supremes Anthology. That's a triple LP Diana Ross compilation, $29.99. These are all buy it now, best offer. FM, City of Fear, $12.99 on FM. The Smugglers, Atlanta Whiskey Flats, $19.99. The Smugglers, Atlanta Whiskey Flats, $19.99. Genesis, Seconds Out. That's a 2LP live Genesis album, $29.99. Nils Lofgren is $14.99 for Nils Lofgren. Also, Dave Mason, Let It Flow, $9.99 for Dave Mason, Let It Flow, $9.99. That's not on blue vinyl, unfortunately. We have an offer for 10 on FM, FM City of Fear, sell that to Phil for $10. Bill Durgan's backing on the John Fogerty for $30, and that means Val Simonia, you're outbid John Fogerty through the years. Continuing, we have Dan Fogelberg, Windows and Walls, $9.99. Little Feet, Feets Don't Fail Me Now, $19.99 for Little Feet. Feets Don't Fail Me Now, $19.99 on Little Feet. Also, Joe Cocker, Something to Say, $19.99 on Joe Cocker, Something to Say. Looks like some kind of UK copy. German pressing, Joe Cocker, Something to Say, $19.99. The Fabulous Thunderbirds, Hot Number, $19.99. Gold stamp promo on the Fabulous Thunderbirds. Holly Near, Fire in the Rain. Holly Near's in shrink wrap, $12.99. Original motion picture score to Midnight Cowboy, $14.99. Susan offered $15 for Little Feet. Sell that to Susan for $15. Tony Freeman offered $8 for Dan Fogelberg. Sell that to Tony Freeman for $8. Those are both sold. Also, Rick Wakeman, Journey to the Center of the Earth. We've had a lot of these pop up. This sold a lot of copies. At one time, it was #1 on the Billboard charts. Rick Wakeman is $19.99. Rod Stewart Smiler is $24.99. Rod Stewart and big, boy, nice cover. First thing I've noticed on this one. Big Hits, High Tide and Greengrass, the Rolling Stones, $34.99. Blue London label, nice, $34.99. All right, so the John Fogerty bootleg is sold to Bill Durgan for $30. I'll lay that right there, Tanner, so we can auction prints. We sold Little Feet. We sold Dan Fogelberg. We're going to sell Felix to Joe Cocker. Whoop, I skipped one too. I skipped a couple records. My bad. Hold on a second. Let's find the Joe Cocker. That's sold to Felix for $15. And I skipped the Rolling Stones Tattoo You, $34.99 for the Rolling Stones Tattoo You. Original inner sleeve, super clean, $34.99. I also shipped the Stones, or I skipped the Stones. Get Your Yayas Out, also $34.99. And I skipped over Joe Poss, Portraits of Duke Ellington, $14.99. $14.99. So Stephen Martinelli offer $30 for the Stones. Just let me know which one. There's actually 3 there, or you can take all 3 for $30, $30, $30. Rod Stewart's MTV Unplugged. Crystal, I've only ever had a couple copies. That is a scarce album. Doesn't come through too often. It's around $100 or so. Doesn't come through too often, though. This is going up for auction. It's an original Prince Purple Rain OG pressing with the poster and the original inner sleeve. $35 start. $35 start. So there's the original inner sleeve with the rain design on the back. This is a $35 start. Prince Purple Rain. The vinyl's near mint minus, and it has the poster with it. $35 start. Purple Rain. And it includes the OG poster. There it is. Very cool. So that's complete with the original inner sleeve. Nice vinyl, nice jacket. And that's a $35 start. Stephen Martinelli says he'll take all 3. 1, 2, 3. Stones, Stones, and Stones. 30, 30, and 30, Tanner. Those are all sold. Going back to the bin. Lonnie Mack, The Hills of Indiana. Nice, from 1971. Now, that's one we don't see too often. Lonnie Mack has a window cover. $29.99 for Lonnie Mack. Neil Diamond, Touching You, Touching Me. That's on the original Uni label. $9.99. Fred's at $35 on Prince. Fred's in at Prince at $35. Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, the Bob Dylan soundtrack, $34.99. Scott Smith on the Lonnie Mack. That's sold to Scott Smith. Scott Snee offered $10 for Joe Poss. Sell that to Scott Snee for $10. Also, Orbison songs. Roy Orbison, $19.99. $19.99. Roy Orbison sings his own and other great songs. Roy Orbison is $19.99. And we have Kenny, as in Kenny Rogers, shrink wrap and hop stickered, $9.99 for Kenny Rogers, $9.99. Nicolette Larson, all dressed up and no place to go. Nicolette is $9.99. And Pieces, Mariah, $24.99. Nobody else in on Prince. Fred Carnell has that for $35. Going twice, going 3 times. Original inner sleeve, near mint minus vinyl and poster. Final call. Justin Chase on Kenny Rogers. That's sold to Justin Chase. Next is Elton John's Honky Chateau, also on the original Uni label. We made a note of that on the back. $34.99. We have a new bid on Prince for $40 and another bid for $40. Benny Mardones, Live Sides. That's a 1980 promo for $12.99. Little Feet, Hoy Hoy. $26.99 for Little Feet. Hoy Hoy, 2 LP. Little Feet, very clean. No condition notes on that. $26.99. So Blade was in first on Prince. That means Fred's out and Steven's out. Roy Buchanan, My Babe. Roy Buchanan, talking about his guitar there, $19.99. Also, we have the Blue Sky Boys. This is $19.99. This is the Blue Sky Boys, 1999. So Prince is at 42. Prince is at 45. We have Elvin Bishop live, Raising Hell, $24.99, and the Fabulous Thunderbirds, Are You Tough Enough, $17.99. Stephen Martinelli was at second on Prince, and then Justin bid 42, then 45, then 48, and Neil Brashear said BSB for $15. BSB for $15, and that was Blue Sky Boys. Sell that to Neil Brashear for $15. Prince is now at 46, now 48, and a $42 bid. And Mark Fallon says he's on lockdown until he gets his invoice because he has no idea what he spent last week. Actually, Mark, I'm adding stuff to your invoice right now that you don't even know about. It's like hidden charges, stuff like that. So, and we're charging interest even though you haven't got it yet. This is Lou Reed, Growing in Public, $34.99. Lou Reed, Growing Up in Public, $34.99. Lou Reed, Growing Up in Public, and Neil Young, American Stars and Bars, $34.99. Everything in here is Buy It Now Best Offer, including Charlie Daniels' Knight Rider, $24.99. Gatefold, original orange label, that's $24.99. And Count Basie, half a sixpence. Count Basie's $9.99. Chad, say Neil Diamond again. Neil Diamond is called Touching You, Touching Me. It's an original studio album of his on the Uni label, and that is $9.99. Yeah, warehouse storage fee, keys, just like when Jerry was trying to buy a car from David Putty, all those hidden charges. Prince. Justin Chase is at 48. Michael Ruckman, you're out. Stephen Martinelli, you're out. Fred says he is out. So is Stephen. So this is between Michael Ruckman, Felix Salas, and Justin Chase. Justin is the high bidder at $48. $48. That's where we're at on those. We'll keep finishing up this bin with Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's VG Plus for $9.99. And Millie Jackson, Feeling BITCHY. That is $9.99. Millie Jackson. So that was a Buy It Now Best Offer bin. I'm just going to read through those titles very quickly one more time. Then I'm probably going to shift those over here and then go through this back part. Michael's out on Prince. Felix, I think it's down to you. If not, we're going to sell it to Justin Chase. Final call. Let's start from the back. I'm just going to read titles, and in case you just hopped on, Chris Farrar is in on Prince at 50. New bidder. Prince is now at 50, and Blade Singletary wants Earth, Wind, and Fire as sticker. That's so to Blade Singletary. Here's what's left in this bin. We had Elton John, Victim of Love, Dinah Ross and the Supremes Anthology. So here's how these work. You can go ahead and make an offer, or at some point, very in the near future, these are going to end up in a discount bin, in a flip bin, like a $9.99er or a $14.99er, and they're definitely going to sell there because we've been doing that all this week, and those are pretty much like, we've sold almost all of them. We've shown like that. So just don't hesitate to make offers. That's why we're back here. Genesis, Seconds Out, Niels Lofgren, Dave Mason, Let It Flow, Fabulous Thunderbirds, Hot Number, Holly Near, Fire in the Rain, Midnight Cowboy. We have Out and Out. Chris, you may be getting the Prince for $50. Final call. Rick Wakeman, Journey to the Center of the Earth, Rod Stewart, Smiler, Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, Bob Dylan soundtrack, Roy Orbison, Orbison Songs, Nicolette Larson, Pieces Mariah, Elton John, Honky Chateau, Little Feat, Hoy Hoy, Benny Mardones, Live Sides, Roy Buchanan, Elvin Bishop Live, Raising Hell, Fabulous Thunderbirds, also Lou Reed, Growing Up in Public, Charlie Daniels Band, Knight Rider, Neil Young, Stars and Bars, Count Basie, Neil Diamond, and Millie Jackson. That's what's in there if anybody wants to make an offer. I'm going to count down from 5 seconds on Prince. Chris Farrar has Prince for $5 or for $50. 5-second countdown. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Buzzer. Sold to Chris Farrar for $50. I had a feeling that would do good at auction. And Brent, the Roy Orbison is called Orbison Songs. It's on his original label, Monument. There's his glasses. I think it has Pretty Woman on it, doesn't it? Maybe. Oh, Pretty Woman, first track, $19.99. His classic, Orbison Songs. And Roy Buchanan, not Orbison. This is Roy Buchanan, My Babe. My Babe, $19.99. Honky Chateau is $34.99. It's the OG pressing on Elton's original U.S. label, Uni. I think it's going to be a long, long time. Rocket Man. Rocket Man. There it is. I think it's And I'm back. Sorry about that. We are here in the back. I'm back. And we're selling back here in the back. As soon as I do a stretch. Sorry if it sounds like my neck is cracking, because it literally is. I hadn't been to my chiropractor in like 8 months. And we're going to go through some records back here. Here we go. So when I left off, I sold Brent Robley, the Roy Buchanan, for 14. Then we had Mike, no sound, no sound, sound. Mike swap, no sound, no sound, sound. Oh, Mike, audio, Mike, sound off, lost sound, sound out, welt back, good to go. And how much for Elton? $34.99. Waiting for somebody to buy it now or make an offer. All right, let's go through this next bin over here. Yeah, so instead of going to the back, let's jump over one to the right. Let's jump over one to the right and go through this bin. Let's go through some more stuff right over here. Buy it now, best offer. Figured more would sell out of that bin, but we'll try a new one. Let's go through this right here. This is, let me move some stuff around. Let me push those back. Get my platform a little bit better. There we go. That was the last thing. So let's see what's in here. We have, wow, another Elton. EX condition, $32.99 with the poster, a rich winter sleeve. Greatest Hits Volume 2 with hop sticker and poster, $32.99. Elton John Friends, EX condition. This is actually technically early in his catalog. I think this is like 1971, where he did the Friends soundtrack, EX $17.99. Neil Diamond Shiloh. No one has connected the dots because it's still in shrink wrap on his Bang label, $14.99. Very nice. Neil Diamond Shiloh, $14.99. Also, we have Joni Mitchell and the LA Express, Miles of Isles, $34.99. $34.99. Fairport Convention, a movable feast. This is a live Fairport Convention, $19.99. Recorded live in concert, Fairport Convention. This is $19.99. And the Larry Williams Show featuring Johnny Guitar Watson. Larry Williams Show, a UK pressing for $29.99. And more Greatest Hits of the Monkees. Great titles in here. They're all buy it now, best offer. More Greatest Hits of the Monkees, $24.99. Bonnie Raitt, Sweet Forgiveness is $9.99. And Culture Club, we sold one earlier. We sold one last night. Just like this, shrink wrap hop sticker, a rich winter sleeve, $29.99. Now, Tony, are you offering $27 on Elton John Greatest Hits or Honky Chateau? Either one, I'll sell to you for $27. Just let me know. We have George Lyle gets Shiloh. We'll tag that first. It's sticker. That's sold to George Lyle. Tony wanted the Greatest Hits for $27, so that's sold to Tony Freeman for $27. Chad Van Horn, you were second, even though you offered more. I've already said sold to him. And Neil Brashear wants Bonnie Raitt for $7. That's sold for $7. Continuing in this bin, I'll put Elton back over here. We have Eurythmics Revenge. That was $24.99 for the Eurythmics Revenge. Mahavishnu, $14.99 on Mahavishnu. Gordon Lightfoot, Sunday Concert. The bottom seam has got some splitting. $19.99 for Gordon Lightfoot, Sunday Concert. Shake Your Booty, Frank Zappa, $49.99. $49.99. Frank Zappa, Shake Your Booty. That's $49.99, and the Beach Boys 69 is $19.99. The Beach Boys 69, that is $19.99. Beach Boys 69. Climax Blues Band, Flying the Flag, CBB is $19.99, and Moody Blues Sir Lammer, shrink wrap and hop sticker, VG Plus condition, $14.99. Orlando Martinez said $45 on Zappa. Sell that to Orlando, and Quicksilver, Just for Love, has their great song on it. Fresh Air, the vinyls in EX condition, $17.99. Justin Randall said $25 on Honky. You've been the only one making an offer. I'll sell it to you. Sell that to Justin Randall for $25. Larry Williams, Stephen A. Young gets Larry Williams. That's right back here of Johnny Guitar Watson. Brock Hanna offered $23 for CC. CC was, what was CC? Culture Club? Yep, sell that to Brock Hanna for $23. So do you. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Child is Father to the Man. The first Blood, Sweat, and Tears album, VG Plus, $14.99. Child is Father to the Man. Alan Freed's Top 15, original 15 top recordings, VG Plus $9.99. Rune at the top, Rune Gustafsson. That is EX $12.99. I think he was a guitarist. It looks like it. EX $12.99. Tim Holloway on 10 on CBB, Climax Blues Band. Sell that to Tim for $10. Also, I always want to think it's ABBA because ABBA has an album that looks similar to this, but this is called Arrival, I Will Survive. It's $14.99. It has liner notes written by Dusty Springfield recommending the album, $14.99. The World and Sound, 1970. The World and Sound, 1970. That is another one of those spoken news records, 1999. There's the Kent State Massacre, known for the song Ohio by Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. Rod Stewart, Blondes Have More Fun, VG Plus condition, $11.99. Rod Stewart. Chipmunk Rock, that is $19.99. Everybody needs some Chipmunk Rock. There's the Mount Rushmore parody cover, $19.99. And Hubert Sumlin's Blues Party, Ronnie Earl, Ron Levy, Mighty Sam McLean, Greg Picciocco, and Jerry Portnoy. That's $17.99. I butchered Greg Piccolo album. Piccolo, boy, that's a tough name, Tanner. I'm glad I don't have to say that on a daily basis. This is Jonathan Wilson, Slide By EP. That is sealed for $21.99. Nat says he'll offer $12. Sold. We have Gary Stewart, Your Place or Mine. Gary Stewart's in VG Plus condition, $16.99. The Best of David Crosby and Graham Nash. A special release series with an alternate cover. The Best of Crosby and Nash. I like that cover better than the other one they used. VG Plus $14.99. Red Rubber Ball by The Circle. That's a 66 mono pressing. EX condition $19.99. Felix said he'd get 14 for Hubert. 14 for Hubert. I don't remember reading that one off. Hubert. That was Jonathan Wilson, Chipmunk Rock. Is that still in here or did I already sell that? That might have been that blues record I just sold, right? I'm not for sure. We have Something Nice, Etta Jones. That is a 1986 sealed pressing, Etta Jones, $19.99. Gregory said CN $10. Crosby Nash. Sell that to Gregory for $10. We have Matt Lawson said Sue-in. I'll wait for some clarifications on some of those comments. Stephen Stills 2, EX condition, $17.99. For Stephen Stills 2, EX condition, $17.99. We have Boo Herdron and Darden Smith, Evidence. EX condition, $14.99. Oops, There Comes a Smile, Songs and Stories by Jim and Tammy and Their Friends. VG Plus $9.99. And Crosby and Nash Live, that's VG Plus $14.99. Stephen Forbert, Jackrabbit Slim, $9.99. Also Dion, Sweet for Late Summer. Dion is $14.99. Buddy Rich, Very Live at Buddy's Place. Buddy Rich is $14.99. Also, The Northern Pikes, Secrets of the Alibi. That is $9.99. We have Christopher Morris said 10 on Circle. You got it for $10. Next is Stephen Martinelli put D. And if that was for Dion, then it's sold to Stephen Martinelli. Mac Hockman, you would have been second. Joe Eli, this one is called Musta Nada Gada Lotta. Joe Eli, $14.99. Christopher Smith, Buddy Rich, $10. That's sold to Christopher Smith for $10. Also, Basic Blues Magoos by the Blues Magoos, $39.99 for Blues Magoos. Neil Young, After the Gold Rush. We had a VG copy earlier. This one's nice, $34.99. No condition notes, After the Gold Rush. Neil Young, $34.99. Johnny Winter and Live, $19.99 for Johnny Winter. Stephen Stills, EX $17.99. Brent offered $30 for Blues Magoo. Sell that to Brent. And Steppenwolf, At Your Birthday Party, EX condition $17.99. Steppenwolf, At Your Birthday Party. So, Blues Magoo's at $30. Travis Wade says, oops, $7. And that was for, what was oops? This right here. Oops, that's sold to Travis Wade for $7. We had the Moody Blues, A Question of Balance, EX edition $14.99. Brock Hanna offered $17 from the Eurythmics. That was back here. I've still got it though, and we're going to sell it to Brock Hanna for $17. Bill Durgan said S15, that's Steppenwolf. Sell that to Bill for $15. Thank you. There's another Moody Blues album, On the Threshold of a Dream. Very clean, $14.99. Also, Joni Mitchell, her debut album, VG condition, $9.99. 1967, Joni Mitchell. Also, Stephen Bishop, EX, $9.99. EX, $9.99. Now, very quickly, I'm going to read through those titles one more time. I'm either going to shift one down or go through this back bin. I've kind of jumped around back here. Let me see the dates on these next records. Interesting. Mott, James Gang, Spinners, Genesis. There's Sting and Nagy, or we may go to a completely different section. Sometimes I do that too. We had George Lyle said 5 on Joni Mitchell. I'm going to go ahead and go. He says go to the back. This is the back. You are in the back. We have, here's what's left here. We have Elton John Friends, also Joni Mitchell, Fairport Convention, More Monkeys Greatest Hits, Maha Vishnu. We have Gordon Lightfoot, Beach Boys 69, Moody Blues, Sir Lammer, Quicksilver, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Alan Freeds, Rune Gustafsson. We had Arrival, Year and Sound, 1970, Rod Stewart, Chipmunk Rock, Jonathan Wilson, Gary Stewart, Stephen Stills, Etta Jones, Boo Hinder Drive, and Darden Smith, Evidence, Crosby Nash, Stephen Forbert, Joe Eli, Northern Pike, Neil Young, Johnny Winter, Stephen Stills, Moody Blues, and Stephen Bishop. What's the Beatles on the left? This is the Beatles Rock and Roll Music Volume 1, 1999. Oh, he meant go to the back, possibly this being right here. The Beatles Rock and Roll Music Volume 1. It's on Green Capital. It's an official release compilation, 1999. Joni Mitchell, this is Reckless Daughter. George, I'll go ahead and discount it for you. If you want it, I'll sell it to you for $9.99. That's a discounted price. $9.99. Let me walk around and see what's in some of these other bins behind us. And, well, I know what's behind us. Nothing. I'm talking about over here. Let me walk around. There I am. There I am. Let's see what's over here in these bins. Trying to figure out what I have and haven't went through over here to make flip crates at some point. Might as well just keep going down. I'm going to just get an idea. That has some pretty good titles in it. Everything looks pretty balanced. Because I think for the most part in the last 6 months we've put out some really good titles, and if there's anything been left over back here, it's probably pretty good. That looks like a really good bin there, and so does these. So if we have time, we make it over here. I know what I'm going to go through next, but how about we just work our way down and keep going through stuff, and everything gets buy it now best offer. We have Miles, Viles, Joni Mitchell. What was the price and condition? So that was Lucas, Miles, and Isles. Joni Mitchell, that was right in here. Nope, maybe it was all the way in the back. Joni Mitchell, that was literally the second record. It was $34.99, near mint minus, gatefold 2 LP. Don't hesitate to make an offer. Next is William Ray. Can I see the Johnny Winter? Johnny Winter is called Johnny Winter and Live. I think this is one of these 2-in-1s. I think it's Johnny Winter and then and Live. 2 different albums repackaged in one. And that is $19.99. Next is, what is the Red Verve record in the back? Red Verve record. Red Verve. You're talking about this right here. Wow, great eyes. This is Verve disc jockey copy records. Ella Fitzgerald, Jane Powell, Ella Fitzgerald, Ink Spots, Fabulous McCleaverties, for Dancing Lovers, Charlie Barnett, Ella Fitzgerald, and Mix Riddletons. It's a Verve disc jockey radio station compilation. The spine is split, VG Plus condition, $14.99. George says, I have that one. Find some 80s back there. I'm trying. Did you say what it was listed for? $24.99. $24.99. Buy it now, best offer. Okay, and yeah, let's go through this next bin. This other red record is Jefferson Starship, Red Octopus, $14.99. $14.99. Let's jump right over here, and let's go through this next bin that I've already kind of folded down. We have Lucas, sell him Joni Mitchell for $15, and that was Miles of Isles. Let me figure out what I've just done with it. Did I put it back in the back? I did put it back. Sell this to Lucas for $15. And sell Chris Ferrara the Verve DJ record for $9.99. Let's go through the next bin here. The next bin is all buy it now best offer. Again, if I've missed anything, let me know. We have Nagy's Theme, $9.99. Also, the Beatles, Let It Be, $39.99. A 1970 Winchester pressing of the Beatles, Let It Be, $39.99. The Summer Olympics album, 1988, $14.99 for the Summer Olympics album of 1988. Box Top Super Hits, The Letter, Cry Like a Baby, Neon Rainbow, VG Plus condition, $14.99 for the box top. Sting, The Dream of the Blue Turtle, EX, $22.99. Sting, Dream of the Blue Turtle, EX condition, $22.99, and it has an original inner sleeve with it. Chad and Jeremy, Sing for You. That's in shrink wrap, no condition notes, $9.99. The Butterfield Blues Band live. This is $24.99. $24.99. This is the Butterfield Blues Band, $24.99. $24.99. Ian Hunter, You're Never Alone with a Schizophreniac. Ian Hunter is $19.99. And Club Coda and the Points. Club Coda is a 1980 pressing on pink vinyl. That's Brownsville Station related or members of pink vinyl, $19.99. And Loggins of Messina with Jim Messina sitting in. Loggins of Messina, $9.99. We have Calixico, Edge of the Sun, $19.99, 2015 pressing sealed. Also, Mark Don and Mel, that's a Grand Funk compilation, $29.99, 1961 to 71. Mark Don and Mel, $29.99. And Solid and Raunchy, Bill Black's combo, EX condition, $12.99. EX $12.99. Genesis, there's another copy of Then There Were Three. VG, that's our 9th of the week, I think. VG, $9.99. Genesis, and Then There Were Three. Beach Boys Concert is in VG condition, $9.99 for the Beach Boys Concert. And Leon Russell Carney, that's in shrink wrap. The vinyl's in VG Plus condition, $9.99. And Spinners, Mighty Love, EX $12.99. Spinners, Mighty Love, EX $12.99. Blood One Pig, A Head Rings Out. Blood One Pig is VG Plus $14.99. Jeff Beck Group, Rough and Ready, VG Plus $14.99 for Jeff Beck Group. That's on the original Yellow Epic label, $14.99. Bebop Deluxe, Excuse the Nudity. We've already got it covered up for you, though. Bebop Deluxe is VG Plus $14.99. $14.99. And Rare Earth, Willie Remembers, EX condition, $17.99. Rare Earth, Willie Remembers. Mott the Hoople, Shouting and Pointing, VG condition, $9.99 for Mott the Hoople, or just Mott at that point. VG $9.99. Wadoff Carew, See Crazy Waltz, and that's $11.99. EX condition, a 2001 12-inch single. Blade Singletary said $9.99 for Jeff Beck. Sell that to Blade Singletary. I just skipped over it. That is Blade Singletary, Jeff Beck for $9.99. Foghat Stone Blue, EX condition, $16.99. Foghat Stone Blue, EX condition, $16.99 on Foghat. James Gang, live in concert. The cover's in shrink wrap. The vinyl's in VG condition, $9.99. And Joe Walsh, recorded live. VG Plus condition, $16.99 for Joe Walsh, recorded live. Buka White, Parchment Farm, that's VG condition, $6.99. Stars on Long Play, EX condition, $9.99. Stars on Long Play, EX $9.99. Jeff Williams put JG. That was for James Gang. That's so did Jeff Williams. Also, Cartoon, VG condition, $9.99. Cartoon, VG $9.99. Brent Ribley on BW4. That was Buka White. Is that, hold on a second, B4. I'll let Brent clarify that. Then Felix said he wants Buka. And then Henry put BE. I'll let all those get clarified right quick. I'll just lay that back there for right now. We have Power Company, Eric Burden. This is $24.99. Power Company, Eric Burden, $24.99. Eric Burden, as in Eric Burden and the Animals. Power Company. Tom Rush, New Year. That is sealed for $12.99. Brent does want the Buka White, so that's sold to Brent at sticker. Felix was second. And I think Fred Carnell wants to know the Bebop Deluxe price and condition. This is in VG Plus condition, $14.99. Bebop Deluxe, VG Plus $14.99. Felix Brent was first on Buka, and he is going to take it as sticker. And then whatever Henry BE was for, BE was for Buka. So Henry, you were third. Linda Hargrove, Music is Your Mistress, $9.99 for Linda Hargrove. Hip Link Chain, Change My Blues. That is sealed for $24.99. And we have Blues Imperials, Chicken Gravy and Biscuits. Blues Imperials, $14.99. This looks very interesting. It is Personal Conflict, Power, Thou Split, Power, Cower, and Thou Split, release 2011, German pressing, $24.99. $24.99. Interesting record there. Some kind of hardcore or I don't think it's metal. Probably looks like some kind of hardcore. T-Pad Songs, Volume 2. It's a stash label compilation, $24.99. $24.99. Stash record compilation, $24.99. That's called T-Pad Songs. This is Duke Tomato and the Power Trio. I Like My Job, Duke Tomato. That's $14.99, produced by John Fogerty, $14.99. Dr. Boogie presents Rarities from the Bob Hot Valves. It is sealed for $29.99, a 2008 Belgian import. The Stompers is $11.99. Also, what do we have here? This is an anthology of new music, Waves, Volume 1, January 79, blue vinyl. Some kind of possibly new wave compilation, $24.99. It's called Waves, an anthology of new music, 1979, $24.99. Sights and Sounds. This is called Sights and Sounds of Church Street Station. Sights and Sounds of Church Street Station. That is sealed for $9.99. The Fatback Band, Raising Hell, VG Plus condition, $14.99. Fred Carnell said he'd give $10 for Bebop Deluxe. Sell that to Fred Carnell for $10. He wants Waves for $20. Sell that to Fred Carnell for $20. Red Octopus, Jefferson Starship. This is $14.99. Clean copy, Terry. Also, Central Heating Heat Wave, $14.99. And a Japanese pressing of UFO. Let's see what we have here. This is UFO. Is that like the band? UFO, I'm not for sure. Some kind of Japanese pressing here. Let's see what's on the back. And this is VG Plus, $14.99. This is VG Plus. The artist is Pink Lady, UFO. VG Plus, $14.99. Terry Gearhart says he'll take Jefferson Starship. It's pronounced Tomato, made known for Bob and Tom Show in Indianapolis. That was Bob Tomato. I think somebody's told me that before. I was saying Duke Tomato, but it is Tomato. That's a O. He just didn't spell it like the fruit or vegetable. War All Day Music, $26.99. All Day Music. Felix says pink for $10. Sell that to Felix for $10. Also, Steve Miller Band, Brave New World. VG copy for $9.99. Steve Miller Band, Brave New World, and Stanley Clarke, Journey to Love, VG Plus 14. And what do we have here? Louder Space, Obnox, Louder Space, sealed, $14.99. Louder Space, Obnox, $14.99. Louder Space, Obnox. Let me see what's over here in these other bins right quick. Tony Freeman says SMB 8, price on Heat Wave. I'll give y'all answers on those in just a second. Trying to figure out what we need to possibly go through next. And also, me and Tanner have a lot of work to do as soon as the stream ends. So probably going to go through like maybe one more bin or a bin and a half. And then the sooner we can end the stream, the sooner we can get back to some kind of regular schedule here. Probably to y'all it seems like regular schedule, but we've been playing like overlap and catch up for the last 72 hours since the snow hit. So we're trying to like get finished from last week so we can go forward to this week. And I hope that everybody who can, everybody comes in tomorrow that normally price records and ships records will be here tomorrow. And we'll be back on some sort of a regular schedule. First, Steve Miller Band sold to Tony Freeman for $8. Stephen A. Young said he'd give $20 for that Eric Burden. We had Blade Cemetery, Obnox, $10. That sold to Blade for $10. The Let It Be was $39.99, a 70 Winchester pressing, $39.99. And let's see here. You say tomato, Chad says tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. And Fred Carnell, Louder has already sold. Louder has already sold. So I'll take the Johnny Winter and Joe Walsh for $10 each. Johnny Winter and Joe Walsh. Somebody asked how much Central Heating was. Central Heating Heat Wave has a promo strip, gold stamp promo on the back, no condition notes, white label promo, $14.99. Sell Let It Be for $30. Chris, that's a white label promo for $14. Now, was there a Joe Walsh left in here? Joe Walsh and Johnny Winter for $10 and $10. If I can find the Joe Walsh, I know where that other one is. Let me see what's left in here. Heatwave, Stanley Clarke, War, Fatback Band, Sights and Sounds, The Stompers, Bob Hot, Duke Tomato, T-Pad Songs, Blues Imperials, Hip Chimp Linda, Tom Rush, Cartoon, Stars on Long Play, Joe Walsh. There's Joe Walsh for $10 to William Ray. Let's sell Heatwave for $9.99 to Chris Ferrara. Aaron Gardner, $8 on Fatback. And I think the Johnny Winter he's talking about is over here in this other bin. This one right here, $10 for that one. Is that right? Or was there another one in here? Was there another one here? Foghat, Moth the Hoople, Spinners, Genesis, Mark Don and Mail, Paul Butterfield, Sting. Some great titles in there. These will probably reappear later in some kind of flip bin. But if it's that one, then go ahead and sell that to William Ray as well for $10. Let's go back down this direction and see what was over here. That's where we started. There's that Jazz Fusion record. And let me take a peek in here. Maybe behind it. Let me see what's over here in this other bin as well. It looks some pretty good titles there. Let's go through this bin. Oh yeah, let's go through this bin here. Maybe the last bin, if not the next to last bin. I know it's awfully early compared to where we normally stop, but like I said, we have to reserve a little time to finish playing catch up so we can get all these invoices out to y'all. So we're not in a little bit further of a hole. So let's go through this bin and see where we're at. And these are once again buy it now best offer. Excuse me while I do some stretching again. We haven't had a lot of sleep. Snow day for a lot of people. When I knew all this was happening, I was like, oh no, this is going to be like the most longest week of my life. We have Ben King, 7 letters, VG Plus condition. I think there's going to be some really good titles in here. Ben King, 7 letters, VG Plus condition, $24.99. If anybody wants to make an offer, please let me know. Ben King, 7 letters, VG Plus, $24.99. Check this out, Rumors in shrink wrap with the hop sticker, $34.99. No condition notes, original lyric insert, Rumors. It has the Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences Album of the Year, $34.99. Led Zeppelin, In Through the Outdoor, EX condition, $39.99. Cover variant E. Cover variant E. That's 3 great records. Benny King, Fleetwood Mac, Led Zeppelin. 38 Special Tour de Force, $24.99 for 38 Special. Original inner sleeve, $24.99 for 38 Special. And the band Stage Fright, $29.99 for the band Stage Fright, $29.99. Yusef Lateef, Hush and Thunder, $29.99 for Yusef Lateef, Hush and Thunder. That's on the original Atlantic album, $29.99. Return to Forever featuring Chick Corea, Hymn of the Seventh Galaxy, Chick Corea, red Polydor label, $19.99 on Chick Corea. Also, John Barleycorn Must Die. Oh my gosh, there it is again. Holy moly, how many does that make tonight? John Barleycorn Must Die, Traffic, $19.99. Tony offered $18 for 38 Special. Sell that to Tony for $18. We have Crosby, Stills & Nash Replay, $24.99 for Replay, super clean copy, $24.99. Also, Steppenwolf, Rest in Peace. Steppenwolf is $19.99. ABC Dunhill, that's $19.99. The Great Peanut Butter Conspiracy, that doesn't pop up very often. 67 stereo pressing, VG Plus condition. Original Columbia 2i, that is $39.99. Also, the Book of Taliesin, Deep Purple, $34.99. That's on the original label, super clean. Deep Purple's $34.99. And Giorgio Moroder, From Here to Eternity, that's a 77 Terre Haute pressing, $39.99. Brent Robley gets a Great Peanut Butter Conspiracy for $30. And we have the Yellow Pages, that is $39.99. The Yellow Pages on Uni, $39.99. Do you have any craft work? If we do, Lucas, that's something that we don't get it too often. When we do, it sells immediately. I've never had a craft work in any condition that I've shown and it hadn't sold. So that's like one of those instant sellers. Climax Blues Band, tightly knit, white label promo on this. White label promo for $19.99. CBB, that is tightly knit. Deep Purple, Who Do They Think We Are? A UK copy with alternate colors. That is $34.99. $34.99. That's Deep Purple, Who Do They Think We Are? And Why the Wires, Lost Lighthouses, a 2009 marbled vinyl, $19.99. Jay Giles, Hotline, $24.99 on Jay Giles. Also, Ruben and the Jets, $34.99 for Ruben and the Jets. That's For Real. Ruben and the Jets is $34.99. Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, that's the greatest hits compilation, $34.99. Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. The band, Moondog Matinee, $24.99 for the band. Moondog Matinee, $24.99. And Concerts from the People of Kampuchea, VG condition, $14.99. That is Concerts for the People of Kampuchea, $14.99. That is a 2LP live concert. The Black Eyed Peas, Elephant Funk, or Elephant Hunk. The Black Eyed Peas is sealed, $99.99. $99.99. This is the Black Eyed Peas $99.99. That is sealed. We have Deep Purple in rock, EX condition, $59.99. And we have Deep Purple in rock. That is a first U.S. label, Santa Maria Press, EX59. That is $99.99. Neil says he's passing Aaron first. Aaron, make sure you do want that Black Eyed Peas Ella Hunk. That is $99.99. It is sealed, 2016 pressing. But Aaron, that is yours if you want it. I knew that was my been sticker shock on that one. Shout the Isley Brothers, 59 mono, VG condition, $29.99. Original Isley Brothers, 59 mono. Sade Promise, $49.99 on Sade Promise. The Standales, Dirty Water, that's in VG Plus condition, $34.99. Classic by the Standales. There's some great titles here. These are all buy it now best offer. Keep that in mind. Also, we have Eric Clapton at his best. We sold Ginger Baker at his best earlier. Here's Eric Clapton at his best, $34.99. Bob Seger, The Distance, $29.99. Make an offer now, or they're going to be in a flip crate at some point, possibly this week or next week, and they're going to be selling fast at that point, $29.99. And we have The Mothers of Invention, absolutely free, an original 67 stereo pressing, $69.99. So right now I'm going to keep that with Aaron Gardner's name on it. Brent Ribley Shout by the Isley Brothers was a 1959 mono, VG condition, $29.99. Lucas, I will sell you Sade for $35, $5 bump on that, and I'll sell it to you. Jeff Williams says, Aaron says he's going to pass, no problem on that. Black Eyed Peas is available. It's not a cheap record. I'm pretty sure it's long got a print. That's a sealed for an original sealed for $99.99. Lucas, I'll sell you Sade for $35. Jeff Williams, Bob Seger for $24, and we have Brent Ribley Shout for $22. So those are all sold and sold and sold. And we have, what do we have here? This is $34.99, and this is Leon Geico, fourth LP maybe, $34.99. We have Jefferson Starship, an original 67 Best Way pressing after bathing at Baxter's. Super clean, $39.99. The Sade is the only thing in there pending, Tanner. Also, we have Wes Montgomery. This is Wes Montgomery, the incredible jazz guitar. This is a 1982 pressing for $39.99. $39.99 on Wes Montgomery. The incredible jazz guitar, 1982, $39.99. Archie Shepp, Things Have Got to Change. That's from 1971. ABC Impulse Jazz title, Archie Shepp, $49.99. Daniel Buziden, if I do, let's see when I price it, September, October, November, December, January, 25% off. If I do 25% off on that, that makes it $75. Black Eyed Peas, $75. If you want it, Daniel, or anybody else that maybe wanted earlier, it's $75 now. Songs My Father Left Me, Hank Williams Jr., $24.99. Songs My Father Left Me, $24.99. Also, the Ohio Express, Chewy Chewy, $14.99 on the Ohio Express. Eric Clapton, Just One Night, $34.99. 2LP, live Eric Clapton, superb condition. Daniel said sold. Black Eyed Peas gone for $75. Dave Brubeck, Adventures in Time, $34.99 for Dave Brubeck. Also, the Highwaymen, that's $9.99. That's not Waylon Jesse. That's not Waylon Willie Chris. That's a different Highwaymen. Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Band's Greatest Hits, $19.99. Lucas needs to pass on Sade, so if anybody wants that, it is available for $35. Steve Winwood, Talking Back to the Night. Steve Winwood's $19.99. The Kinks Low Budget has a promo sticker and a hype sticker, $19.99 for the Kinks. Sade Promise, that I don't think her stuff's still, I think they did a box set from Sade, but I don't think they've reissued those individually. Shock G said he'll take it for $35. Shock G, that's so to you. Eric Clapton was $34.99. Stephen A. Young, that's Just One Night, and it's a superb condition too. Clapton's $34.99. Also, all the heavy hits of Mitch Ryder, $19.99. We have Jefferson Airplane, Crown of Creation, VG Plus condition, $17.99. That's also the original label, Crown of Creation, RCA Victor. The Blues Project, live at Town Hall, VG Plus $14.99. Mr. Stephen A. Young gets to Eric Clapton for $30. And the last record was Pure Prairie League, 2 Lane Highway, $14.99. Final call for tonight. I think we might make it to 11 o'clock. I haven't ended a show before 11 o'clock in a long time, but we're kind of in an emergency situation tonight. We've went through a lot of records. I feel like we've been live. I feel like it's closer to like midnight or 1 a.m. I feel like we've been live for a long time, but it's just where we've went through so much stuff. Nights like tonight, well, we've been through, let's see, we went through 6, 7 bins up front, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We went through 13, 14 crates, I think, tonight, and we've only had like 1 crate of auctions. Also, when we don't have a lot of auctions, it seems like it slows down time when we don't have a lot of auctions. Jackson said JA 14. He put JA and then Jeff 14. Jefferson Airplane for $14. Sell that to Jackson. We have any deal on that double exposure record. Double exposure, Aaron Gardner, $19.99. I'll sell it to you for $12. Shrink wrap and hop sticker, locker room, double exposure. Let's read these one more time. What's left in here? Final call. Probably going to stop after this so we can start keying in. Actually, eat some supper first, then key in some records, and then send invoices, then key in coin and knife stuff, then send invoices, and hopefully John and Paul's here to price records tomorrow. If not, then I got to get ready for more stuff. Aaron Gardner says sold on double exposure. That's sold to Aaron for $12. How much is the Oscar Peterford in the back? Oscar Peterford is $14.99. Blues Brothers. Here's what's left in here. Pure Prairie League, Blues Project. Also, all the heavy hitters of Mitch Ryder, the King's Low Budget, Steve Winwood, Herb Albert's Greatest Hits, the Highwaymen, Dave Brubeck, Adventures in Time, Ohio Express, Chewy Chewy, Hank Williams Jr., Songs My Father Left Me, Archie Shepp, Things Have Got to Change, Wes Montgomery, Jefferson Airplane. This record, I keep forgetting, this is some kind of odd release here. Leon Geico, it's an Australian record. Felix said 10 on Oscar Peterson. Sell that to Felix for 10. What's behind Oscar? Bachman Turner Overdrive. Not Fragile, featuring the hit song You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet. $14.99. Embossed cover. The gears are embossed. $14.99. We have The Mothers of Invention. Eric Clapton. The Standales. Deep Purple. Concerts for Campuchia. The Band. Moondog Matinee. Crosstill's Nash. Ruben and the Jets, Jay Giles, Wild the Wires, Deep Purple, Climax Blues Band, The Yellow Pages, Giorgio Moroder, Deep Purple, Steppenwolf, CSN, John Barleycorn, Return to Forever, Yusef Lateef, The Band, Led Zeppelin, Fleetwood Mac, and Benny King. David said he'd give 22 on the Archie Shepp. And let me find that. Not even going to look at it. Sold to David Hoy for $22. We have price on Jefferson Airplane. This was a super nice copy of After Bathing at Baxter's. It's an original 67 pressing, $39.99. $39.99. That is $39.99. Next is Another Fun Night. Thank you, Heather Feather. And Crazy Nights Kids from the Front right before you went to the back. That is a new sealed copy. I think it's $34.99, Scott. It's a new sealed copy. This is a superb copy of Fleetwood Mac, Rumors. It's in shrink wrap with the National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences Album of the Year hop sticker. $34.99. Beautiful vinyl and original inner sleeve. Also still got the Benny King and what in the world is a Led Zeppelin album? No one's even made an offer on it. This has Full in the Rain on it. And Carsabalama, whatever it's called. I never have been able to say that. They don't say it in the song either. In the Evening, Southbound Ceres, Full in the Rain. Hot Dog, the worst Led Zeppelin song, if there's such a thing. Carla Sabamramba, All of My Love, and I'm Gonna Crawl. Wow. Phil offered 28 for Yellow Pages. That's sold to Phil. The Yellow Pages, kind of an obscure release there, but it is now sold to you for $28. That is sold to Phil S. We have Crazy Nights. Tanner, we got to go get Kiss Crazy Nights off the rack. I don't know what I had it stickered, but I sold it to him for $34.99. We have How Much is the Marauder and What Condition? The Giorgio Marauder is called From Here to Eternity. 1977, OG Terre Haute, $39.99. Giorgio in the original Casablanca sleeve on the Casablanca label, $39.99. Zeppelin needs the bag. It does, but then it may be $10 more. You can get a cheaper one without the bag. Is it a first press? It's a 77 Terre Haute. I'm assuming that's first press on that. Caroselmbra. That's why I don't try to say that. Led Zeppelin is, by the way, there's like 7 different covers of this album, all from different points of view of the bar. This is cover variant E. It's EX condition, $39.99. Does have the original inner sleeve, and it's not been wetted. It's not been dampened. When you put water on that, it changes colors. It colorizes it. That has not been dampened. $39.99. Led Zeppelin's $39.99. And KMG asked the same question. These are all buy it now, best offer. Most of the stuff in here we sold because somebody made an offer on it. You cannot insult me. Even if you say $1, I may just ignore you, but you're not going to make me bad. I've been doing deals. Some people's like, I've heard people say, I don't want to make them an offer and make somebody mad. I'm like, that doesn't bother me. Now, I wouldn't ever offer somebody $1 for something they have marked for 40, but don't ever hesitate to make offers on that. So, worst thing I'm going to do is say no or counter, and usually I counter. So Fleetwood Mac 25, Bad Boy 25, 25 for Giorgio Moroder, 25 for Fleetwood Mac. You don't have an Elvis Peace in the Valley. You know what? I think we've sold every Elvis record that we have priced in this store, which is incredible. I've never seen such a demand all of a sudden for Elvis records. Chris, Fleetwood Mac, and then Adrian was the first person to ask about Fleetwood Mac, and Adrian's made an offer for 25. Adrian, I'm going to counter at 30. Because if this doesn't sell, I'm going to take it up front to auction it tomorrow, and I'm going to start it at 25, and I think it's going to go up from there, especially after I put it in a hot picture, and I let everybody know how nice this is. We still got 150 people watching right now, but tomorrow when there's about 300 people watching, this is going to go up from there. So Adrian, I believe this may be your first time purchase. Whoa, I just noticed something. Did anybody else notice this right here? Look what's kind of sticking out right here. What in the world? Pink Floyd, The Wall, $64.99. I just noticed this. I was like, what in the world? Pink Floyd, The Wall, $64.99. That is a USOG. The Wall, $64.99. Where's the front of it? Somebody's put it back in the jacket wrong. It is like this, The Wall. Wow, $64.99. Adrian said sold. Adrian, if you're a first-time buyer, thank you and welcome. Make sure you message our page. We need your email address and your mailing address. Let's sell that to Adrian for $30. There's a couple other people now wanting it for $30. That's what I figured. I would have started that tomorrow at auction for $25, and it would have went up for there. Sell that to Adrian for $30. Now, back in order, we had Clay Moore offer $25 for Bad Boy. Now, Clay, where did you see that at? Is that over here? That's in one of the first bins we went through, wasn't it? Over here, Bad Boy? Bad Boy? Are you talking about this record right here, Girl on the Run? If so, sell that to Clay Moore for $25. We had it marked for $35. And then next was Lucas offered $25 for Giorgio. Sell that to Lucas for $25. We sold Adrian the Fleetwood Mac for $30. He said deal. Let's see. You should walk around again when it's by now. Yeah, I wish I could do this throughout the day. I wish we could have multiple sales and I could do this back here in the back like at 1 p.m. But the store's open. Jackson offered $26 for Jefferson. Sell this to Jackson for $26. Daniel offered Pink Floyd $55. Daniel gets that for $55. Clay Moore said yes to Bad Boy. And Tony Wed saying details on Pink Floyd. Daniel's already offered $55. It was a $79 OG. And did anybody ever make an offer on Zeppelin? That's the only thing we need to get to a new home. Okay, so I'll reduce the price myself. $25, whoever wants it. Led Zeppelin, In Through the Outdoor, $25. And let me see what else is in here. Like, I cannot believe this didn't sell. Let me see what else is in here. The Standells, Deep Purple. Deep Purple. Deep Purple, Crosstills and Ash. Another John Barleycorn Must Die. Now, Bill Durgan, your comment came in at a good time because I just said 25. He offered 20. Bill, if you want it for 25, it's yours. If not, Dan Ingerson, then Stephen A. Young, then Justin Chase. What's the Benny King gap? Benny King is called 7 letters. It's in VG Plus condition, $24.99. Benny King, 7 letters, and it's a clean VG Plus. The Standells is the classic Dirty Water, the song about Boston. They play it at Boston Red Sox games. It's an original pressing, VG Plus condition on Tower Records, VG Plus, $34.99. Bill's passing at 20, so Dan Ingerson gets Led Zeppelin. Dan Ingerson, you get the Led Zeppelin for $25. Stephen A. Young second, Justin Chase third. Felix asked about the Benny King, and Bill passed on Led Zeppelin. Boy, it's been a busy night. I would love to go for another hour or 2 hours, but we do have some extra stuff that we got to get done for tonight. Tanner's got everything we sold, and it looks like we sold 2 entire bins since we've been back here. I told y'all we go through these. We kind of wipe these out when we're back here. It was a little bit slower than I anticipated when we got to the back, but up front, when I crated everything up today and put it up front, we sold like everything that I brought up there. So, Felix, I'm going to sell you Benny King for $20. And some of these you'll see later in a discount bin, like a $19.99 bin, or I'll start them for auction. So, like, at some point, if no one buys this, I'll probably put it up for like a $5 auction, or I'll put it in a $19.99 bin. So, I'll offer them first for offer, but if not, then that's probably going to end up in like a $19.99 bin. So that's how we do things. And then then if they don't sell for that, if it's a better record, I'll probably put it up for like a $5 start auction. So all done. So tomorrow, hopefully John and Paul gets here. Boy, if John and Paul are both here tomorrow and I get stuff ready as well late tonight, then we should have a killer show. If Paul can get here, he'll price sealed records. John will price new stuff. And I'll tell them to make sure they get a lot of stuff marked. Hopefully they can get here tomorrow. If not, then I'll work on pricing some more stuff myself. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We are going to be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock Central Time. Thank you and see you then. I figured we'd make it to 11. It's 11:01 now. Thank you as always. I'm going to walk behind the cart here. I got a lot of bins to condense and clean up, and I'm going to take a picture and thank everybody for tuning in because we have sold a lot of vinyl in the last 48 hours. And we've just been going through old stuff. And we've sold the heck out of it. So thanks everybody for watching. As always, I appreciate the fair offers. Everybody participating night after night. Some of y'all get on night after night and buy, and we would not be in business, and we wouldn't have people employed if it wasn't for y'all. Small business here. We employ, counting myself, over 10 people now, and we're about to hire 2 more. So thank you. We're a growing operation, and we got a lot more divisions we're about to launch. We've kind of officially relaunched our coin and knife division. That's something I was going to work on this year, and we're about to launch 2 other divisions. So I've got to get the people ready for it, though, because we don't have, we're overwhelmed with shipping as well. So we are called Collect Co. for a reason. We're not called Collect Records. We're called Collect Company, as in collectibles. So we're about to start selling a lot more different stuff throughout the year. I just got to find some people to hire. I got to find some people who want to work in a career of collectibles for the rest of their life like me, which is a very, very fun career. Right, Tanner? Very collectibles, fun career, right? Fun career. Lots of traveling, lots of cool stuff, lots of music, lots of everything. So, all right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Good night. See y'all tomorrow. We'll be back at 7 o'clock Central Time. We'll be here all night, keying in other stuff. Thank you. See you then.